Hold on. Okay. I'm here. Wolves win.
这一下，
今天枪杆
Sorry.
上面，狼队我觉得还是撑得住的，但是我觉得他们还是在
Yeah, I
对
just
这
saw
个
them
体
eco
坛的整
them.
个进攻节奏
Let's
的调
go.
动上面还是很
Sorry,
难受的。
小陈这边的话也是
my computer needed like
而
some
且手里
fuck
的话
off.
还有一手大招的加持，
Like
是他现在
you
最
know
强
when
形
your
态，但依
computer
然
like
很
does an
很稳
update
的选择了一
and
个
then you
非
turn
常
it
后
on
的
next
加
time
持。
and it takes a
没
while
有
to
尝
load.
试
It
来
just
做一
took
个前
fucking
点摸
ages
排
to load. So I got up at
掉
like
了一根半线。
10 and was like, oh, I'll have time for the walkouts and whatever. And then I tried to turn my computer on and then it was just fucking.
对，还是 OK 的。
It's
还
okay.
是相当不错的，但是现在
I did not
狼队的
forget.
大招会更多一些啊，威胁性会非常大。
然后这个回合的话，小春其实是把明
Come on,
其
Wolves!
实还配了一个保镖，没有说是去单人硬解放这个 C 点，现在是一个2-1-2的防守站位。
Fix the
简单
tile.
的
The
话，依然
tile
还
should
是
be
选择把
different.
时间要压到40秒，再选择一个压时间的提速。
Oh, it says
win.
Wolves versus Tex.
今天整个这个
Oh,
进攻
Wolves
战
win.
其实在进攻
I
中打得
fucking
都会比较
misclick.
慢一些，今天的节奏啊。
A 点里面好像没
Getting on my ass for
已经
fucking.
要给技能，要准备来近点了。这个赛博群龙一
给
给，
hold
我
on
说实话会给到进攻方一点压力。
注意向上，有个非常规。哎呦 ，Juicy 已经接掉了杀入点点的 Look，
进到点里，还有一颗隔断。
对，还没有掉，而且有高亮，哦呦，直接穿掉了 ，RB 已经倒地了，位置全部锁定，爆能器
Minus
现在
spelling
是掉在了
mistake.
点里，不太好接触了。
稍微有点尬在里面了，浩东这个侧身也已经有点被看到了。
看一下时间已经是压得很紧了，没有太多的操作空间了。Coco 逼不得已只能出来强行寻找机会，但是最后10秒钟成为了压死骆驼的最后一根稻草。
Hold on.
哎，
哦，刘一手站起来了，
友好，又站起来庆祝了啊！可以看到这一分赢下来，其实我们可以看到刘一手整个半线的布置是非常有意思的。他是在 A 前点一根，然后车库一根。 他其实，在点内是没有半线设计的，但是因为这个赛博群龙升起，会让进攻方有点纠结。哎，这点里面有没有可能有半线？所以我们可以看到卢克他是选择飞进来的，但是在上方的 Juicy 已经提前等好了。
对，
有设计的。
对，告诉大家啊，大家看啊，今天这就是狼队的发挥啊。
I need the
也是慢慢把自己的比分比了回来，然后现在反。
I need fucking the English version. No, is it on a different channel?
的选择相对比较。
What the fuck, Magnum? What channel is it on?
而且没有后点道具的一个盯防啊，这波可能会压得很深，要看一下狼队这边敢不敢了。
7.6位置。
Convicts, thanks for the 3 months, and Frols with 25 months. Thank you, Frols, and thank you, Convicts.
要看他一会儿会不会第二时间再来选择要进，这波还是非常稳的。
Send our
其实还
DMs.
是蛮冷静的这个选位上。
Okay.
有选择太极地看，
闪身看到了。
Hold on. There's so much to sort out.
还有1分钟的时间，体坛依然还有
Hello?
拉扯的空间。
Hello! You're back.
Not playing well right now.
他现在非常有意思。
Fuck off.
判断是对方有没有可能
They ain't looking too hot.
但是我们今天说
Fuck off.
虽然
lucky eco round, and then
相对比较有进攻性，
I mean one more round.
今天总体的稳定性很高啊。
Well, it's only been 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So I could say to Tech, what? They want a fucking pistol, and then they want a second, and then one more round.
半线这边才刚刚排掉了车库
Yeah.
的第一根啊，时间已经来到了
Better from Tech, in my opinion.
必须得考虑去打一波了。
啊，压时间。
Well, let's see the
Then
fucking
again,
end of the
there
game, shall
are
we?
20 seconds left in this round, Tech. You need to do something here. Right, you're running a fake on A while you go back to your breach lurk at the top of garage.
Come on, Spring. Oh!
Bro, what is that teleport? Hold on. Come on, and Juicy's just TP down to the bottom C, and he's gonna own them.
Oh my god. Yes.
Well, that round, okay. So that round was shit from Tech. That was a bad round from Tech. That was a bad round. That was a bad round from Tech.
拉枪线拉的不是特别的远。
Right, fuck, I need to find... Okay, let me subscribe to this.
Yeah, and that actually came in big.
Oh,
Do you like ice cream? Because I've enjoyed these 31 different flavors of subscriptions.
Mr. Atism, thanks for the Prime, as well as Legit Critical, thanks for the Prime, and Jose Man Jr., thanks for the 31 months. I do like ice cream, but not most flavors. Well, some flavors. Some are alright, some are shit.
Duelist. Of course, in this round, maybe not so much.
Can I get a time check?
Still skating up pretty aggressively here.
Yeah,
oh
time
man,
check.
they haven't even thought to
28,
check for Lysol on the
27,
right yet. Instantly
26,
walk into that trap.
25,
And again, it's T-Virus
24,
first to go down.
23.
Yeah, I'm
Losing
good, I'm
your
good.
duelist so early on the round isn't great. But given the fact that this is a bit of an eco, you've just got that one Guardian to try and do a little bit of damage here. We're not really expecting too
Whoa,
much out
they've
of
got
this
the
round,
scores on
unfortunately.
the
I think a couple of
on
like
the UI.
key picks would be a great way to end this off. But at 3-3, you've got a little bit of wiggle room, but not a lot.
Yeah,
We're
not
cooking.
a lot really, but maybe a couple of good shots there from Marble could make a difference.
Let's go,
Unfortunately,
Spring.
nothing really can outdo that op if Spring is on form. Try to push off the angle multiple times. A good shot there from Coco, but they still got a lot of their work cut out for them, and it's going to be Wolves really hunting for the advantage back, getting that kill
So now
back
that the score is
instantly.
about to be
30-something
4-3,
seconds
does that
left.
mean that you think
They
Wolves
got
are
their
automatically
sights
the better
either
team?
on B or maybe a split towards Garage, but Lysor is already set in that position.
Yes.
And if you try to go towards B, there is still a tripwire there. At least
I ping pong. I ping and I pong.
It does feel like that's going to be a foregone conclusion as well.
Why do I place the Americas teams? You know what's funny? We're gonna do power
Okay, they've
rankings
managed
today
to
because I'm
take
not
down
gonna
the
have time to do
tripwire.
any
That's
other
obviously
video.
going to give away all that info.
Come on,
Trying to
Wolves.
get planted. Oh man, the Hunter's Fury. They're not even going to need to push that. They've completely denied the spike from going down.
Let's
How
go.
RB gets killed there, nobody will ever know. 2 kills in that round. It's the best that they could have hoped for. Unfortunately, the spike did not get planted, so that extra tiny bit of cash. Okay, it's not all the cash in the world, but every little bit counts, and unfortunately, they're not going to have that
Wolves.
available to them. We need to see a change up here. The first few rounds from them was great. There was some good aggression, but Wolves have really started to
What place is
read
crew?
into
Well,
them
that's the
and really
thing.
started to, like,
That's
figure out how
interesting,
to
isn't
deal
it?
with them.
I don't know.
So we need to see some change ups here. Maybe a pause to come through, and there it is.
Okay, TEC, take a timeout. When I say I'm from the West Midlands, I don't mean the county of the West Midlands. I mean I'm from the area of the West Midlands. I understand it's confusing, but for some reason they decided to call the county around Birmingham West Midlands. Yeah, so probably in between the two China games, that's what we'll do. We'll do Well, shall we do Americas? Yeah, we'll do Americas and China. Why not? We know that Wolves will be ahead of TEC. Whose map pick is this? This is Wolves map pick. Interesting that they have got Spring on Neon. And Juicy back on Smokes. Don't know if that's just like a Neon thing. Come on, Wolves.
There's never really full proactivity. There's never
Howdon doesn't
commitment
realize
into
how
that, and
fucked he is.
I'd really like to see that as well. Really
I've never heard that
catch them
before.
unawares, and it seems like this
Spooky
might
the
be
Ghost Catcher,
exactly
thanks
around
for the
what we wanna do,
5
but
gifted.
Howdon,
I mean, he is
oh,
actually
man,
so
he's
screwed.
ready for it.
As soon as they
and he's
spot-
tucked in
they were
close
set
here,
up
so
the
they're gonna
paranoia
have
room
no
and stunned.
idea that he's there. Oh, but they check for it anyway. Stunned up. The first
How'd you
kill to
avoid
come
that
through,
stun?
but can't connect onto
I mean, that's
Howdon, and so
crazy
that
This fucking
just
cheating
gets out of
bastard
there.
again.
Because you know what? Why
Sliding
risk it? You got
into
your
spawn
one,
in
sure, it
full
got
sight line
traded.
of everybody
Now
that's in
back
like
out.
garden and stuff is
Yeah,
maniac
absolutely.
behavior.
Well, for now, as I said, 1 each, 4-on-4, no elbow though. So they will need to check their backs in case of anything happening here. And they try to go onto the A site. They spot the camera, so they know that Lysor is on that part of the map. But the site itself is empty. Lysor is just playing for those annoying tripwires. Are stationed on that part of the map. D-Virus now spotted.
Oh.
Dashes out of that one, and they're gonna be able to put the
fuck is
spike
this,
down.
man?
So Titans find themselves in the best position, and they have been. Maybe the entire half.
The
and
flank?
Lucy doesn't actually have The ultimates on the other
Oh
end.
my God.
Again, it's present. Coco's gonna be careful though. The first pick there is from Juicy. They tried to hold them off from spawns. 2 players are coming in from heaven. T-Virus is posted up on the right side. Will they be figured out and played for? The timing is good from Coco, but they couldn't find a kill. Instead, it's going to be T-Virus to pop off that opener. Trade it onto RB.
Oh, for
Coco to hold on
fuck's
strong,
sake.
just leaving Theofat here. Trying to work out that 1-on-2. They know where both players are, but with that little time left, easy work for Coco just to bait it out for T-Virus. And off the back of the timeout,
How old is
Titans
too old to
play
receive
a
Easter eggs
much
from your
better
parents? I think those kind of questions are all wrong. Why not? Why can you not receive an Easter egg from anyone at any time?
I'm really
Why does
impressed
your
with
age matter?
how they change things up.
Some
a
people,
little
I
bit
think, just
here.
get to like have fun
I'm
in
a little
life.
bit sad that the proactivity didn't get the results that we were hoping for, and
You
you
know,
know what? Maybe
just have
that's
some fucking
where
fun
things
in your
started
life.
to go awry. Because yes, you did
Worse
manage
than
to take
GX?
down the
CM,
cipher,
please.
but I think it's
Wolves
quite
have
crucial
won
that Jet
a game.
survives
Multiple
long enough for
games.
the exec to actually come to fruition. So it's a great answer. It's a great turnaround. And as we head into this next round, now we're really asking a few more questions because Ultimates Online, we've got Rolling Thunder. That's massive
Come on,
to try and
Spring.
get in onto site, do a little bit of displacement, and that could finally see Titan grabbing
English
that lead
casters
one
for
more
China.
time. However,
Is this
there is
official?
a contrasting Rolling Thunder
I think
available.
so.
So need to be just aware of that, and it all comes down to who pulls the trigger first.
Yeah, and I feel like in those kind of rounds, especially when you got Spring there with the overdrive, you don't really want to commit to the site itself. You want to play on the outside of the site. So maybe C is actually going to be the place that they end up hitting at the end. Luckily enough for the side
Come
of
on, we're not
Titans,
losing to this
they don't actually
fucking wash
lose any
team.
of their members there in that lobby control phase. They
This
got
team of
50-something seconds
FNSs.
left, and it is going to be the C site. So the decision I feel is the right one, but it's going to be up to them not to actually lose too many members on their initial execute here. It's a retake play for Wolves. It makes a ton of sense. All they need to do is just to buy some time for the breach to come in. Spring's already very close to the C site, and it's going to be the offensive Rolling Thunder, but on the back of it, instantly popping out, still T-Virus doing some good work to find the opener. They'll be caught back by the
You
Wolves.
idiot! You
Just
fucking
look like-
idiot!
Looked like he got punched in the side of the head. His ragdoll just fell over.
And it's only 15 seconds left for the side of Titans. They need to put the spike down, but by the time they get to the site, it
These
feels like it's
fucking
going to
little
be a done
rats.
deal with the breach already being there.
This is problematic. As
Flooding
soon as
in?
the spike is tapped, that Rolling Thunder comes out. However,
Oh my God! What a play, Spring!
By Spring.
There's no
Spring
way
will
that
tear
you
you
could win the round.
apart
Kicks down.
again.
The ideas were there, but that's what I was
Easy,
talking about
easy.
the dueling Rolling Thunders, and whoever pulls the trigger
Come on, that's
first
a good play. Come on,
invariably
Baldy. Give him some
loses.
praise.
They use it on one side.
I mean,
they
that's-
get
no,
forced
it's not a
back,
good
they
play,
have
that's a
to move
fucking
over to the other
stupid
side
play.
of the map. And
They
the
literally
moment they
won the
try to stick
round.
it down,
Yeah,
that
results-based
counter thunder
Randy
comes
over
through,
here.
and they don't have the time on their side anymore. It's perfectly executed.
How many times do you
from
see
Wolves,
people
though.
just sending it and dying when there's like
You know,
5 seconds
if
on
you're
the
looking
clck?
at the side of Titans, though, they must feel a little bit hard done
He
by
gets
there,
tagged by
because
both
you
as
can
well. I
tell,
thought
like,
it would just be
T-Virus
one.
completely died to the after shot, and T-Virus, by the way, bought them a lot of time and a lot of space.
Look, it's called
The
playing
guy
to
short
win
was fighting the
position.
guy jumping out.
Makes me feel like their rotation towards the A side.
I mean, a fucking-
wasn't
a retake
actually
there is a
really
win
that
condition as
justified.
well.
They really could have.
Wasn't it a 5v4
bided their
retake?
Time, not worry too much about it. I'm kind of intrigued.
No, it's
where,
4v4, right?
Okay, I just
Oh,
saw on
was
the
it?
minimap that.
Oh,
that
he's
shot start
changed
was
his
actually
tune.
for the tripwire on the C door.
Yeah, maybe,
So they're
maybe.
opening up some room.
I mean,
for
they sent it
Mysore
together
if
as
they
well.
want to aggress
Sufa
up,
Baby
and
was
that
in
is
there.
keeping a player from TEC looking at that angle just in case.
I love that. And that's again one of the great things about that Sova, right? That cross-map utility. It can make such a big difference. Now, we are posturing heavily for this A exec. I like that the spike's moving up through sewer.
I've just been having
instead.
such an
Ooh,
urge to
Spring, this
play
is
Valorant
cheeky.
What
the
the
reveal,
T-Virus
and
Luke with a
despite
bucky
getting
was
caught
that?
in concussed,
That's how
gonna
2
get taken
insane
down.
rounds from Luke.
And now
Are you letting Howdon
only 4
kill you?
players left on this defense.
Nice.
This exec has to be
Yuko.
perfect, but you saw no. There's no way you've done
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Drive-by,
Hello,
RB's
someone
doing
wake up.
Absolute magic with the stinger. So despite the fact that it's looked a little bit
What's that
scrappy,
smoke from
it's still
Howdong?
going
He's
back
just
and
smoking
forth.
to
And
retrieve the rifle
importantly,
and
Spike
leave.
hadn't committed yet, which means
Okay, now
they
you don't
have
have a
time
smoke
to
for 25
rotate
seconds.
out.
Come
They
on,
pulled
Lyso.
over some reinforcements, and now they've got a free
Cobra's
C site to go and
supporting
move
TEC.
into.
Why does he
They
love
make it
rooting
more
for the
related
losers?
towards Lyso as soon as
What's-
they
what's-
pop their camera and they see.
What's his
Deal.
deal?
On the attacking side, actually on the C side itself, but by
Is he just a
then, they would
masochist?
have already postured is still 3-on-3, but no ultimates really to morph. The way this round
TEC's
is played.
calling
Neural
is
theft
very
there. If Wolves
slow.
are able to work themselves
Extremely-
with an opening pick, but they have a lot to
Like,
clear. They
almost
have a
every
lot to
round
work
comes down to
for,
the
and
final
they
10
have to make
seconds.
their way in.
And then a
RB,
lot of it
though,
is, like,
not in the best
pivoting.
of
What the
positions.
fuck
There comes
is
the
that,
opener. Gonna
Tech?
be a double dip
How
here.
long-
What
What a
the
difference.
fuck, you
Wolves are
cheating
gonna have
bastard?
to find a double. They're spotted by the neural theft. Gotta be careful in the smoke. It might be a spray down there from Lyso.
Unfortunately, the
Easy.
Cypher ult just
Walk
absolutely
into the
owns
smoke,
him there.
take that
Easy.
smoke, and give a
Yeah,
sick
sit the
goal to
fuck
Wolves.
down. Tell him, son.
Yeah, you take your flowers, man. That might be one of the sickest, clutchest neural thefts I've seen
If there was
in a
going to
long
be an English
time.
China's
You could actually
caster,
hear the
it should
crowd
have been my
losing
boy
it as
Ryan
Howdong gets
Central.
that double
The
spray
game is
down.
gone.
It's such a good angle that he's holding there. And unfortunately for him, Lyso pops that neural theft and catches him in the smoke. There's, what is it Omen says? No way to
Why are
run.
you,
Unfortunately,
why do you have such
how
a
the
hankering to
turns
play
table,
Valorant? Did you not
what
do
a
that
clutch
whilst you're in
there
America?
to keep that dream
I
alive.
did it a
And
little
now
bit,
we're one step
but
closer
I don't
to
know,
that
I've just-
halftime.
I'm at
And
that point in
things
the
are starting
season.
to look
Do
a
you not
little
have
bit
this
scary
urge
here for Titans? They
where,
were on a bit of a resurgence after round 3.
Do you not have this
but
urge where
Wolves have
at some
very
point in the
quickly
season
pulled
you
things
watch
back in their
so much
control.
Pro Valorant,
Yeah,
you're like,
they
I
really
could do
have
that.
been trying different
And then
variants.
you play
Now,
a bit, and then you're like, oh no,
I can't do any of it.
And then you get to the end of the season and you're like, I never want to see another game of Valorant ever again. That's my normal life cycle of a year of Valorant.
Not ready for the trade,
I
though.
do
Does mean
get.
Howdong again.
I mean, I never get a hankering to play solo queue.
Well-played move from Wolves.
Really?
A
There's
very
no
good
part of me
response
that
from
ever wants to
Howdong
play
in
solo
this.
queue.
This
I just find
puts
it
a lot
a
of
non-enjoyable
pressure
experience.
on Titans, actually, because despite them
But
getting
I
that
like the
trade,
coordination
they've
of
lost
things.
all
I
of
like
that
the.
to go for
Okay, but I
anywhere
I like a
also
else.
plan
love
coming
solo
together,
Feels
but
like
rank
it's
solo
an
queue there is no
now,
plan
Rocket
coming
Rocket
together.
Dude,
Rocket
it's
there,
so
T-Virus.
fun to mold at
This
people
sort
in
of
solo
things
queue.
happen with the
Me and
double
Bren were
over
playing
on the
duo
side
queue
itself.
at
And now Wolves are
the
team that
arena,
suddenly
at the Riot
got
arena.
on the back
We got
foot
paired with a
with
breach
Lyso.
who wouldn't use
Oh,
any
that
breach
one
util
is
the
massive.
whole
They
round.
keep the
That's not
numbers
fun.
And an
somewhat close.
Omen who was
Retake
stinger only.
feels like
And-
a dream from
And it was unbelievable.
Oh, man,
like
it feels like we've
the
waited a
the
lifetime for that
freedom to
Blade
be
Storm
angry
come through,
is
and
so
finally
good.
It does happen, and it creates
Because when you're
so
playing in a
much
5-stack, you have to
space,
control
and
yourself.
he's
You have
just
to be
gonna
like,
keep
all right,
going,
yeah,
keep
good
getting
job,
more,
guys.
tries to
Like,
get a final
I am
one.
watching
Howdong's
my
gonna steal that
teammates
final
in
kill, but it's
every
a
round, but I have to be
beautiful
like, oh,
recovery
go
here.
on,
The
keep it up.
problem is that it's off the
Maybe that's
back
the
When I'm
difference,
solo
though. I'm
queue, I
not
just
in.
get to
of a
unleash.
hero play.
See, but
from
I
that
unleash
Blade
mine
Storm,
whilst
right? It
watching
wasn't
Pro
necessarily,
Valorant,
like,
so that
great
I don't have.
tactical
I don't
depth.
have
It
any
wasn't
left.
that
My
they
anger's
outplayed
gone.
their opponents. It's just that in this round, they
There's a large
really
difference
did
between even the
have
worst pro
someone
and the
go
best
nuclear.
fucking
And the problem with that is that it can be so
thrower in my
difficult to
game.
replicate. There's only one round left in this half, and to snag that one, to have an even half, and to have a little bit more like space to play with in the next half is so important. So they
was
really
playing
want to make
Duelist
sure that they can get through this
on
round
my US
cleanly.
account,
Well, that's
which
a
is
mistake.
deranked really heavily.
Especially with how
Oh
good
my
the
god, it's so
attack
fun.
is
I've never
from
understood the
Wolves
urge to
and Haven
smurf until I was
throughout the
playing
group
fucking
stage.
Jet in plat
Not
dropping
winning
30.
out your attacking half might be a little
Well,
bit of a
this is a
problem.
great
It's
advert
it's
for
so
the
good.
game.
If Titans are able to win that one off,
Now, guys,
then
you
it's gonna be a
shouldn't
great
do it.
start again for T-Virus,
But my
because
god, the
somebody needs to go
dopamine.
nuclear, and I can smell some radioactivity there. From
Egg
that
describes a
end.
bad time and
Good
asks
opener
why
for
others
them.
don't
They
wish
could
to
Is,
come.
is
come
that?
lobby,
Do you not
but
feel
they
kind of
need
just
to
like?
play not to expand too much.
I don't know.
Well, I
Yes,
didn't
they're
deliberately
really
I guess
derank
yeah,
my
it's
account.
naturally
It just-
deranked.
Yeah,
Pretty
it just
much
naturally
most of their
deranked from
kits,
not playing on it. So I don't feel
and
there's no
Slice
ethical
itself
qualm for me
is
at all.
only held by Fat BB, and I don't see any reason for Wolves actually to attempt to anchor. So I really like the fact that they're just playing their positions, making sure that TEC are not going to put any problems for them. But now with this from the shadows, I thought that maybe they're gonna actually
Alright.
like to make something
Oh.
happen on the back
Oh.
side. And here comes the Hunter's Fury.
Come
Maybe
on.
an attempt
Come
the
on.
fire.
Come on.
Going to be the
That's
first
all
of
the
team.
Oh, that was so
All right,
good.
unfortunately,
man.
though,
The
they have
prediction
salvos,
there
they
to
have-
catch the jet straight
hold.
after the updraft. It was so well done, and now that gives them a little bit more space
Feels
to
like
work
quite a
with them a
shit
numbers
Tay-hold,
advantage. The
actually.
Yeah,
Armageddon
God,
comes
imagine if
through
this
to
tech team knew
buy
what
a little
combos
bit
were.
of time here, but it hasn't really connected onto anything
Why
in
do
a
I feel like they're
meaningful
gonna
way.
lose
This
the
retake
round?
hasn't happened just yet. Paranoia gets completely dodged.
They're
and
not.
a
What
sweep
is our timing on that
taking
drop?
down
Holy
immediately
fuck!
The all four players
Yeah.
as they push in at the
They
same
sent it a
time.
little early. One could argue.
Fucking
Are
hell.
you happy with the 6-6 half here?
Yeah. If that's the side that Tech picked, then we're fine.
Will you ever cast a CN game for Project Horizon? Also,
doubt
the
I'll
HUD
ever
is epic.
cast.
Victor is just
In fact, maybe
chef's
might be
kiss.
the worst name I've ever heard in VCT. Are you stupid?
That is the.
Are you dumb?
That is literally the stupidest thing anyone has ever said.
That is the worst opinion I've ever heard. It's one of the best names in VCT.
Yeah. Like what would you have against that name? Like there are so many boring names. Like if you want to
Yeah.
pick on a name, pick like Ethan.
There's a guy called Ethan. I can't believe we both said Ethan. I was just picking
Chat, you've
Ethan because
heard TMV cast
You've heard me
rounds.
cast rounds
It's
as-
clearly not his strong suit.
is Ethan's name actually Ethan? I assume it is, but I've never asked.
That would be even stranger if his name wasn't Ethan. Surely.
There is a guy in VCT. Who is it? Someone's name is a name, but it's not their name. Patrick, who is not named Patrick? John! John is the one I was thinking of. John Cudie's name is not
Did you
John,
mean
man.
Margaret?
I mean, Margaret's name is not Margaret as well, but I feel like you could intuit that one. But John Cudie's name not being John fucked me up. And Patrick who? Exactly, literally who? It's not him. He is not Patrick.
I would say that's quite funny though. So why is he called John?
I assume it's because John's quite a generic name. Like there's a phrase called like John Q. There's something that means like generic person. It's not John Doe. There's a
Are
different one
very
called like
heavily
John
played
Q.
in the same way that TEC did
Ah,
to
fuck, I
make
can't remember
an
the name of
early
it.
C commitment.
Sounds like bullshit.
I think
to
it's
me.
just like a
Yeah,
pun
pistol
on
round C hits tend to be pretty popular, which is always interesting to me because it's such a long
on a
range
generic
battle to
name
take.
for
But
a
we've got
person.
one ghost in the mix here. Spring's
You
going to try and
cheating
get that to
bastard
good use.
again. Look at
Paranoid's
this
going to force
EEG
him
little
straight back, however. And with that little bit of information garnered, actually, you know what? Maybe we won't hit that C site. If they can pull some
John
rotations,
Q
but
Public.
Titan
There you go.
not
Yeah.
buying into it. Instead,
He-
they're going to
it's
hold
a play
fast.
on
They're gonna
that.
chill.
His name
Right
is a
now.
play
so.
on John Q Public.
Making its way
Something
back,
that
a
you
little bit of a
couldn't even
fake,
think of.
perhaps.
There is.
Why am I the
that
barometer? I'm a
proposition
dumbass.
you've
Who
called
thought
for.
that
He's
No,
an
you,
intellectual.
no, you
His
love
name
fucking
is John.
strange
They
little
really
weird
haven't
things
busted
to
an
show
inch. They're
off. You know,
calling
you're
the
that guy who
bluff. Hablon is
fucking,
already low on health in the initial
just
ding.
memorizes
So they only
strange
need to be very
facts.
careful in the way they're positioned
I did
there. The
once at
relay
medical
bolt comes
school
in, two
get
players on the
berated
angle.
by
Neither of them found
one of the
yet,
other
but
medical
he's trying
students
to find both.
for
It's a
knowing
big
too much
opener
of
here for
the
Wolves, and even
phonetic
will make it
alphabet.
triple
She
before
said, "Why the
being
fuck
shut
do you
down
know
by
so much
Coco."
random
But the
shit, and
spike
why
is
do you
down,
tell
it's
me
going to
about
be a
it?"
2-on-4.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was
Everyone's
That
been
is-
thinking
and
that
we
for
spoke about
years.
nuclear,
I know.
explosive, spring. What a way to open up this round. 2 versus
It's because
4
his
now to try to
IRL
hold
friend
on. They
said
don't
he
really
had
have
two
anything
different
to
lives,
cover.
like John
and again,
Wayne.
we've got this flank coming through this time around.
Like
It's
John
Lysol,
Wayne?
it's
Do they mean like
expected,
Bruce
but he can't
Wayne?
win the battle. There's
What
so
do you mean
little
he
here
has
that
two
T-Guys
different
can
lives like
actually
John
get
Wayne?
done. Swung on by 2 players, and
John Wayne's an actor, right? So you could literally say that about any actor.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Like, if somebody's living a secret life, why wouldn't you be going for like somebody that? Dude, I don't understand.
Maybe they had like a, you know, bipolar friend called John Wayne. My best
I
corporate
don't
laugh.
think they were referring to John Wayne Gacy, the clown serial killer guy. That was the clown serial killer guy, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you could say he was living 2 different lives. Or is being a clown? Is that 2 different lives?
What,
No,
just
sorry,
you and
it
the
feels
clown
like
version
that
of you?
Wolves don't
Well,
really
no,
need to
but
commit
it's like
again.
being a clown.
So they have
Surely
a
you
lot of
should
that
answer that
freedom to
question.
Walk back in the trap might have just been expired.
Christopher and the
And
clown
I really
version of
wanna
you,
see
TMP.
Titans move, but they're still
Is
holding.
Are those
the-
two different people?
I would
But they're
say that
prioritizing the Roaring Thunder as well, getting
yeah, it's all
that orb early on, fighting for that orb control.
It's
because
all that-
obviously, as soon
I'm
as you
actually
get that
French.
online,
Guys, I'm
you'll have
pretending
a
to be
massive
stupid.
advantage into the next round. So now again, we're going to see another B hit to come through. The question is, how does this one get played? Aftershock to deny the plant, only for a moment. but
I
that
mean,
gives
you
time
literally have
to
dressed
push
up as a
in.
clown
Unfortunately,
multiple
they're
times,
pushing
no?
straight into Lysol's
Yeah.
crosshairs. He's ready. He's awaiting. Spring
You know,
now
Mimi went to
on
clown
site.
college.
Also spots out that at least one has pushed through. I think he spotted the second.
Why are we
one.
giving them a fucking
Wait,
gun?
time
Why
to
would
bring
you
up
have your
Lysol.
fucking rifle at the backside on its own?
Lysol now again. They're playing that off-site post
I'm
plant,
not big on
and
that
then the one aftershock to try and deny that defuse, but now that is gone. So what do they still have to work with? The flash to come through.
Oh,
the
no.
cloud
Yes!
to give that extra bit.
Yes!
That sweet
Easy clean up.
batch.
We've
Ran
got,
straight into it, but it's a
baby!
beautiful post
Sue
plant.
fat
Yeah, we need somebody
baby!
to actually come
I
and bid on
just
that one
don't
because
think
the
you
plays were going back and
understand.
forth and it was
He'll
almost
kill you
there on
super
the hand.
fast. He's better than us, Bass. We've got Sue fat baby!
Boy Fat, especially with that triple kill. They made things comfortable for their team, but they
You're
still
still gonna
get
lose
to
this
that
game.
magic number. 3 casualties in the
Sit
second
down,
round.
shut up.
It does make the
Sit
investment
down,
I just
shut
don't
up.
think you
Look at the,
understand.
money there on the side of Wolves. Nothing remaining for Juicy after buying that Guardian. And Soyfat is only playing with the Ghost. So they have a chance here on Titans to maybe work their way into a clean round. But the firepower from Wolves, of course, is not really too
What
close.
do
They
what do
still
you
got
actually
the Fang,
study at
and
Clown
it can
College?
definitely hurt if
Did Mimi
Titans are
actually
not
want to
ready
become a
for
clown?
Wolves to come.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I suppose that was
think-
why you go to Clown College, I
I
suppose.
like
but-
that Spring's taking a little
I think
bit
she
of
learned
space
stuff
here as
like
well.
how to juggle
Trying
and
to
how
garner some
to
of that early info.
you know,
Nice. First
ride
hit
a
to come through in
tricycle and
such
stuff.
a
Good
Spring.
stuff.
amazing way. That was
Spring.
Good
amazing.
stuff.
Buddy,
Don't
stop
worry
looking
about
like
it, don't worry about
Sideshow's
That
teammates
takes
in
down
ranked.
the counterpart in the Jet, however, so that's going to really take some of those teeth away. And now they can full hit in onto the C site. They have a free rotation. However, Spring's going to lose his life to Armo. He's going to get a second off the back of that flash. That's going to create so much space here for Titan to come
You
back
silly
into this.
clown.
Hold on.
Unfortunately,
It's
not-
Oh!
not the way
Like
you
Code
wanted
of
that to
Ethics for
go, and
policing, but the
Juicy
clown
to
version.
clean it up. Titan seem to be
How would you
falling
know,
apart
Kano?
here on the defense.
Yeah, and you really
You a
thought
clown?
Alba would give them some stability with that double kill, and they found on the C side itself, but the commitment was already made from the side of Wolves, and maybe I would actually want to see a timeout now.
Excited to watch your glue team
because
play?
things are starting to look shaky, and Haven is
10
close to
liters
the
of glue?
second-sided map.
Him an IT technician,
But
so
even in
basically a
that
clown,
kind of
yes.
Do you think they're the
You
favourites in that game?
really
I think they're the
want
underdogs.
to have a
10
better
million
showing
viewers.
on your
Depends
account
what
because
Nova
they
turns
really
up. The Nova
wanted
that
to
beat
flood the
EDG
site
or
before
the
spike is put
Glues
down,
that lost the
but
tech.
Wolves had the proper
To
anticipation
lose first seed.
for that kind of read. 3 players here on the A side. That's only pistol.
just stun yourself
Maybe
again.
They might have had a chance, but instead it's going to be Juicy to find that
And then
kill,
ran
clean up
back
those
into
plays.
He was
They're gonna
flashed,
bring for their
okay? You see the
worries,
little
but
thing with the
that's
eye
too
with a
much
cross
work
through
for
it? That
every
means he
single
can't see.
Oh, do you think you lose
Yeah, I
all
mean,
level
with it
of
being a pistol
awareness
round,
and proprioception when
You would have
blind?
wanted to maybe be able to walk away with a gun there.
Some players,
Unfortunately,
yes.
It's just not going to happen. A second
you not
kill
been in
from
ranked?
Howdong, though. All right. I mean, it's not going to make the biggest difference in the in this
I've seen
round,
you. I've seen some of your. You
But,
lose all
you know, get that
perception
little
bearing
bit
of where you
extra,
are when you
force
can
them to have to
see.
reinvest. The problem now is we've hit double
I've seen you
digits,
stare at a
and
raise
that
nade
is
on
the
the floor
problem
and
with
just
having such a close
accept
first
it.
half. You don't
Yeah, well,
have
sometimes,
enough of
you
a
know,
buffer
it's
to tide you over
pointless
if you
to
lose
try
pistol
to
conversion,
work
and
against
next thing you know,
The
snowball's
clip that I saw,
starting
it
to
was
happen.
not pointless to
Now,
try and
we get
resist.
to
You
round
could have just
5
walked
of the
away.
second half, and I
Resist,
always call that a
resist.
momentum shift.
Over under on rounds that Giants get this week. Who are they playing against?
Fnatic. But they got 2 new players. They could be rejuvenated.
Wait, who's got 2 new players?
Clown
Giants.
collage is just what PPA
Dude, I'm out of the loop.
/circus school.
Who did
My
Giants
best
change?
mate went to clown
Thomasy
college
and
and now
Runner.
he's a professional
Thomasy and
trampoline
Runner got
person.
benched. Okay, and then who did they bring in?
Some tier 2 guys. I can't. I wish I could.
Very
tell you.
knowledgeable.
Look, if you're not in tier 1, well, I do know some tier 2 players, but I don't know these particular tier 2 players.
Mm.
Runner is 6-man Thomas is left. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
How many rounds do Giants
Okay,
win?
lovely.
I would put the over under it.
Silent FM, thank you for the 30 months. The UCAN players Ara and Flickless.
There you go.
Runner went to the bench. Thomasy fully gone. Flickless and Ara in.
From here onwards.
Go on, give us your fucking fully knowledgeable flickless
See
takes.
if that plan can actually
Yeah, I
come
was trying to think,
fruition.
have I ever
There's
watched those
so
players
many
before? And I
caveats and
don't
moments, important
think I
moments to
have.
keep track of in
Maybe
all of
I
that.
have. Another
But it
great
looks
stun,
it's
by
gonna
the
be
way,
a
from
super
Spring. What is he
aggressive
doing?
A fucking
push.
kill, by the
Already
way, from Spring.
Pops the ulti, gets that first
Should be a kill
Yes,
here,
it has
too.
been a trade-off, but
Oh, has he got one?
How
Look
Boko
at
manages
one.
to get a second
How
there,
has he
I
got
will
one? He's
never
named like a little
understand.
cat.
Well, gets the hell out of there. Spike's
He's
still
what now?
making its way into
Named like a little
towards
cat,
this,
Coco.
I
site,
wouldn't
however.
trust
The last
TMV's
three
bet on an
players
over
from
under.
Titan are
Meow.
I like that, actually.
going to be funneling through that same kind of choke area, right? Either heaven or from that connector, which
Come
can
on.
be quite
3v3.
dangerous. We saw something like that happen previously. Dodging out the owl
The fuck
drone is
happened to that
fantastic.
drone?
They
It
don't
died
have that
like a
full
fucking
info,
lead
but
balloon.
now, will you jump straight into the sightlines of
Oh.
Juicy? Oh my god!
Batman.
How do you win that? Drops down, gets
Arbo.
the kill.
Arbo's
How
having a
much
game.
You get
Come
done?
on.
One more, but it's one versus
Let's
one.
go! Speaking of having a game, baby!
Unfortunately,
Easy,
Unfortunately,
easy,
they have
easy,
babies.
easy!
Too fat baby.
Even
I just don't
ones
think
up
you
from the
understand.
anti-eco there.
He'll kill you very
That's a
fast. He's
quad
better
kill
than
that
us
they
fast.
really
They
needed
have
because
Sue Fat
the
Baby.
retake was going
Exactly.
so well for Titan. They
And
needed
that's
somebody
that's
to
where
knock
the
it down,
problems
and that
began.
opener there.
That damn
Coco
smile.
were absolutely crazy.
damn
But
fat
of course,
baby.
We were talking about the operator. Didn't really get a lot of value. The overdrive completely neutralized T-Virus there in that kind of position. And now maybe Wolves have figured things out. It has been T-Virus that is the breath of fresh air for the side of Titan. But with T-Virus neutered, it does feel that the team really loses a lot of its ability. They rely
Right,
on
this time
T-Virus
Spring is gonna
fair
run into a
bit in
trip,
creating
die,
openers and winning individual
and Tech is
duels,
gonna win
even
an eco
like
round.
55-45,
No.
even the really advantageous ones. So the fact that T-Virus has been completely accounted for and Wolves know how to deal with it in each and every step feels like they have
Triple push
history
down
in
mid.
He's not
better
running up.
preparation. It is their own map pick, so that much does
Uh-oh,
make
they
sense.
broke one of the trips.
But they don't really have any further chances. They're already on to match point if Wolves are going to be able to win that one. And it does seem to be the
They
case. You know,
are
they're forced
hyper
up
aware of-
short. They're trying to make something happen.
They counter spammed
absolutely,
Dabo as
but it's
well.
going to be a
They're just
5-on-5 post
that's
plan,
such
and I
a
don't see any
standard
ultimate from the
defensive
side of
setup.
TEC other
Double
than the
kill trip,
Armageddon,
triple
but
push
It would
down
kill
mid.
you.
own sometimes
Any
didn't-
plat
yeah, it
players
would
out
kill
there
me.
watching in an American
Yeah,
ranked,
it's not
if you
nearly
want
as
to know
big
how
as
to
that
kill
Rolling
Sideshow,
Thunder, doesn't
go for
cover
some
the same
standard
ground,
cypher shit
so
on
you're
it.
not going to get the same full value out of it, so it is going to come through.
They didn't
Yeah, the
even
Salvos
threaten the
just, of
flank,
course,
though,
a
even
little
though they
bit of
triple
space
pushed down mid.
available, but it doesn't matter. Sweetfat continues to be a problem. He'll
Tragedy.
eventually
Let's
get
fucking
traded out,
go,
but
dude.
it
Let's
really
fucking
is
go.
a firing
Let's
gallery
go.
as
Flawless
the
attack
attempt at
side.
a retake comes through, and again, that's the problem with retaking on A. When you've got everyone either funneling in through heaven or that connector, and you don't have anyone
fucking
trying to
winning
set
this
up
shit.
a flank, you're essentially just walking into a little bit of a meat grind,
I
and
think
without
Wolves
the
has
right
actually had
utility
their
to
best
enable you,
performances in
you're
spring.
just going to get
Spring
kind of
is sprung.
deleted, which is what
This
happens
guy's
here. Sweetfat
fucking
doing a bit of clay
clean.
pigeon shooting there on the jet high in the sky. That was an Aim Labs moment. And it's yet another round. And like you said, map point now for Wolves on their own map pick. Titan, that's a different team, have only managed to pick up 6 rounds in the first half. Nothing yet on the second.
Yeah, and that second half is really... I wouldn't even say it has been looking bad for them. I just know that this is how good Wolves are on Haven. They've threatened a lot of the best teams in the entire league on that Haven. I think it was only Billy to actually beat them on it. But now, you know, this might be all she wrote.
I love
for
playing
Titans
perma
at that part
retake
of the
when you're
time.
shit at retake.
Because this is the final round for them. This is the coup de grace. If it is to be delivered from
Ult,
Wolves, but
breach
they're
ult,
stationed
hello?
up well. Good opener for T-Virus.
You call, wake up!
And those are 3 picks
Wake
that
up!
they have found, but they still got Soyfat there on that
This guy's
angle.
insane.
They're
Sufat
not
Baby
able to
wins
find
this,
the
though.
first kill.
Actually
Left
wins
the
this
Fury
with,
if they wanna retake that one.
Sova ult.
Instead, they don't elect to use it until the first half comes out.
Oh
There's
my
already been
God.
half. Lysor, though, to find a pair.
Came off.
How long is trying to finish that one off? It's
Didn't
going
fire
to be
the
a
third
double
last.
kill.
Didn't recon.
Where's our
Sova's been
fucking
pushed.
breach ult? You literally planted the spike to get breach ult and you just fucking stood there.
I actually quite like the fact that they
Good
go
from
for a
you,
more
Cole.
kind
Good
of
from you,
retakey
Cole.
setup
Clueless.
rather than trying to get too proactive. It's difficult to get proactive into a Neon. you can really get caught off guard so easily. And also, I mean, all of the success so far has been on this A site. So clearly the C site, they're able to just kind of hold that down a little bit more. And also the fact that you've got Abo there, who's been quite a good link for this team so far. He opens things up, slows things down a little bit, and buys them that little bit of time, which is really, really important for those retakes. But that's only step one. It's still an uphill battle to go, and Wolves still get a full buy into this. They've got Rolling Thunder still online, Neural Theft as well. We saw what Lysol can do with a Neural Theft.
Lysol doesn't actually do as well there with the Vandal in comparison to RB. It's a big one there from Titans. They really needed
that kill is literally the round.
Lobby. Well, they've stationed T-Virus there, and they're trying to cover the rest of the angles. That was beautiful by Howdong, and it continues to be swimmingly so for the side of TEC, because
Spring acting like a fucking 1920s harlot, showing a bit of leg.
They are accounting for the players on C, and this is looking
that doesn't surprise me from you, filthy misogynist.
But they have
Whoa! Spring has got to stop with these stuns. Every stun has been troll. Every single stun has been high-key troll.
He seems to think that the stun is like a kind of missile you send out that kills people if it hits them.
Man.
Yeah.
Sweetfat has
You think
had
it's an
some
insta-kill?
outrageous rounds. A 4K
Come on, son.
wouldn't be too
1v4.
much to
Here you
ask
go.
From him. He's done this before.
Lineups,
Now
nice.
his
Showing off a
position
little
is
prowess.
known, and Abo's
I mean,
right
he has to
there. Is he
run
gonna
the
check
whole
for
way
it?
anyway.
Aw.
So it's not like that recon
He's got an inkling, but unfortunately Abo's just much crisper on the shot. Now
let's
we're
not
starting
choke.
to see signs of life at last. It's taken a little bit
That's
of
the
a
most
while,
40
but I
years
think we
old
might even
British
see
man thing
another
you've ever
pause
seen.
come
I'm not
through here
40
because
years
Wolves
old.
not gonna be
I
happy
am
with those
British.
last 2 rounds. How
I am
they've
a
gone.
British man.
Really does feel like they've been outplayed a little bit, read into quite a lot in terms of what their strategic plan is going into these rounds. So now I'm thinking they're going to be looking towards some sort of a swap up, some sort of a change. And yeah.
How about we use this fucking breach ult? How about that? Saving it for Icebox. Yeah. They won't lose. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They got both timeouts as well. We trust in the coaching staff. I mean, Howdong's bound to troll one round, surely, right? Why have we got a command about the cat thing?
Su Fat Baby is from Hong Kong. In Cantonese, Su means small or little, so his tag is Little Fat Baby. That's even better. Dude, it's
That's
even
an
better. How
amazing
can
name.
his name get better? Oh my god. Where is D-Day in the chat who said that it was a terrible name? You're wrong. You are so wrong.
Little Fat Baby.
They already got the Neural Theft. They got the
What's
Rolling
my
Thunder.
wish for
There
my
is an
50th birthday?
oppositional Rolling Thunder, of course, from the side
Dunno.
RB.
So 10 gifted if Wolves
They're
choke.
going to-
TMV will need something
They,
to be
this isn't a 10 gifted that I genuinely,
With Spectre,
I would put it at like a
Just fishing for those
5%.
Okay.
Okay.
Going in for a full commitment early on.
Again, we're going to have a bit of a
Where
posture
does Spring
towards
send
B,
his stun this time?
just to try and get an early pick off.
Maybe.
Straight at RB,
yeah,
block,
maybe in the
so
fucking
shouldn't come as
sky.
too much of a surprise, but this time
Oh, did
back
he actually get out of
up.
that quickly
Gonna
enough?
make it straight in onto the side.
Oh, good
Oh
collect.
my god.
Wait, they
just
breached
They
onto
breached
their
on their own team and we all died to an old man!
In that manner, Howdong follows it up with 2,
What
but it's
the
a
fuck is
great
going
push
on?
in from Sweetfat 1 versus 3. He's been in
Oh,
this
they might
position
choke.
before,
They might
but
choke.
unfortunately he's gonna get wrapped around on, and Howdong will pick up his 3rd.
Howdong is absolutely fired up, and that's exactly what he
Why
wants
is
to
Howdong getting so fucking fired up? He's finally got a couple kills. Holy fuck, Chris
Well,
Paul puts the
why
lead
did
to
they-
10.
And it was this kill from Albo.
Why
that
did
made them
they
shut down
reach
that
out their
push
own team?
completely.
Force
Spring
this
really should have
round
had that one. And then the
with a
double for Howdong in that
Spectre
position was
Guardian
excellent.
buy?
Even
Spectre got
despite
2 kills.
Sweetfat's best attempts, if you look at the
Yeah, when the
positions
round
they
was
were
already
in,
over.
it was
Okay, so now
supposed to be the
Lysor
earlier
has
part
a
of the pack
stinger,
to
but
act
actually the
on
rest of their
those
money's
turns, and it was
fine.
Only Sweetfat is the
That's
insurance
fine.
Yeah, okay, fair
That's
enough.
actually the
And
optimal
now
buy.
Wolves,
Yeah, it is.
changing up the pace.
The spikes here.
Breach all these fools. You call, you are in so much danger. Okay, he has 2
Actually
players
speeding it
down.
up even more. I feel like Yui might have actually had a really good time to use the Rolling Thunder early on. They don't, and it elects retreat there from Titans. Wisely so.
TMV
Because,
is
again,
genuinely
Wolves
accurate
keep
with his
their sights
predictions,
set
except
on
when
I
that
there's
did say that
anything on the
Apex would
line.
lose
There on
yesterday.
the
As soon
angle,
I said
but Tejo
13-10.
doesn't really
I
have
said they
much
would lose
support.
from
It's going to be
9-3 if they
one
lost the
and done,
pistol.
and they really need to find that opening pick. So I like that from Coco.
Coco is so
Back
close.
off the angle.
Okay.
They still know that
I thought
there's
Spring might just
presence
jump on
there
in
of
there.
some sorts, but they
Why is
will
our
need to be
Tejo
quick
with
about it
Tejo
because
holding
there's
such a
still,
one
of
and
course,
done
the
angle?
Rolling Thunder on Yui.
Like, if they actually
Yeah, I
go
mean,
B,
knowing
surely
that
you want to
there's
be using
someone
the
there,
salvos, using the
Spring
Tejo
does
ult.
this every round.
What?
so
He's
that has a really-
He's
Oh,
out!
rewarded.
Ah!
Balls on this guy, just a swing,
That shot from
a
Howdong is
dry
nice.
peek followed up by Howdong as well. They
Coco's
don't
going for
care.
more.
They're just
You're in a
gonna push this. They're
5v3.
feeling so
Relax,
confident
brother.
right now that they can bring this back
Relax.
into their,
Oh
territory.
my god.
Yeah, that push was really
If
risky
Wolves
the whole
choke
round there.
this,
Coco died there.
I'm just-
That might have been game over.
Oh, we're
I
saving?
don't know if I would do that
It's
myself.
probably the right call, isn't
fuck
it?
Like,
me.
this is what TEC
Spring's
did
one away
and
from getting his ult
Sideshow.
online,
And
so they
for
would
now,
still be able to get
they're
together
having
a decent
very good
buy.
time RB by breaking that camera.
Oh, for
Gotta just put
fuck's
more
sake.
attention on the side of Wolves, and it seems that they're going to be saving up for the next round, of course. They haven't invested the Rolling Thunder yet, and a lot of those ultimates have actually been used by Titans in the last two rounds. RB already used the Rolling Thunder. Albo used the neural set. They still got the Armageddon on the hands of Coco, but I really want to see a second timeout now for TEC because it feels like nothing is working for them yet.
And that's crazy because they literally just took one, right? And now everything's just kind of
How am I feeling about the 5%? Still feel fine. Still feel fine. Absolutely fine. How different would the game be if Initiator Util charged on every 2 assists instead of a timer? That would be a very significant nerf. It would probably change to where playing... I mean, Deadlock would be the absolute giga meta then, surely, right? Like Vice would be completely broken. What about Gecko?
Well, probably 12 to 11. Iskai didn't think there was a chance it'd be gifting, but think Kaman had to say 5%.
Well, look, I'll take 10 gifted if they lose. But I will be quite upset if they don't manage to pull this out. I mean, that would be quite a choke. From 12-6? Holy fuck, who are we? NRG? Who's our FNS?
Up to make it to that 12-12 point. A single mistake can be all she wrote. They still got the Rolling Thunder, and they got Spring, who has been perfect on some of those early openers.
We've
So
had
Abo
this
and
Rolling
Howdong
Thunder
needs to be
since it was
careful. We've
12-6.
seen them continuously proactive and attempt to fish for the early.
We could have had a
peaks. It's not
second
gonna be
one
the
by
case
now.
for
Well, if
because
Yuko could
Wolves
ever get a
got
kill.
that orb, and they got the overdrive as well now, and that is the lethal one too. That I am certain they're gonna be looking forward to play with. So it's gonna be up to T-Virus to find a pick here to slow them down.
At least there is that little bit of weaponry in Spring, obviously with the Deagle, or with the Sheriff rather, because looking to use that overdrive more than likely, but if they get caught out by this op early on, it could be absolutely devastating. No information garnered just yet. The Tailwind will run out. The T-Virus doesn't have much of an escape here. The shot to connect, and he's just going to get run down.
No.
The overdrive
Oh my
turns
God.
on Spring.
I mean, he did
Straight
actually
onto the side
quite a lot
the
of
He
damage
gets
there to
taken down.
RB.
The Rolling Thunder to come through, but do they check this close right angle? They're not pushing.
They
They're
messed
too
up the
scared.
Tejo ult,
They're
though.
feeling a little bit nervous now, but Juicy
They like
will get
really
one
messed
kill,
up the Tejo
and
ult.
that's
A long
Juicy
is one
ult,
of those
Juicy
areas
ult,
where you should
Juicy
be able
ult.
to completely
So
focus.
Go
many
to C!
reinforcements
Juicy!
over. Look
Ult!
Titan not fully committing themselves. And
They're trying to
Lysol,
cypher ult, but they can't
it
get
looked
to
like they were going to pull back, but
the body.
instead they may yet still reaggress this, predicting that
Give
T-Virus
me,
is
give me,
still
give me,
in
Give
give
me
me,
a
give me a
fucking
corpse, give me a
corpse,
corpse.
ref!
desperately to find a corpse. There's
Now you do it! It's a fucking 1v3!
Well, he didn't realise, did he?
You get done in a
Fuck!
Realised that Howdong had already killed 2 of them.
Well, how are we throwing this?
And that was the complete investment.
FNS is in the fucking server. The NRG choke is in the server.
They got the overdrive out, but somehow.
I think they got a bit lucky there as well, because that was a bad ult from Coco.
T-Virus sat in the smoke, survived that.
Oh my god.
From RB.
Bro, get this guy back on smokes. Get
Oh,
juicy.
that's a nice 2k from Howdong. Howdong's kind of turning up. He's hitting some nice shots towards the end here.
RB, of course. And now I feel like maybe Titans is gonna cause another upset. Everybody was like, "Oh,
Come on,
no way
come
they're
on,
gonna repeat what
come
happened
on,
with Nova."
come
It was
on,
a
fake
2-0.
comeback.
But if they're able to beat Wolves,
There you go.
Double Guardian Bulldog for Wolves in the
Where
final
are you
round.
going?
Spring is
Spring,
gone.
what the fuck
Spring
are you
is gone.
doing?
He's had a rough game. Some of these have been wonky as
Like,
hell.
actually, what the fuck is he doing?
21 deaths in 24 rounds. Looking like me on the neon.
And that is going to be the main thing they need to cleanse themselves off.
All right, Sufat is gonna save us.
Is such a
Oh, and they've
rough
called
way
a
to
nice
kick
one
off
here
this
as well.
round
Oh shit!
Spring's been pretty
Ad break
instrumental
in
in
progress.
so many of these rounds.
I've trolled you guys.
Not have that available to make things that little bit more
Literally the
difficult.
most
No
important
ultimates
minute of
online
the
yet
game
for
and I'm
either
running
team.
advert.
I think that's really close to a Hunter's Fury. That could be amazing for kind of a post
Get it down.
setup. As this
Plant.
now does
Plant.
get tapped.
They don't know
Trying
about
to draw
backside.
out something. Nobody peeking just yet, so now that spike can get planted.
Come on.
Nice,
Come
with a
on.
nice little angle here.
Nice,
trying to
Juicy.
hold
Looking
on
for
to that.
Juicy.
That's a great opener.
Oh
Nice.
my God.
You have Overall. Run.
There's no way. Please don't win this from here.
Yes.
Now Juicy has to fight it out on the side. He gets
Just
one.
chill,
I mean, it's
chill.
unlosable, it's
Lysol,
unlosable.
fucking
So
chill.
crucial. Lysol
You
is
ult this.
unlosable.
We
don't
Lysol
even
is
peek
behind.
too
To
fast.
connect. He'll be able to run this down. The aftershock to come through, but it's
Okay,
not
now
gonna
RB
connect
has to
onto
turn
him.
and fight
It's not to
Lysol.
pull out that Hunter's Fury, but the patience
he's missed the
is
timing.
perfect. Now RB trying to clear the site. Manages
It's
to
not a good
dodge
plan, though.
much of that
Well, he's got
damage,
half, but now he has
Lysol's
to
still
kill
there.
everyone
Lysol's
whilst-
still in position.
Let's fucking go. Easy, easy, easy,
Silly final
easy.
round.
What a silly final round where they just kill
Wolves
everybody with
winning.
Guardians.
Easy, easy, easy.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Not even close. Not even close. Yes.
Easiest win I've ever seen.
Spring
I
had
wasn't
one of the
even worried.
weirdest Neon games I've ever seen. Like, so much of what he was doing was so incredibly troll, and yet he was also finding some really nice kills around the map. It's just a weird game.
Did you see any of EMEA yesterday? Did you see Sad Apex?
No, I didn't actually.
No.
The only thing I saw from yesterday was Governor ulting himself as Tejo
Oh yeah.
because it got clipped.
Oh my god. Oh yeah.
What else happened? Can you give me the rundown, the synopsis?
Apex picked Ascent, and they were playing double Sentinel, and so
Right.
Vitality picked defense side, and they got absolutely fucked on their attack side, and they it didn't look great. And to be fair, Vitality had a decent plan. Then we get into Lotus, and both teams were playing the G2 comp or similar.
Okay.
And no one could defend. And Apex should have probably won 11-1. It ended in 9-3. And then
What?
And then
And they still lost the map.
and then it was 13-10.
Oh.
There was no and they lost it. Oh my god. They lost a 1v2 or 2v1 on pistol round. And I literally I mean, people can go and check my VOD. I said if they lose this pistol round, they will lose the map. And they did. They did.
They were up 9-3.
Yes.
And you called if they lose the pistol, they lose the map.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then Team Liquid versus Koi, I went to a pub quiz and people told me it wasn't really worth watching and there was big tech pauses. So.
I would assume that game wasn't particularly worth watching.
Kaya
But then I
Donnelly.
would have also assumed that Vitality Apex wasn't worth watching, and it sounds like it was fairly entertaining.
Thanks for the prime. I mean, it was entertaining if you like... If you like watching like a bully win in a fight.
But it sounds like Apex did a bit of bullying themselves on Lotus.
Well,
Attack.
yeah, they just Lotus was like the day they decided to stand up to the bully, And like
I
initially it was
see.
like, oh look, they're standing up to the bully, and then the bully
And then they
decided
die
I've had
anyway.
enough and I'm the bully for the
Yeah.
reason, and just started wailing on them.
Yeah. Mm.
TMV, I've had quite a few sleepless nights with
But
dreams
Kick's
and
got you
thoughts
quite a few
theorizing
points.
how we can reduce the amount of Vutil in the
Oh,
game,
well,
and the
I
only
also
likely
forgot to change my
conclusion was
team
to
this week,
restructure all the maps,
which
but
means that for
that's
the
not
final
gonna
week, I'm
happen
not going to
'cause
have
Ito is too
enough
lazy
EMEA
and only
players.
wants
Don't
emoji,
worry.
Tiger emoji, tiger emoji.
My main coder guy checked it, and there's only like 200 people out of 12,000 or something that will have enough.
Ah, okay.
So you'll
Well,
still be better than most people.
I deliberately was aiming to have like a full team of EMEA by the end, and now because I forgot to manage my team this week, I don't have I don't have my
I'm in
proper team
7th
there.
right now, as it stands.
I must have been.
Yeah, you've fallen off. You had a fucking rough week. In fact, you had an even worse week, and we saved you somewhat because we decided to be kind, and everyone who had flashback, we gave them the points of
Oh
of
yeah, dude, flashback leaving was like criminal
we
for me.
decided to be kind and give people the Bane points instead, but yeah, I mean, because Foot got absolutely rolled.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
And then like most of your players didn't have the best week either, and then you had flashback on 0 as we were doing it, but
Yeah,
you got saved.
apparently Kick's got a shit ton of points, but
Yes, he did. He got.
I've still got Trent as IGL or something from the previous
Who
week.
did they play?
so...
Oh, they play Cloud9. I mean, it could go well.
Yeah, it's a
You never know.
terrible. No, that's a terrible one.
But G2, you would still pick G2, right?
I would still pick G2, but I wouldn't be like, this is going to be the most one-sided game of the week. Let me load up all of my points on Trent. I would have literally put them on Kicks. I would have put IGL Kicks because he's playing against Apex. And I would have fucking farmed.
Yeah.
If only I'd looked at my team.
I mean, you're still doing better than most people, so that's good. Where are you? You're 179th. Right, 363. How many am I on?
It's not great.
I'm on 404. So I'm about 40 points ahead of you.
That's rough. Dude, representation for people like me on the broadcast. This is me in the training range.
It's going to be a long day of Valorant.
Yeah,
today.
hopefully it's like a quadruple ultra banger of a game, G2 versus C9. And then Trent just farms the most points that anyone's ever farmed in the history of Valorant.
I mean, that's the hope. I still think G2 will win, though. I think you'll be fine.
Chat,
Yeah, I mean,
I did the maths and I've wagered a total of roughly 245 gifted against TMV,
Right, I've swapped over to
give
the
or
English
take
feed.
5
I wasn't using the
gifted,
English feed
and I've
before.
never lost.
Yeah.
This isn't luck. And I am also shit
there.
at Gamba, so the only explanation is that TMV did something terrible to incur this.
I didn't do anything terrible. But that is crazy that if you have actually wagered 245 gifted. There's no way you've never lost. When have you wagered all of these gifted? Do I have to use Discord for VFL? I think when we started next time, there will be more. Twitch being one of them. So yeah. God, there's a lot of things to sort out. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a stream. So when are the playoffs? Do you know, by the way, you might know this.
Yes?
On VLR, it says Americas and China. It finishes on May the 4th. / May
May the
5th.
4th be with you. Yeah, Star Wars Day.
Around then, yeah. But it says that like EMEA will finish on May 19th. Surely that's wrong, right? That like they're finishing 2 weeks apart. That can't be right.
Well, if you look at how it's like on VLR, it says that they're taking a break from April 25th to May 8th before, like, they're taking a full 2-week break before they play playoffs.
Yeah, surely that's wrong, right?
Is there any reason why they would not, like, does it interact with LEC? Is LEC running playoffs or something during that time?
I don't know.
Any league knowers?
Someone just said EMEA Tech Force goes hard.
Any LEC knowers?
Because normally, don't they try and end on this like same Sunday? Normally,
They normally try to, yes, but they've messed it up, I think.
I mean, if we go on Wikipedia,
You banned everyone who likes League of Legends. None of us love League.
oh yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. I need to keep some little League fans in like a box somewhere. You banned me for talking about League and now you want us to talk about it. This wasn't even supposed to be bait. I genuinely wanted an answer. But I understand why you're also cautious.
See, is there no dates?
It's a LAN LEC week in 2 weeks. Well, then I don't know why there would be such a break. April 25th to May 8th.
100 on the G2 versus Vit for VIP, 50 for the chapstick.
I mean, there is a
40
bit of
for
a
the
break
cat
in the other
face
regions
paint
too.
and 50 odd on other bets.
But not a massive.
You should never go to
It's a
Vegas.
4-day break.
Oh yeah,
In Americas.
100 on G2 versus Vit.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a break.
But even Pacific, it says they are 11th as well, so they might be a week.
I don't know.
After. It's strange, isn't it? It's strange.
It is very weird. I don't know why it's all like that.
But then I'm surprised at how, like, if Americas and China finish on May 4th, there's a full month to Toronto. That doesn't start till the 7th of June.
Yep.
That feels like Riot has done it. You know when they're talking about, oh, we need more breaks in the schedule? Surely you would want the breaks after Masters, not before the Masters.
Yes, I agree. And also, that's why EWC is the fucking stupidest thing to add to the Valorant calendar since who knows what. Because they literally, like,
Straight after.
they could have run it before, like, ethical issues aside, they could have run it before Toronto and just invited the teams that didn't make it to Toronto and had it be a, like, best of the rest tournament. And that actually would have provided some value to the scene. And instead, they stuck it after Toronto, and they're going to be inviting teams that are good, and it's just going to contribute massively to burnout, and it doesn't fill the big gap that you have before Toronto. It's like, it's the stupidest way you could have designed this of all time. It pisses me the fuck off, man. Because it's so bad inherently, and they've just done it all for the cash dollar. It's so bad.
It also doesn't, like you say, it
ways.
doesn't make any sense from a viewer's perspective because you've just watched all of the best teams play against each other.
You've just watched them all.
And you
all
know
the best
who's the
teams. Why
best.
the fuck
You've
do I
just
wanna-
watched it at
Yeah.
the Masters. Why would you then give a shit about like doing it a week later?
I know. It's mad. But again, I was talking to some of the Valorant leadership and I was like, if you want to run events like this, run them before a Masters tournament and run them with the teams that didn't make it and have like the winner gets a wildcard slot to the Masters event. So just do like an international LCQ style tournament. Like do something interesting with it instead of just having it be a cash grab. It's crazy how bad it is.
I won't be watching EWC now. Will Wolves be there? I think they
Anyway.
will, to be fair, yeah. But
All right, what are we looking at over here then?
I mean, it's gonna be boring.
What can we get a time check? I'm on the English
60,
feed now.
I am
and
as well. 50,
dude,
40.
the English feed's pissing me off. They got the no, it's not.
11,
Wait, 15, 14? What are you
10.
talking about?
9, 8, 7, 6.
Wait,
Fine.
no, I'm on the VCT China clean feed. Wait, I've got the wrong thing out up here.
How this deadlock's gonna go. I think deadlock has always
I'm on the-
wanted to
Want me to
go
send you the link?
aggressively, so the fact that you
Juicy!
can play her
Yeah,
more
can you send me the
aggressively
link,
now
please?
kind of
Shayo
feeds
sent me the
itself
link to the
into
clean
how
feed, and
she
I didn't
wants to
realize.
play it. So that's a great change up, but I still think that there are other agents that might bring a little bit more.
All right, what are you up to?
Proving wrong
23,
is juicy.
22,
Oh,
21,
one and done.
20.
Thank you,
All right,
man.
let me catch up to
Bye-bye.
you.
18,
It's not just
17,
even the one and done,
16,
it's like one and a
15.
half.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Let's go.
At the end
Let's
of that,
fucking lock in,
changes.
Wolves.
They've got everything they want.
What the hell is this comp? They're running Tail Gecko.
Unless they do have a big change of
And then on the
plan,
other side,
RB
they're running
already invested
Rainer
onto that
Deadlock.
position. That's fine.
Gecko tail.
I like
It is
the Wolves
putting
gone
some
better.
rotates over from the side of Wolves, but
Yeah, I mean, the
haven't
deadlock
completely
is significantly
made their
worse than the
move as of
killjoy.
yet. It's,
What are they going to do on the defense
3-2
side?
split. The B side is the one that's weaker, but
Lose,
Juicy
probably.
already spotted the players that are setting themselves up for the final exec.
Okay, that's bizarre.
Suifat's holding here. Oh, brother. This could still
think
be
teams would actually be trying to
absolutely
win the
devastating.
EWC
That
if they're
Viper
taking
wall
part,
means
considering
that
they're
they're
trying
not
to
going
go
to
for
get too much
champs anyway?
value from
I think
Baz.
anybody who's taking part in
Flash, and now
EWC has
Wingman,
already
they shut
decided they
down
want to win a
Blunt,
lot of
absolutely
money.
denied Spike, now lost
So,
on sight.
yeah,
There's
you
still
might.
that
Yeah,
orb
they'll
there
probably
for
be
a little
trying.
bit of sightline denial. Oh my god, Spring from the Neon to the
Otherwise, why would
Viper,
you even
but
bother
the
turning
shots
up?
will still
Yeah.
connect in the same spicy fashion.
Let's
What on
fucking
earth
go.
can
Let him
still be
save.
done?
Let him
RB
fucking save.
on
Go
that
save,
flank,
RB.
but not going to be given
This
the
is a
opportunity
lot
for it
lower
to come
quality
to
than the main
fruition.
feed. I guess it's because it's going
What
through
can you do
somebody
here? A
else's
little bit of
OBS
extra
as well.
damage, maybe. Only going to be good for one. Ooh, not the greatest start. Yeah, I do love
Look,
though.
the
that
TMV
there's
community
some
is part of this,
serious,
so I'm
adaptability
supporting.
or depth to
you're-
the agent pools, like Juicy
Why-
going from Omen onto the Jet, and then
Why
you've
has he got what
Spring
looks
going
like
from the Neon
a
onto the
hand warmer
Viper.
stuck to his
Like,
forehead?
Those two,
I think it's
those
probably a
agents don't
cooling
even
pad,
play
if one had
close
to
to one
guess.
another. So really cool that you
Cooling
have that
pad.
adaptability.
I've never seen somebody wear a cooling
Oh,
pad.
absolutely, but well, honestly, Wolves is one of those teams that, at least to me, feel a little bit like an enigma. Where, you know, Lysor, for example, last time Lysor
Okay,
was playing
Spring on
against some
Viper,
Wargamers,
unlosable.
they
This is
had Lysor
unlosable
on
now.
the Lotus,
He
on
can't
the
troll.
smokes,
What's
was
he gonna do?
actually
Try and
primarily
snakebite?
Juicy,
Hit people in the
that
head?
was playing the duelist the
He
whole
might
way
do. He
across
might be
the
trying to
season,
insta-kill
so
people with the
they're
sniper.
back to their preferred role, and they're still doing
Oh,
excellent.
get your gun out!
Oh
my God.
Down. Juicy just farming those kills for now. The salvo. Really
Oh
didn't
my
have
God.
options,
Oh,
but
Juicy.
looking so clean. Finally shot on by Abo. But the snake bite is gonna force them into a bad spot. How long to find another one? They
Come on,
found
old
some
man. Come and meet your
kills,
fate.
But it just feels like a consolation because there's no way how long is actually gonna cost you that one on 8 points of health.
I mean, one extra kill would be quite nice. Surely, you know, you come in here with very, very little. If you can maybe get a nice shot to the head,
Look at this discipline right
things a
here.
little bit spicy. Take down Spring. You know, that's your best bet. Unfortunately, Lysol watching
Nice.
for it, and Spring will of course swing. Spring swing, very nice. Also, this just in, that is a cooling pack apparently. I have never seen that before. That's quite cool. I mean, we've seen like the hand warmers, but I've never seen like a forehead cooling pack. That's pretty sick. It must be quite warm, I imagine, under all of those lights and on that stage. So unsurprising that maybe they need to just kind of, you know what, they're overheating. They need to cool off a bit.
Yeah, you know, it feels like, you know, it's the 180, as he said, from what you would expect anywhere else.
The round
Like, all
three
the players
juicy
in
op.
the Americas and,
Round three
EMEA all
op?
say, oh, like we're
The op
freezing.
full
but
shield.
no,
Marshall
it's
double
ice
guardians.
cold on the inside, but
Oh,
actually
and Spring got
fire
rolled.
out here from Titan. T-Virus to finally
Oh,
find an
no,
opener.
no, they just
you know,
go away
something
with no
working out
Viper
well
wall.
for TEC. But the real
Are you a
problem
Viper
is
player
they
on
haven't
Icebox?
really spotted
I
the
am,
options
yeah.
usually.
But mostly
And
because
if they
I
test
sit in the
that,
cuck chair,
they might
basically.
be in for quite
And
a
I
rude
just
awakening.
fill
They
anytime I
are
play. But
moving
I
in.
think
The
Viper,
stealth drone
like if you're a player that
will
has a brain,
spot the
playing
jet.
Viper
It's
on
gonna be
Icebox in
broken
ranked
down.
is
I
super
don't think
good
that they
because
actually spot
Yeah.
this
Juicy,
the
but maybe
timing
they
of
have
when
to,
you
because they
use
completely
fuel
pull away.
is
And they run back
massively
towards A
important
side.
even
Yui
at
is
bad
there
levels,
on the angle,
and
it's going
people
to
do
be
not
a
understand
quick
it. If
rotation
you just get a
numbers
random
of
Viper in
Wolves.
your team
And
comp,
I'm
they're
actually
just
quite
clicking the
baffled
wall
to
up
see
and down at
TEC
random
taking their
times
sweet
and not
time with that one.
actually
Until they're gonna just scale as
saving the fuel for
aggressively
when
as
you need to
possibly
plant.
can be. Yui almost
my-
caught
my
there by the
highest
grab net.
win rate
Luckily
maps are
enough, they're
Breeds
able
and
to
Icebox.
back out, but TEC
yeah,
got themselves
playing
aside
Viper
itself.
and
Coco to plan
knowing
out his
what to
flight,
do.
and it's gonna be a 4-on-5
yeah, it makes
in
a
that
huge
room.
difference.
Oh, and that molly doesn't really, like, it denies a bit of
What are you doing,
space, so that's
saving the
going to
op?
help that spike to actually get planted. Now, have to retake with only
Swinging into
3
TEC and dying.
players. It's going to be difficult.
think,
Juicy
actually.
going to be able to get one, but unfortunately, that high-low setup gets completely shutted out,
the
and
fuck
Juicy's
out
just
of
going to have
this, huh?
to save this operator, hold on to it.
Do you
another
like the
round.
fact you can't see
Instantly,
credits on the
Titan,
players that are
guns in
alive?
hand, they turn this round, or they turn this map.
See,
this is where I
into
want to
their
see the
favor
credits on
very,
TEC
very quickly. Oh,
to see
and
Yeah,
no
there
if
are
they've got
some
enough
save
to like
situations where
how
it's
many
a
players
great
are allowed to
hunt.
die.
Yeah, it's an excellent hunt as well. The rest of
But
the team are going to be afford to buy
I guess
up. There is
most of
still
the time the
base
KD
roll,
is
of
more
course, on
useful.
Juicy, but that is a
But
massive
normally they have
I
the
don't know,
KD on the camera,
on the
right?
other end,
On like
you
the
know,
player
the
cam.
op-
Yeah, they have
Taken away
KD when
that
you're on
initial
the
opener
POV.
there
But then
from
you have
T-Virus
credits on the player
excellent,
POV as
but
well.
it was
They're in the bottom
really
right.
the fact that they're able to utilize their utility to actually deny the play from Juicy, who was in a good position early on in B.
What does the
The
deadlock even
stealth
do on
roll
this map?
basically took that one
Deadlock
away,
is
and then
really
the
good if you
instant
play
roll
double senti on this
was
map, I
such
think.
was such a good call. They beat the timing to Wolves. I was
There's
a
just
little
so many
hesitant. They're
areas where
actually
the
going
stuns
to
can get
slow down even
good
further.
value.
So
The
they
wall
have
is
to-
good
Wolves
on
are gonna catch up
defense
in
for
their
just
rotates,
locking off
but
an area that you don't have
just
to worry
the
about for a
made
while.
it a little bit faster than the defensive
They're
side.
looking for some
and
kind of mid.
now they got
it-
themselves their advantage.
It's
The Blaze
like it's a
scored
decent pick
out
if
there. They got the full
you're not
rifle
using it
set
as
up,
solo
and
senti,
they're
I
2
think.
away from the arm again.
I don't think it's a meta
So
pick or
if
like the
Soycat
best
is actually
thing to
able
go for,
find a
but
good start here on this round, they're able to
I
at
think
least
sometimes
fit an orb. Things will go well for
the
them,
stuns can
but
be very
for
good.
now, Titans seemingly aware that
And the
there
net is
should be a
ridiculous,
little
obviously,
bit
but that's
of,
just the same on
some
every map.
sense of urgency. On the side of Wolves, they're playing this a very patient game, but now they might be
How do you even
hunted.
remove this little
T-Virus,
thing?
luckily enough,
Oh,
gave away with their
juicy.
lives, but they go in for the re-peak and they pay the ultimate price for it.
Oh, these jet knives have been such an issue so far today. They'll continue to be that way. All right, well, let's see now. So losing a player early on in mid is a little bit of a troublesome situation to be in, but they've got a bit of a split happening here. They were getting a bit of info over towards
no,
B,
they
but
made
with
'em think
Deadlock
it's
now
B
having
here.
taken so much space in towards this A site, that's going to call over that rotation. The wall comes out, barrier mesh, so that's going to deny rotations to come in, but unfortunately you can still shoot through it. Not if Abo shoots you first. Shuts down Lysol, and that's going to once again allow that plant to come through.
Oh,
But
they
the
can't hit him.
Brainstorm
They can't hit him.
Continues to be a problem. A quick double kill for Juicy. How much more
Oh
can
my
he
God.
get done? Make it a fourth.
Wingman?
Can he get
Oh
that?
my
Oh,
fuck!
yes, he can.
It's a
Straight
nasty
to the
shot at the
dome,
end.
baby,
That
with
is
the
a
fever,
disgustingly
and
good
he is
shot.
cooking.
I don't want to see
Pull it
spring
off,
on
Juicy.
neon.
What the hell
I
was that
don't want to see
final
spring
shot?
on neon.
Of course, emphatic behind that ace, but
Oh
it was
my
a
God.
really the beginning of the end there when the Flyers went in for that initial repeat. I felt like they were actually lucky.
I only
to get
just
away with
realized
their lives,
recently,
but
because
they
I've been
went for
playing more
repeat
Jet,
again.
that you can hold
Juicy
mouse
had
1 to
supported their
spam your
team on the
knives.
post plan. A lot of the youth will actually absorb
Is that
from the
Are
initial
you-
peak from Abo and the rest of the team.
is that
but
incredible that
it's
I'm that dumb?
absolutely
Like,
beautiful.
I
We're
thought you had
speaking
to
of
click
individual levels of the
one at a
Have
player.
you been doing that with Neon Ult
Juicy
as well?
completely
Just
stepping
fucking
up to that plate.
tick,
and
tick,
with
tick,
that
tick,
No, but
tick,
Neon
tick,
Ult,
tick, tick,
11,
Neon Ult is a
just in 4
continuous
rounds of that
beam.
game.
I didn't realize, like, I thought Jet Knives, you just had to click.
We were
For
saying-
each
We're talking
bullet.
about Jet. We're talking about one of the initial agents you unlock.
I know, I just never
Fuck
even
me.
thought to hold mouse 1. Because it's not an automatic weapon, is it? It's a fucking it's a series of knives. See, there's a bunch of people in my chat saying, wait, you can?
Oh
I
my
found out
God.
that on Judge. Okay, no, you're stupid for the Judge one. It's an automatic shotgun.
No, but
Like, come on.
It's kind of the same, no?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh no.
I mean, I don't think so clearly because it
Yeah, you
wasn't
don't think so
something
because
that
you're
I
dumb.
thought.
Base guarded, but is it enough? Utah will get his first on the round, but unfortunately does get traded.
Wait, you
out.
can
This
do it on the
defense
judge?
is much stronger here.
Oh
on the
my
God.
side.
You must have
They
seen
did
a
not get
pro
the
do
value.
it,
They
just like
waited it out,
holding
they
it down.
pulled back, they held
But it's
on,
also not a
and
good
now
idea
Abo
on the
once
judge. Like, you
again
actually shouldn't be
No,
doing it on
definitely
the
shouldn't,
judge.
but-
to fight off the encroaching wolves. What can he do here? One kill would be fantastic, but it seems unlikely.
Well, it's a bad precedent.
But I feel like
for
sometimes you
Titans
might.
to-
I don't know.
Go on, Ray
Is it
Bolt
ever a
too.
good idea to do with Jet Knives either? I'm not a Jet player. But I feel like I
think
don't
if you're in a
often
panic,
see people
like,
say that.
but then you could
Bullets
just ride
and
with
individual
it.
shots.
Exactly, in the
Use
panic.
a
Wild from
potent
everybody
spray.
involved
Right.
on Lysor. Going to clean that one out. And
You
in
can
addition
hold
to
down
that
mouse 1 with the
precedent, the
Odin?
It's not working.
My
The
dad's got the
annihilation
fucking Tetris
completely
hyper
whipping
clicking
there.
technique on the
Something that
Odin.
they're gonna actually have to work on a lot more.
Like,
Because the power of the annihilation is not only just in the area denial, it's actually in clearing out positions where they know people usually play. They use annihilation a little bit too early. Yeah. I mean, wow, indeed. You know, like wow, indeed. That was such a good round from Wolves.
And this is rough because obviously Titan kind of forced into that previous round, so this round they don't really have any cash available. Now Empress is online, but highly unlikely we see that come out in this one. So for now, it's just kind of try to build up a little
on,
bit
Wolves.
more.
Did you know you
You've
can
got,
scope in with a
Coco's
stinger?
up
Okay.
on the fence,
Everybody
so
knows
one
you can
orb
scope
there
in
will
with a
tip that
stinger.
over.
That's
We're
not
very
a-
close
Did
to
you
a
know
right
it's
to split
only
as well.
3
Not to
bursts,
mention the
though, when you do
Armageddon
that?
is one
Sideshow?
pip away.
Did you know that?
Unfortunately, Abo didn't get anything in that previous
Yeah,
round.
well,
Did
which
you know you
might
can?
have
Did you
been
know you
the
can
game changer
reload a
that
gun?
they
You don't have to
needed.
wait for
So
it to
now
go
it's
down to
just
0
try to get
bullets.
some kills, try to get those
You
ults
can
I did
online,
know
but
that one
even
as
if
well.
die,
Reload
still
it.
get an ult
You can
off.
press saw.
I
Because it
did
looks
know.
like
As
Wolves
long
are
as
just
you've
gonna
used one bullet.
continue to steamroll through this next round.
Chat's saying, isn't it a 4
Is it
burst? I'll
4
be honest with you, I
burst?
don't. I don't. Know
I
how
don't.
many.
Honestly, I wouldn't
Anything
know.
is
I mean,
gonna work
Bulldog
out
is
well
like
for
3 or
Titans.
something,
We
but
know
Bulldog's
that.
who the
3.
hell? Why does it matter exactly how many
Stinger's
bullets?
4
it is?
burst. That feels wrong. What gun is 4 burst in any game?
Now they are completely making it look easy.
Is the Glock
And
in
left onto Albo, who
CS4?
usually I would
I don't
actually
know. Or is
trust
that
him to
3?
find the one, but it
Who's
seems like maybe
counting
Wolves are
stinger
kicking
bullets?
too high
Why are you
here.
aim? Why do you know that?
Not
If you
gonna
know that, that means you
reward
don't know how to use a
reward
stinger.
Titans actually finding that one, and the combo
Valid,
is
actually,
completely
yeah,
predicated on finding those duels and winning them. They haven't been winning any duels, whether it is on those
Oh, the
sheriffs
Glock
or
is
even
3.
on the rifles.
Yeah, that's been really problematic, right? I mean, this is
Okay, 5-1. Wolves, we're cooking. And this is on what should be TEC's good side.
Stinger scoped goes crazy. What?
What?
Very rarely should you be trying to use the Stinger scoped. It
What?
can
There was
be
ever any
decent,
debate whether TMV's chat was smarter
Most
than
of the time,
eggs.
you should be trying
Not
to get
anymore,
close
I
and
guess.
use it in a.
What if
Close
you
range
think the Stinger
situation.
scoped is good? What you've just missed is that the Stinger is completely broken, and you could just be running around zipping people and kill them at any range, no matter what. Anyway,
Well, not any range. That's cap. You have to
medium
still be,
range,
like,
anything that
close
isn't
to
long
mid.
range, you can kill them with just running
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Confident pros hold down the jet knives in most fights. Demon 1 especially has always held down knives basically every time he shoots them. Really? That feels wrong. I mean, I think I would just miss all 5 of my shots instantly and then die.
Yeah, I feel like you've wasted it.
But basically the theory there is that if you hold it down and like eventually get the kill,
Juicy's-
you're just
look
getting
at
them
Juicy,
refreshed
man, he's
anyway,
frying.
right? So
12-2.
but
on the
that
side of Titans.
I think I would.
So they'll need to start.
I mean, I
switching
am
things
shit
up.
when
They
I
got
click
the
them though
Empress,
as well.
They
So.
got the Thrash and the Armageddon as
Maybe you
well,
just shouldn't be
but
playing
they
Jet,
can't
stick to
afford
Viper.
Let loose another
I like
opener
playing
here. Juicy
Jet
station on the angle.
with a
They
rifle
pulled
or
them
not.
back
I do
momentarily,
not.
but they still want
The
to
problem
make
is that
push.
I
The
can't.
Lear doesn't
I have
find that
really bad
connection
mouse
onto Juicy,
control,
but
so
Juicy
I
doesn't
can't
find the
aim
connection
and
back
shoot
either.
at the same time.
And they are
Sorry,
There is
I
no
can't
difference
move
in
and aim at
fire
the
rate
same
if
time.
you hold down jet knives versus
But if I'm
extra
stood
fire.
still, I'm okay.
Complete shutdown on Titans, even after the
But surely, as someone has just told me, surely you can click
Oh, this
fast
is
enough
rough,
for
man,
it to
'cause
be
they've got Lear, they've got Dizzy,
similar
so
at
they've
least to
got
holding it
some
down.
sightline denial. They've also got
Not about
the
that, though, is
Viper
it? It's
wall
about
as well, the
the-
smoke
What's
screen.
about
So
the
there's
fucking
so
what?
much
Feeling
to
of
try
it?
and deny these sightlines.
Yeah, if you're clicking, then you're trying to aim each click with the head. If you're
That's the
holding
general
it
idea
down,
of
you're
this
just
game,
tracking.
yeah.
No, it's different though.
You
If
figured
you're
out the
holding
general
it
idea.
down, if you're holding down mouse 1, you're just tracking their head. If you're clicking, then you're not tracking. You're trying to time your clicks with when your crosshair is
Guys,
on
did
their
you know
head.
you should be aiming for the head in this game? That it actually
dumb.
kills them way faster than body shots.
It feels so doable, and
Sideshow just figured that one out.
Right, this barrier just will not give up. And it's got to be said, the 2 players that are left in this clutch are 2 players that are having a bit of an underperformance so far on this map. So if you're a Titan, you're preying
Well, this was a
on
rough
their
loss. A
downfall,
5v3
and
into a
down
3v0.
they will fall. Finally, after so many rounds, Titan will come back in.
Yeah, but it came down to the exact same thing that we are talking about on the Haven, the heroics there. And if it wasn't for that triple opener for Halzon, things would have gone completely wrong because they locked off the initial attempt. From
Literally
Joker
just from
and
him
the
walking out
Halzon.
smoking Spring to go
That's
with
their kill,
Spring's
though. A
having a
little bit
fucking
of
rough
resistance
one.
from them. But at the end, I feel like TEC will be happy because they got what they came here for. And it's time to keep things going though, but they need to keep their fundamentals in check. They cannot rely on those hero duels. It's their off again for Juicy. Though they anticipated the second time of asking, I feel like it seems to be the case. And the Lear this time is actually positioned for an off
so to see
at
the
top
op.
of yellow. They don't
Oh,
peek
oh,
it.
they are- they
The
are-
Juicy has been getting one every
Yeah.
time, no matter what they do.
They are not aware of these
The
angles.
problem is that Juicy just
I
doesn't
mean, also, what do you do about
care.
that? Though? Like,
He
okay,
Don't
you're
go
holding a
B.
Vandalizer.
Maybe
to
don't go
punish
to
that?
the. Maybe see the
Okay,
off,
yeah, cool.
which you know is
Reposition
there.
really
He's
close
already
fire for
destroyed you
Cash
multiple
away,
times and
whatever.
decide we're not gonna go there.
Literally no
Well,
concern.
yeah,
He's done
yeah,
it
that's valid.
again. He's gotten another one. Okay, Okay, now T-Virus has managed to pull out
Nice
that
Lysol.
Empress, managing to get one, but suddenly with
Nice
RB so
Lysol, he
dangerously
says,
low
as
on
GC
HP and now no longer on the
destroys them.
field, T-Virus
Yeah, but
has
this
to
is
somehow
expected
clutch
at this
that,
point.
and in a 1 versus
This is what that
4,
fucking cooling
it
pack
wasn't
is
going
for.
to happen.
To keep
This
him fucking
site
fresh.
is, or rather this map is just completely locked down.
Yeah, and it feels like that there is no real way back in for TEC. That's the real problem. They went to A. They couldn't even.
I mean, I
get the
think that
spike
was
down.
a
That's
really
like
wide peak with the
Speed seems like
operator.
to
They
be
actually
more
could be
or
posting
less
on
the
that.
same. And if you're in that kind of situation,
But if you do post them,
really
then you're
are
just asking
hoping
to die unless you.
try to
Dude,
fight
he's
out your
16
fate.
and 3.
And I feel like
Yeah,
their
he's
attempts
destroying.
in the middle
Holy shit.
has been the ones that really causing
Aaron
them
Rico
a
as
lot
well.
of problems.
Come on.
Because we've seen like
13-2.
T-Virus speaking mid, not finding success. Haldong trying to lurk up, immediately caught by Lysol in that position, and now they're back to the pistols, and it is a very tough attacking half for them on what I feel should have been.
I do
their
think
preferred
Wolves got a
side,
bit lucky.
actually.
The
They
fact
really were
that
doing
Tech must be the
good on
fucking
attack,
easiest draw you
and
could get at this
comp
point.
from Wolves is such a far cry from the
They
last
are
time
not a
they've seen them
2-seed
play
at all.
Icebox. The last time they played Outbox, it was
Yeah.
against,
Who are the other
T9,
teams that?
and they played Reyna, Chamber.
It's
Twins.
XLG
They had a double
versus-
Sentinel
who are they playing?
with the Reyna, and it somehow worked out.
XLG are
but
playing
this time,
against,
they're
Nova,
much more
which is
out
way
of
harder.
in
Like
a-
Nova
Yeah,
are the
that's
3-seed
amazing.
in that group.
Still working
Yeah,
out
that's
well for
mad.
them.
That
It's
is
just
mad.
But
down
Nova
to
are way
Keith,
better.
who
But I mean,
tried
they
to
did
rely
lose to
that
Tech.
Viper
But...
fit this time.
But yeah, I know.
well,
it
Wolves will
that
win
is
the
not
half
gonna
9 to
happen. The
3,
Vipers
but the
pit
game
will
will be
still
won by
come
Billy,
out.
4 or
Billy,
less rounds.
and Tech, right?
Okay,
Those are the top
so
6.
nice little shots through the smokes there. Managing
But then
to
if
get
they
a
win, they play
opening
BLG
frag
instead
here.
of
That's
EDG,
so
so-
important. Again, those openers make all the difference in the world. And
Well,
with this
Wolves are going
being,
on a run.
basically
Fraudulent
a
run.
pistol round. You have the one hero AK
They
to
go
try
to
and make some
Toronto.
magic
What a
happen.
I can't
How
wait
much
for you to
more
cast
can you
Wolves
really
and have to
get done
fucking
in this round?
watch
The
Spring
decay causing
troll
so
into
many
G2.
problems, but RB
They could
takes
definitely make
good
it to this run.
advantage of the smoke
I
clearing.
really
will
hope that
connect
XLG makes it
a
to this
very
run as well.
important and impactful shot there and collect a
they've
weapon
got
for
to
they can do
himself
worse than
as
trade
well.
Much
the
more
bank
A
off.
difficult.
little bit more
So-
damage would be great. The fact that the Vipers pits come out here as well
worst performance
really
of
does
all
bode
time.
well for them going forward. So a little bit more, but oh, doesn't check the angle as well as he should have. And now it's down to 2.
Yeah, and it's down to the wire on time. Luckily enough, they get the spike planted, but it's in a very exposed position. They gotta be careful of the instant peek.
Come on,
Lucy
die.
comes in just in the time.
We-
to
he may
spike, and
never
even
die
the
again.
think is not enough for Haldong. And it's 7 for Wolves, and it feels like TEC are completely.
It is
firing
playoffs in
now.
China,
I wouldn't
yeah.
even say
It's the last
that
week
it's
in
TEC playing
Pacific
that
and
map, but
Americas.
it's just
EMEA has a whole
completely
another week
lights
to
out
go.
from the side
But
of
yeah.
Wolves.
Oh, he sees it.
I think that's so devastating for Titan because they had such a good showing on Haven. They had such a good resurgence. It was looking like they were, building back into it so well. We come through onto Icebox and they've just been shut out round after
Double
round. You were talking about
timeout.
the problem.
What is it, 7-2? Looking good, and they have no Killjoy on defense side. It might actually be XLG versus Wolves for the final spot. Who do they play when they lose, Tech? I think they play. Yeah, they play DRG. So it would be Wolves playing DRG. That's not too bad. I think China is its more competitive season right now. I mean, yes, it definitely is. There's definitely there's definitely at least like 6 okay teams. I don't know if they're as good as the teams that the other regions will be sending in general, but
You would expect
they've
T-Virus
got
to be
quite a
having
few
a game
decent teams.
3-9 on the Reyna. Not really what you
Tech
want
on
to see
one
in
of
this
them.
kind of game, especially with nobody else stepping up to that
If Wolves
pattern.
lose to XLG and Deg
that
finishes
TEC
above TM,
He's not
then
finishing
EMEA
above
will
me now.
eventually
It
just
would
shut
be
down the
very
channel.
hard
They
for me to
are
lose to.
forced into
I mean,
keep
Camo got
attempting
11
something
points as my
until they
IGL, which
find
isn't
success.
amazing, but it's not.
But
It's.
I don't know if you know
fine,
about
right?
this, but
Like
I think
that's
Keith,
enough. That's a
I think
decent
punching
score.
the wall continuously doesn't work, but shooting back at the wall though seems to be the answer. That's a great opener for Oliver. Look at so fast.
Now they
though.
have no flank protection.
Yeah, we were saying that getting an opening kill was important, but they don't expect. They kind of expect. Oh, it's a good little bit of a duck and dive there. RB managing to survive. That is fantastic. T-Virus getting the kill onto Spring. Now that's all of that Viper utility off of the board. Now there's a possibility. Now they're in with a chance, but the lockdown has come through. That's okay. They were planning to play offsite anyway, so they just pull back. They've still got some Viper util, but unfortunately they still have to deal with this Terror in the back line. And if they can't deal with it, that lurk could come back to bite them. Instead, gonna regroup with the rest of the team here. Now Juicy looking to go aggressive. No, the knives don't connect. Coco will shut
That's the risky
him down.
take with the right click, I guess.
To defuse now with no sightline denial, no real utility really
Bring
to
back
try
old
to
Jet, I
play
say.
with you.
Bring back
So
the
many
right click
angles to cover.
refresh.
Time is not on your side.
Only he still
The swing
wouldn't
is
have
good.
refreshed
Sweetfat
there. He
will
didn't
only
get the
get
kill.
one, but finally
Make it 100
Titan
damage
will
per
get
knife.
another
Why not?
round. It's been a serious slog for them to get rounds, but slowly they're making it happen.
And the rust is off a little bit there. Of
So
course,
do you only play,
they
what,
didn't
Jet
really
and Neon
start
as your
off that
duelist? You're not a
well
Yoru enjoyer?
For the side of Wolves, especially with that opening.
Wait,
kick
sorry?
from
Huh?
Alpha.
You're
What
not
are
a
you talking
Yoru
But,
enjoyer
you
in
know,
rank?
credit where credit is
Oh,
due.
in
The
ranked.
recovery was somewhat admirable, but
I
at the end of the
actually,
day, it
my
seems like
chat
KC are
forced me
still
to play
shooting
so
back,
much
which is
Yoru
the
that I
good
do
sign
actually feel
that
fairly
they need to
comfortable
take.
on it.
But they won't
but
be
I
presented
only
with
like
openers
playing it
like
on
that
certain
every
maps.
round. So, you know, they still, of course, gotta pick and
I like
choose.
playing it on
There
bind.
are gaps, though, in the defensive Wolves.
What else?
Something that I feel like they
tell you what,
might
I love
be
playing
able to
Phoenix.
exploit. Soyfat ready for the util and delivering
makes
their
sense.
own set
Anything
of
under
tackles.
Immortal, you
Lead
can
denial here
farm as
for the early
Phoenix.
set of dump from the side of Titans. And
Maybe
we
in
have
Immortal
to
as
go
well if
back.
you're good,
It's
but
been
I feel like
primarily
If you're an
the
Immortal
attack
level
that
player, maybe you can
they've
farm
been
as well.
hitting
but-
on this attack.
But I mean,
fine.
me-
The few rounds that they tried
me,
to
I'm
receive,
farming
it
anything
got
under
completely
Immortal.
shut down by Juicy. It's been a back and forth game, and the op is still there in that position. And just look at the fear in their eyes. They don't even want to risk peeking that.
If egg locked Yoru or Phoenix
Yeah,
in my
I
ranked
just
game
assume
with
you would
Wolves.
team flash. Like, I wouldn't want to be your teammate.
Oh.
Nice little bit
On
of
on
flash
Yoru,
happening
yes.
there.
On
Juicy's gonna
Phoenix,
get-
it's
Juicy's
actually
gonna
kind of
get
tough to
forced
team
off
flash
his
on Phoenix.
position. But
Because most of the time
Titan
you're
don't
flashing around the
really
corner that your
take
team
full
hasn't gone through yet.
advantage. They're still
You would have
so
to be
slow here,
deliberately
they're
trying to
kinda
team flash.
staggered
Yeah,
out.
that's
They've
what
got
I'd be
no
worried
transition
about if
towards
I was
mid
your
here,
teammate.
waiting for that
Well, yeah,
goal
I
so
did
we
play
can
with
deal
Bren
with
one
that
time,
alarm
and
bot.
people
Now
paid
the
me like
Armageddon
$5 every
come
time to
through
team
clear
flash it.
out that site. We're gonna start moving in.
I'm not opposed to that.
Where-
Oh!
my god! The collateral
vile.
headshot
That is
through
vile.
T-Virus onto Haodong and RB. Okay, you're
Nice.
getting something done here, but how do you follow up from that? With only 2 players left alive here, the call has to be to pivot. It has to be to turn tail and run. Moving over towards this B site. Now they have to try and
So many
somehow
rounds with teams that are like this
move
from
forward,
Tech.
But Yuto's here. He's ready for it. Little
He
bro's gonna
split
get
his
shut
life on the
down.
line.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
can
Got
Abo
in
actually
the
get the
net
plant here,
ultimate.
though? He can.
Can the teammate be saved?
They-
No, they
they might
can't.
have tossed
Rock's not
this.
gonna be able to be denied, but Abo's now left. All
Come on, you can
alone.
figure it out. You
One
can figure it
versus
out.
2 has made it doable, but you have to
It's so
separate these 2
good
players
timings here.
and doesn't
Yeah.
realize that Spring is
Icebox
above
is-
him. What an
Dude, I hate playing
outrageous
Icebox.
round.
There are
There's
so
no
many
way you do it
angles
to them like that, Wolves.
that
Nah,
It's just a
unfortunately, I don't
gamble
think
if you're
it's
holding
even,
the
like,
right
Wolves
one, like
until
high or
those
low.
are Juicy
Yeah, it's a
completely
shit
shutting it
map.
down again.
It's a
It- I agree.
Everything
Dog
got
shit map.
right for
I
Titans
agree.
that peak, and that was the one thing that went wrong. The timing on the drop of the rope, and you know the one real thing.
then
that I feel
decided
like
to
we
add
need to
Abyss
highlight
into
there
the
was
game.
positioning of RB, because RB was
They're like,
completely
what if
alone in that
Breeze and
fight.
Icebox had a
He
child?
got such
Surely
a good
people will like
advanced
that map.
angle, but then it
Which map?
completely got
Abyss.
to waste after they went to
Abyss?
execute
Yeah.
the A site. And that
Yeah.
has been one of the
Egg
big
realizes
problems there.
Icebox
Yeah, I
is
like
a
Abyss
bad
more than I
map.
like
Circa
Icebox, though.
20,205
Only
calories.
just,
go for
but
those lurk plays,
I'd
and
take
both
Abyss
of
over
them have been
Icebox.
met with wolves ready, prepared, and keeping their angles. So while there are some openings, and that was actually an RB
I think
getting
Breeze
a
is
site,
redeemable. I think the
commitment
bad parts
onto the
about
A site
Breeze are the
itself,
way
and
that
RB
the
not doing anything off of it.
sites are
It's
designed.
just the problem that TEC had.
The bad
to
part
fix,
about
but
Icebox
now they
is,
don't have
like,
any
all
more
of
time
it.
for fixing. This is
The
final
general
round,
concept.
and I feel like they
Yeah.
really need to get an 8-4 if they have
The
any
bad
chance of actually
pathways
winning
through
that pistol
mid,
and then converting us into
The
that.
sheer amount of
And let's face it, with the buy that
High
they
ground,
come
low
in
ground,
here
double
with,
angles
if you can
on
even really
sights.
call it a buy, Stinger, Spectre, Sheriff, 2
The fact that it's
rifles,
not
it's not
really
ideal.
a good
No
idea to
ultimates
take any space on the
online
site
either.
as
They
the
used
attackers.
so
It's
much
just
in that last
every
round,
part
and
of
it was
it's bad.
so close. It felt like it was doable, but it gets snatched away from them. Not even at the final moment, man. I feel like that collat is such a momentum killer, even when you're managing to find so much space.
And that's
Now,
pretty
Juicy,
good, really. Juicy
we said
gets
it, he doesn't
info,
care.
gets
This
out.
time around, he is forced to care, forced off of his angle.
What are
What
you
is Super
possibly
Baby doing?
thinking of
Sweet
doing
just
there?
walked straight
What is
Holy
he doing
shit.
there?
over a free
That
rifle.
unless that
And Team Max will
flash
say, well, thank you very much.
double
They
flash
pull
combo
over
was
some
a
rotations.
complete
Meanwhile,
fake,
space is
and they
being taken over
immediately
towards the
left.
side.
You are
Armor
hyper feeding.
with Howdong in tow have done this
my
before,
God.
and they've shut
That's an
down
outrageous
Springs.
play
Now
from
again, Viper
Little Fat
utility
Baby.
offline. This should be a plant. The barrier mesh is in place. We've seen this story before. Can they make it work this time?
Good one from Owl to try to find it back. It's on to Juicy to escape the Thrash and maybe try to work something from there. Thrash is still held onto Scream. They got the angle, but Yui is going to force an initial peek. Vision for a kill, but they only presented with 2 players in to deny any
Well,
chance of that. That was all down to
I'll take an
Juicy.
8-4.
Juicy
They have no
was instantly
sentinel.
caught by
Well,
the
they have a
Sheriff.
deadlock,
It's
but
going to
they
be
don't have
4-4
a proper
TEC, so they
sentinel.
got
That
what
was
they
a
came
rough
here
round to
for,
end on,
but
though.
Yeah, we
But
do
yeah,
a little bit of
fine.
trolling.
Fine.
Hot take Abyss wasn't that bad. It just needed some changes which it never got.
Does anyone else agree that 26 is an icky number?
Theo. Or Theo. Thanks for the 26 months. 26, is it a bad number? I don't mind 26. But I like numbers that people don't like. Like, if we were rating the numbers of 1 to 10 in order, what's the worst number from 1 to 10? Probably... See, everyone's saying that... Everyone thinks that 7 is the best number, and that's why it's not. Because you have to be pretty generic. The worst one, I think, is probably 4. I would put 4 last. Four is insanely underrated. No, 4's shit. I think 8 is one of the best ones. 8 would be towards the top for me. If we were doing 8 would be near the top. What else would be down here? I'm not a fan of 1. 1 I think is pretty shit. 6 I think is a bit underrated.
Yeah,
6 is kind of
the Haven
strange.
was
I
a
think if you
6-6
like
half,
6, you're a
so
bit
there
of
was
a
lot
you're a bit
more
of a
space
freak.
to work
I
But
was
with.
born
I
on
appreciate that.
Friday the
See, they
13th and
really
my
can't
life is
afford
generally
even a
pretty
single
chill,
slip
so
up. This
that's
pistol
why
round
caring about
is gonna
numbers
be
is silly.
so important. And it looks like for now there is posturing towards B. And that's going to put Howdong
5 is
under a
ugly.
lot of pressure. Howdong's had a great series so far,
I don't have a
just
problem
in
with
his
5.
own right.
I'd say
So if
5
there's
is a
anybody that you
middle
want
tier.
to be having as a strong anchor, this is certainly the player for
I'd
it.
put 8 and 9 towards the
Pulling
top,
in
to
for
be
the
honest.
reinforcements early on. Not a bad call. All right, 2 versus 4 here. Who's going to come out on top?
Well, they broke down the high-low. And they're trying to make something happen on the other
They
end.
do
How
not
long is down to
realise
40?
that
The
Howdong's
flash
there?
was good, but
Okay,
Juicy
all
was
good.
better
It's
there.
fine, it's
On
Howdong.
the close range, able to shut down the Viper. Advantage over to the side of Wolves. They got the post plan ready.
we win
3
this
players
pistol, we
up.
win.
You got the Tejo, you got the Viper, you got the Gecko. They don't have util, but they're just going to be biding their time. It's an attempt from the side of TEC. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. The player on the upper side is down, but it's going to be Coco and
Lysol, you gonna bother to get involved in the round? No way.
It's going to go down, and it's all down onto the kill
What are
show.
we
It was
doing?
too little too late to the party.
Let's go on the
It's gonna
slowest
get these
flank
kills.
of
At
all
least
time.
Fighter is going to find the 2 kills, but the round moved over to the team that probably needed it the most there. It's a good start for TEC, but they still got to keep their
8 is
heads
the
on.
common number for people who
Yeah,
think
honestly,
that
that started
7
to
is
look a
overrated. I
little
mean,
bit
7 is
dicey at
definitely
the start of
overrated.
the round there. Wasn't
Because
too sure how
if
that
you
was
ask
gonna
people their
go.
favorite
You
number,
start
I would
kinda
say
losing players,
probably about
hemorrhaging
50% of the
bodies, and it's
population
like,
would say
"Ooh,
7
what's
is their
gonna
favorite
happen
number.
here?"
At
But
least here
it
in
was a
like
really
Western
solid
civilization.
recovery, which of course is
have
the
you not
most
killed it?
important part. Even when things are going wrong, the real test
And it's
of a
definitely not
fantastic
that
team
good.
is how well can you recover from those problems. But look at Wolves. Oh man, this
forcing.
force, they are feeling so confident that they can turn this back around
Guardian on a
instantly
force.
to Stingers, to Guardians, plus the Sheriff as well. They want to make a bit of a statement here, and this is such an important round to do it because this will do some serious damage to Titan's economy.
Like, where the fuck is that stun? Just
He's
jumps down
looking
and
for it,
tanks
and
it.
yeah, just gets stunned by it
For
anyway.
the side of Titans, however, they pulled the complete rotate here. They got 3 players. T-Virus is very deep in, but they gotta be careful. The Dizzy actually buys them some space, and there's a player up in the heaven.
Nice swing, let's
And they
go.
find 2 kills, only able to find any answer.
TMV
They'll be
claims
shut down
numbers
as
8
well.
and 9 are
Down to
towards the top
deadlock,
of
and now the
numbers
bullets
1
goes
to
to
10.
Stinger.
In
That
other
keeps
news,
it
the
close.
sky is blue and the
Down to a
Phantom is
2
better than the
to
Vandal.
now. T-Virus is late on the side, but he's healthy. On the other end, Coco down to only 6 points of health.
I mean,
no
Wolves to win
further
this, right?
usual for Lysor. No further usual for Juicy. They'll
No
need to shoot
wingman.
their way out of that one.
No
and they're
wingman
waiting
Good
for
plan.
the
should
first
mean they
stack to
win.
come in. They're counting.
They were failing! They could have
away
just
from
jiggled and
Lysor.
realized that they were off it.
Well,
Why are they
going to
both
tie it
hard
up here.
swinging
2
when
rounds,
then
and
there's
that
nobody
force
on the
is going to actually
defuse,
lead to
and
a
then they
7,
both whiff?
most likely for the side of TEC.
Huh?
Ain't no way you
Buy a
just lost
bulldog,
to a
kids.
6 HP
Buy a
Coco
bulldog
at
if you
long
can't aim.
range.
If you can't aim,
Oh
buy a
my
bulldog.
God, that is devastating. Should have won that 1v1 every day of the week. Maybe just heavily under pressure there, feeling a little bit stressed out. But
And spring
Oh,
whiffed
you
with a
need
sheriff
to
as well.
win
He
that,
should have got a
man.
kill.
And it wasn't even the cleanest, yeah. It wasn't even the cleanest
Oh
on
my
the other
fuck.
end. That one must
Bro.
hurt.
The long range Spectre. Oh man, that's dirty. That's dirty. Alright, well, unfortunately, that force did not go the way that they wanted it. Titan gonna be feeling so good. Yes, they have to
5
reinvest,
gifted
but
if Wolves
they did
choke.
so much economic
Holy fuck, they're just sitting there.
Spectre, Guardian,
Yeah, I mean, they
doesn't
have
really matter,
armor.
does it? He just continues to be a
Yeah,
problem.
that's just sad though.
Oh no, Wolves. The
Did you?
scariest part is
I don't think I was.
that the scenario that we have seen.
Was I
on
even
the Haven could
co-streaming?
happen
I can't
again, but
remember.
TEC
The Heretics game
are
where
definitely
Miniboo was
piloting
running around on
themselves
Neon on
towards
Icebox.
this comeback here.
Yeah.
The hold is
I,
excellent. and
dude,
the
I had the
remaining
pog
members
face the entire
of the side
time.
of Wolves are trying to take whatever.
I think I
little
was
firepower
sick
and
in
utility
bed.
that
I
they
can't
have
remember if I
towards
actually
that
did a
beach
co-stream
line.
or with that.
How
They
how
are
were
the
you
most
in
from
America?
Malcolm.
Because I remember
And
just
I
before you
actually
went, you
do
were
see on the minimap
worried about
RB
your wife making you
close
terribly ill.
behind the angle
Oh,
on
I
A
was-
if
I
they
was
wanna
unwell.
rotate to there, but on the B side itself, it
I
is
went
actually
outside
Abo there with
one
the
day.
Grabnet that can
Every other day, I
completely
just
decimate
stayed
their
inside
hold,
my
and they're
room,
able to spot them there on that
wearing a
timing. Good
mask
first
anytime
shot
I
from
wasn't
Abo.
on
They have to pull
broadcast,
back,
just
and
trying
they
not to get
evaded
other
the
people
Grabnet,
ill.
But that basically means they're out of commission.
What did you think of
Trying
your
to find a
TriCast?
trade. Instead, it's gonna be Soyfat and Lysor. Not spotted by the wingman just yet. Now they
It's
are. The
kind of
10th is
shit.
not good
I mean, I'm
enough,
not saying that
unfortunately.
Mimi
Coco
makes things
might be
worse,
on for the
but
squad and will
it
be on
just
with
TriCasts
that
on good games are
crumble
not it
beneath
in
the might
Valorant.
of
They're
the
just not it.
Ooh-wee. All right, we're
Wait, was
seeing
the one
that
you did it on a good
resurgence.
game?
This is good from Titan.
We did
You know,
two.
Pistol
We did the
round was gonna be
Cloud9
important,
MIBR
but
game, and
not
that
Oh,
game
yeah.
was good.
Yeah, that game
And it
was
was just
as
like,
well, and we
it's
get that
worse doing a TriCast on a game
snowball
like this.
rolling. And
And
okay,
then
yes,
G2
it is
played
an
against
anti-eco,
NRG, was it?
you
Yes,
gotta keep
that
in
one was
mind when
funny.
you see
Yes.
That one was
crazy
fun because the game
multi-frags
was
coming
just
out.
dog,
a
yeah.
roll and we got
To
to kind of
make
like
a dominant
dog on NRG.
advance a
performance
bit.
here,
Yeah, that was fun. That was a
it's gonna
fun
do
game.
lot for the mental
But
for
the
Titan,
the
just
better
to
the
keep them
game is,
in
the
this,
worse
because
TriCasts
now the
are.
deficit's only at 1 round.
And you
Now
don't know
they
whether
can
a game's gonna be
extend
good or
their
bad.
bonus. This is normally where you
Sideshow
rely on
hates women
rifles, but
casting.
because those
Not
last
the
rounds
reason.
have gone so
Not
heavily in
the
their
reason.
favor, they don't have to reinvest yet. Even if they lose this round, they'll still have money into the next. So there's that slight little bit of comfort knowing that you've got a bit of padding, a bit of room to breathe.
Come on,
But I
gotta
think
win.
that for
Gotta
them,
win
the
this one,
pressure is
Wolves.
still very much on because remember, there's still 1 map down. Losing this map here is kind of the end of the line.
Absolutely, and that's why they find some solace in actually having the thrash onto Coco, but T-Virus cannot afford to lose that duel. You can hear the drone. We'll have to back up. They break it, but instead, yeah, I was just a little bit worried that they're gonna go over aggressive. They do indeed go for the peak. Luckily enough for T-Virus, they don't get that.
See, but what does this deadlock do? Like, Could just sit there in mid the
Starting to
entire
dwindle.
round.
T-Virus. Ready in a peak with that second Leer, but that leaves no flashes left. for that Reyna, where they are still stationed on the side itself. We don't see actually rotations pulled. Instead, it is Lysor that is trying to sneak through, and that's a lot of ground covered on the A side. Maybe they're gonna try to find something on the back of it, but instead they want to fish for that.
Why are we? They know now. Oh my god! They just. What the fuck are you doing?
And that pretty much denies any.
You know that they can't rotate because they've got no fucking killjoy.
This round is completely over.
So don't run a fucking fake on your first gun round.
And their final hope is just to make a run for the hills on the B side, where T-Virus is locking over a long-range angle, and there is no time left for the get. All that they can do is probably just save those two guns.
Oh my god, it's
Job.
Job.
Maybe they can use it to spearhead
It's
an
WOL
attack in the
over.
following round.
Oh, this is devastating for Wolves. I mean, to have
Juicy
had
has
such a dominant
25
first
kills
half. And it's
in
interesting to me
16
that both of
rounds,
these teams are doing so
and
much
they're going
better
to
on the
lose.
defensive half,
Your team's
you know,
cooked,
generally
brother.
speaking.
But like, literally, just think about it for a brief moment in your mind. If they start 2-1-2, how do they rotate?
I don't know.
Like they're always going to be worried about a midler. Always. That person in mid is always going to think like, I can't rotate because otherwise I'm fucked.
Almost like
their comp is shit. Yes,
their comp is bad, and you should be running a lot of mid lurks against it.
Oh, come on. Titan Igloo Club.
If Wolves lose this map today, here and now, they will never win anything ever for the rest of time.
Wolves, the football team, have won 4 games in a row, I'll have you know. So it depends how... Or you're talking about Wolves the animal? Dire Wolves recently came back. What is the difference between a wolf and a dire wolf? Anyone know? Like, when they say they bring dire wolves back, what do they mean?
Able to do so. On the side of Wolves, it's only the Blaze Storm. The closest thing that
It's
they
fake
got
news.
is one orb of the Thrash.
They're just
so
big
maybe they want to
wolves.
get that early on the B side. That's why it's going to be very important for How Long not to lose their lives. They're able to back up, but it's probably going to be the Thrash-handed
They're just genetically
to the side
modified.
of
I don't
Wolves,
even... But like...
and they might be making a play on the back.
A
of the
dire
barrier
wolf.
mesh
Is a dire
now
wolf a
working
real
up in
thing?
mid. So that is a possibility that they need to worry about, but the Thrash is already out there on the corner. Yui just going to clear yellow. You know, they still of course got it for the second time.
What was that? Just a little test to see what those do?
Retake the control there.
Yeah, dip your toes into
Good
them.
opener from T-Virus. The Dizzy doesn't actually buy time until
They're getting smoked.
Come on, Super.
Hold on. Dude, Howdong's a freak today. He woke up and chose
finally
chose violence.
Finally try and shoot.
But they got no ultimates and not a lot of util to actually clear off that.
I find
angle.
play Gecko on
Yui
this map to be
is
very
held back
awkward.
from mid by RB, and Abo's holding onto that B site. And
Come
Yui
on,
still
buddy.
got a full kit of util. Though.
Wake
Still
up.
got the Dizzy,
Wake.
still got the wingman,
Wake
the
in.
mosh
Wake
pit to
up.
Maybe open up
5 and
angle
10.
with Abo now.
Now's
in
your
the
time.
backside, probably wouldn't be able to hold on for the wingman, and it's going to be only Abo to attempt a denial, which does actually isolate the duel.
Does
And
grab
now
netting a
Yui is in
wingman
very
stop
winnable
it?
Situation. It's down to
It does
RB.
slow
Not
it
the
down
full
a
kit.
lot.
Salvo
Yeah, I
is
don't think
off.
it full
They need to
paralyzes
deliver
it,
something
though.
to that duel though, because Yui's been
Come
pretty
on.
stellar. They found out the angle. They're
Have
biding their
mosh pit.
time. The mosh pit can even buy further time if they want to use it now, and that might be it.
Nice.
That might be the whole round from here, because they need to find that duel
Still
fast.
so much
RB
time for
are
RB.
isolated in that space. The special delivery doesn't connect. They're working their way on the angle, but Yui's bought so much time that I don't think that they
What-
actually
what
have
the fuck
anything
is-
back into
he's
that
trying to do
one.
the jump
Going for
tech.
the
Oh my God.
final kill, but RB has weighted it down. They're going for the first half.
Oh my God, let's fucking
They're
go.
through at this
Let's
point.
fucking
This is
go.
Absolutely beautiful.
I think RB fumbled that one slightly.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty
I
sure he
mean,
was trying
I
to do the
start that
jump
by
tech where you
thinking,
make a
okay,
footstep
this is
noise
such a
even though
good
you're
read
diffusing.
From Titan, they take that aggressive angle, and how long it just
And then
goes
instead he just kind of like
absolutely
did a bunny hop on top of the
mental. How he
spike.
manages to get 3 there. Well, I mean, it's how long. We shouldn't be surprised at this point, but it comes down to a 1 versus 2, and Utah, I mean, he's been a bit quiet. And in this clutch, I'll be honest, I wasn't a believer. I didn't think it was going to happen. But he had so
That's
much
a big
of
one,
that
me too.
util still remaining
Now you
in
need
his
to win this
belt,
round.
And he does such a good job of stalling out. He just needed a moment to shine. A moment to show just how much he can actually get done. A much needed round here for Wolves. And finally,
got the mid
they
load
will
this round.
reclaim the lead in this series. But can they hold on to it? Titan now have a bit of an idea of what perhaps they should be expecting into these
It's a
next
grey
few
wolf
rounds.
with a few
Do they
traits of
tighten up
dire
the ship here,
wolves.
perhaps
They
get a
added
little bit more
12 genes
proactive?
from a dire wolf to a grey wolf zygote. The real dire wolf is as related to this fake dire wolf as it is to the red
When
fox.
Yui just steps up to the platter, finds a big
Nice.
round, and then you open up mid like that.
Nice.
It's completely
Punish this
devastating.
dog.
Spring
Come.
somehow found the pair. And that might be round over because the rest of the team are actually split up, and that's exactly what happened in the previous round. T-Virus is still trying to clear out the player in mid, and Spring has all the time to hold on to
Sometimes I
that.
wonder,
Even
do
if
you
they
know
go
you can
down,
shoot that?
They've bought more than enough time for the rest of the team to form a constellation, and they should be able to completely deny a post plan. There shouldn't be a way. Maybe the thrash is the answer, but they're losing players
God,
fast.
Yuko.
Yui
He's woke
again
up. He's
with
woke
another
up.
double opener.
He's locked in.
Speaking of double
He's locked in.
players, it's gonna be Yui to shut down Coco, and it's gonna be double digits for Wolf.
Oh man, this adaptation is so good. They keep hitting this B site. They keep shutting down these sidelines. That mid control, that mid play from Spring, absolutely outrageous that he's able to get two there. It's such a good correction to flick over towards window.
Let's go. Come on.
And
Come
at
on,
that
Wolves.
point, when you've already
10-8.
lost two players, is what we were talking about on Haven about opening
Come on.
frags and how
We're back.
important they are.
We're so back.
And now for Wolves to be isolating
We
these
have
duels
Gecko
so
Wolf.
effectively, to be getting those opening
Wait,
frags
did they use
so
that Gecko that
consistently,
round?
I don't know if Titan have a way back in. Money is going to be a problem going forward. They still have a buy into this round. They've got two decent ultimates online here. There's still a little bit, I mean, two away from the Viper's Pit is not great. You really want that to slow things down, but perhaps they can get some value out of this Armageddon.
Yeah, but still, you know, I still think that the Annihilation.
So
is
they've
going
just
to be
been
such a
sending
big
it B
tool
pretty much
if
every
they're
round.
able to play the post plans, but it's the B site again. It's been the focal point for Wolves' attack. They've completely abandoned A for the most part, and
Oh
they're
my
going to be
fuck.
able to survive somehow there. T-Virus playing on the left side, and that spray bought enough time for Juicy to back up.
So they break the
and
wall
they
in
haven't
mid.
relented. You know, they're double dipping back onto B. And I'm not the biggest fan of this, but they are working in a way, if it ain't broke, don't actually try to fix it. They're not reinventing the wheel. Instead, they're
he doesn't
re-aggressive
have
again.
dash.
Juicy on the angle. Got no dash, but they go
Why
for the
are we-
fight.
why-
Now
why-
they're gonna be able to
why?
find that
If
duel.
you're ulting,
He's
why?
shut down by that trash, but there's still more teammates to hold that angle. The
gotta
Armageddon
be
comes
you,
into
Spring.
B-main, and they're trying to hold on for their dear lives.
gotta be you.
Lysor looking for something, but now don't find another. This time shut down. The sonic sensors are good to slow down Lysor, but it's a lot onto T-Virus to lock down that angle. Spike to be planted, Lysor to find a kill, and it's gonna be a double swing from T-Virus. They needed somebody to come up big onto that one, and there's no further time for Yui. As stellar as they were in the previous clutch, this one is a done deal.
Oh man, the fact that
Dire
Howard gets
Wolves
two
can
there
lose
under
an
so
8-4
much
lead.
pressure, this is a problem that I'm seeing. Like, we see this utility come out, but there's no real follow-up onto it.
what
And
is
that-
Juicy
I mean,
doing?
that is a massive issue. You know, you've
timing
got
of
the
this
Thrash
is
that comes
horrible.
out, that double kill was nasty, but Thrash comes out, Armageddon comes out. Like, there's so much space denial. And no one's swinging. No one's taking those fights. And if you give that opportunity over to Titan, of course they're going to take it. Somebody's going to get aggressive. Somebody's going to push out into your
Okay,
face.
you
because
have
they don't
3 big
want
ults
to let
here.
you take those rounds. So they will
We
take
are obsessed
full
with this B
control
site.
back. And that is perfectly what we're seeing here. I mean, look at this. T-Virus, so up close and personal here. They have no idea. They're not expecting it. They
no.
don't need to expect it. They just shut him down. He swings too early.
The hubris of TEC
Little,
every
little
time
sideshow
they
aim
attempt things
there.
like those. And they even it worked out when it was Coco peeking on the Tejo. This time around they're punished. The lockdown is in. They need that duel in
Alright,
mid.
you
Luckily
found
enough,
the
they
mid
lay
fuck
a
is that
trap
Viper's
for
Pit?
Spring, and they try to counter it with a Viper's
Just
Pit.
to keep trying to
Hold on the
contact,
angle.
like it lets you get
Nobody's
back
caught
in
the lockdown.
without
Instead, We see the rest
You push back by the lockdown, right? So you pit in order to be able to get back in.
into that angle. The little buddy is there.
What,
Thank
and then
you
just-
so
You should be able to spam that, thank
down, but
you.
instead,
Oh my
Soy
god, and they
did
counter
not
spam and
have
they
the
kill
double
both?
kill.
Yeah.
Soy battleized Soy.
But-
They fished him out through the Viper.
I mean, buy a
They
Phantom.
bring it down. Good work.
Well,
from
yeah.
Coco on the damage, but they need to work out a 2-on-5, and that
True
pretty
valid.
much seems like an impossible deal to get from, especially with the spike.
I mean, surely after the Phantom buffs, are you on the
Oh,
train
man,
of the
yeah,
Phantom is just
back out,
clearly the
hold on
superior
to your
gun?
weapons because this
Um,
is becoming a very scary
yes,
bit of territory.
but
Wolves
also,
now up to 11.
I'm still buying a Vandal sometimes.
And Titan. The
Because at the end of the day, I think there's a bigger difference between the psychological
but to have
than
allowed Wolves to get this
the
round
reality
so cleanly with
when
5
it comes to the
players
guns.
still left alive, and they didn't use very much in this
Like
round
your
either. They just kind of
perception
walked
and
onto
how that
site
makes
and
you
shot
feel
people.
is going to make a bigger
Which
difference
is
to your
problematic, that
performance
they're able to get so
than
much value
the literal
so easily with
tiny
so
data
little
differences
kickback.
between the two guns.
For Titan, there are rounds where they'll drop 2
I-
ultimates and they still
I'm
won't
Zen, I
get
guess.
the
I
results
just
that
buy
they
the
want.
Phantom.
This is not a good look from a team that
Is Zen
came into
the new
this
rank between
maybe
gold
not
and plat?
necessarily a favorite, but certainly
No,
not an
it's
underdog. Like,
not
we
caring
really
about,
expected a lot
you know,
more here,
one-tapping
but
people.
unfortunately,
It's playing to
been
win.
I see.
That's what it
less than
is.
stellar.
It's recognizing win conditions and playing
Well, the
to
name
it.
value from
You won't
Titan
catch me buying a
is pretty
fucking
much
sheriff.
in
I
the
know my
namesake.
aim is shit.
But the real
Stinger all the
problem
way.
with them is what we
No,
have
I mean
seen.
that's
They're
so
pretty
silly.
much lined
You
themselves up
have
like
to
dominoes.
you have to believe
And
that
if
you
the
can
first piece
aim
falls,
sometimes.
everything
Otherwise,
afterwards
you're
absolutely
just like
is demoralized.
But I play to
putting
win.
yourself in such a
Death
bad
there from
position.
D-Virus
Egg
early on
discovers
the B-side.
personal preference
Completely
circuit
open
yeah, but you're basically
2025
accepting that
colorized.
you're a
Space, the
fucking
rotates take
a
even
bot.
longer.
And then
Yeah,
you're
but that
playing
doesn't mean
like-
that I can't win.
You're out.
I just
as
win
a
in
bot.
different ways. Like, unlike this Wolves team that don't realize that you can use a jet smoke.
But that means you're never taking the difficult shot. So you would still hit
No,
the
but I'm
difficult
still
shot like
no
5% of the time, but you're literally
here's the
never
thing.
taking
Here's the truth about ranked, okay? Everyone takes the difficult shots because we're all dumb.
Yeah,
So you take those automatically anyway. By playing like I do, I just take a better amount of difficult shots.
Well, that's a nice flash for Luke, and he still doesn't get the kill. Tough position.
Help me.
Do they swing? They do, but they don't get the kill.
Luke
survives.
Never forget that
can we
you
wait
are
for some
arguing
fuel?
about
Can we
balance
pit maybe?
mechanics with someone
They're
you
gonna
didn't
pit and they're gonna
realize
get
you
spammed and they're
could
gonna
hold
die.
left.
Pitting before you plant,
You're just not
disaster
getting the value
scenarios.
that you want. Now they've managed to at least get in onto the site now. Lifesteal trying to play tip with the spear
Oh my
spray.
god,
Good
use
for
your
one,
fucking
but
gun.
they
Speaking of
line
difficult
up,
shots,
and
buy
they
a
just get
stinger.
battered and bruised as they try to make their way onto the site. And, I mean,
Never
this is
forget that you were
devastating
arguing
from
about
Titan
bomb
because they
mechanics with someone
give
who
that
didn't
space
realize you
over.
couldn't
They're
hold
like,
left.
yes, step
Click
into
down.
my lair, said the spider to the fly. And as soon as they step in, they just
Oh,
get
dear.
decimated from every single angle. Every time it feels like Wolves have found an a way of ingress, some way to get back into a round.
At least they didn't use
get
their ult.
snatched away from them. Was that a high five hit fist bump? That's fun.
Let's take that second time out. 11-10. Wait till Wolves hear that there's a whole A side to this map. Oh dear. We need to breeze the shit out of Icebox and get it out. Do you think Breeze will ever come back?
Do I think Breeze will ever come back?
Yeah.
I'm concerned, actually, genuinely, that because we're going
Corporate's
into a
feelings.
more
It's a map.
we're going into a faster cadence of swapping maps around. I'm
Why are we
concerned they
using
might
the
never
entire kit to its
do like
full
proper improvements to
value?
maps again, because
Gonna
it
need
takes
to
them
see
way
some sort of a
longer than the
change
current
up now.
cycle of.
Yeah.
Titan
Swapping
only
maps.
one round away
So,
from evening out that scoreline. We came
I think
so
Breeze needs some
close to
changes.
overtime on the previous map.
Not really
I'm
towards
scared,
mid,
Sam.
but
We've seen that
towards
before.
the
How many
sides.
times has T-Virus been posted up Very
And
aggressively so. They lose their lives.
I'm not
and the
convinced
round
they're gonna
completely
do it with
collapsed.
the
It might
current
be the case
cadence
again.
at the end
Luckily
of the
enough for
round.
T-Virus.
Nice, let's
they
go.
live the
Come on,
full
pit
for a
and
few
win.
seconds, and
I also
the
think
kill
Icebox
and
needs
all
massive
the
exchanges, so I'd be
free
happy for them to
kills.
remove that for like
Every
a year
time
and
they
work
go
on it.
into the
Come on.
peak. But each and
Fight
every time,
and win!
they're just accounted for. It's excellent anticipation from Wolves, but that is just
I mean,
disastrous
Spring is
to be
not
very
dying.
honest.
Yeah, it's problematic because like they just get run down.
Well, someone should be in
That's
the pit.
They're also
problem.
just they're
You're
not
on
worried
your
about the
own,
mid
there's no
lurk at
one
all
to
because
back
it's
you up and
deadlocked.
to help you on the retreat, and they're
So
just
they
gonna
are
run
being
you
able to
over,
find some
especially when they
value
know
out
you don't have util.
And you know
Now
that
RB
Spring is going to be in that corner,
something
right? Because of the
similar,
shape of the pit. You know
yes,
that
Yeah.
that's where he
KJ's
started the pit
headbutt.
from.
Connect.
Oh my God.
Finally, it's RB with a beautiful spray down. Spring now trying to keep things doable, trying to keep it winnable. Yes, the Viper spin
Oh,
is
so
my
close.
huge, but it can
Sufat
only
Baby's
get
got this
one
though. It's
until
unlosable
down
for
to
Sufat.
Sufat.
Unlosable.
Low
Let's go.
HP
Let's
on
fucking
RB.
go.
He will clean that up, and it will be Wolves taking us onto map and series point here.
But did
on
you think
Titan's
that
map
Breeze
pick.
was better without hold?
Icebox was out of the pool for almost a year, and the only thing they changed was the window limit.
If the rest of your team are just unable to hold off the rest of the map, it's
I
not gonna
thought
go
the
well.
way that they removed
Good
holes was
attempt
very silly.
from the members of TEC,
Because it just
especially
created
RB
this
here, where I feel like they came up big, but
pointless,
at the end of the
weird
day,
sight
when you
line.
bleed that much,
Yeah.
that is always going
But
to be a problem for you. They're always
Did I think it was
finding
better
from
without
hand
holes?
to
I think it was
and
easier to
sometimes
run a
that's just not gonna
defense
work
that
out.
made
We've seen that
sense
this
without
game.
holes.
Pretty much the same
I
story
think
as
that
Satan.
it
They
felt
have
worse to play on the
beat,
attack
but they
side
keep
because
on
the
doing those
sights feel
things.
like
Why are
shit
you
to
playing
hit.
with my heart?
So
Why
it
are you
feels
doing
better on
this?
that map to just
No,
lurk
no,
holes
I refuse.
than actually
This
hit a
thing-
sight. But I don't think that the problem there is that
And the problem is that,
Is
it's
that,
like you were saying,
like,
Simon
holes
Haven,
is
T-Virus
good. I think
constantly
the
getting
problem
caught
is
out
that the
early
sights are
on,
shit.
and unfortunately, losing your duelist can be such a detriment. And
What is RB
one
I would
of the
actually be in
flashes that
favor
they
of them
have, so
removing
it
holes,
makes
but
it that
making
much
the A
more
site
difficult
easier to
keep
get
taking
out into the
space.
site on.
However, Wolves now making their way in towards the site. The smoke screen's
God.
going to come up to deny a bit of that space, but now Armageddon to come through to try and stop that push, and it's beautiful. It's placed wonderfully, and
There
it's
are
going to
3
slow
players who
down
you could
Wolves'
breathe
fight.
on and die.
Is it going to be enough?
This time they don't have
It's
the
still
deadlock
just
wall in
under
mid,
a
so they're
minute
just-
here. Util
Huh?
to come
Okay.
through the salvos. Shut down Coco. 3 players left alive here for Titan. Wolves not looking to back down. They're
Come
gonna
on,
keep
Spring, let's go.
pushing.
Come on.
Spring with the pixel
Let's
pick.
fucking go.
And
Easy!
to clean
The
up
2-0. Was it easy?
We conquered all of China! We're never gonna stop! From Toronto to Paris! We'll win the fucking lot! Ale, ale, ale! Ale, ale, ale!
I think Wolves might have made that slightly more difficult than it should have been, but they did a decent job there. So who do they now play against?
They play against BLG.
Billy, eh?
Winnable.
I mean, that's a very winnable game.
Winnable. And that means, and if they win that, they're in. Winning in.
Yeah, very winnable.
Man, if Wolves go to a... Ah, God. Imagine you having to cast Wolves beating G2
I mean,
in the final.
You've got to come to Toronto if Wolves make it.
What, go to Toronto?
Yes.
We aren't all massive Tories like you. We don't all earn what you earn.
Okay, you're telling me you start a sub goal in your chat to
Send me to
Go to-
Toronto.
go to Toronto
With a
and
drum.
run the Wolves. Yes, with a fucking drum. And
Would they let me in with a drum?
What do you call the like? What do you call those things that they use? The South African vuvuzela.
Vuvuzelas.
Get a drum and a vuvuzela, and you're running the Wolves cheer section.
God. Do you think Riot would let people in with a drum?
No, but could you sneak one in? Yes.
How am I
Could
sneaking
you-
in a drum?
I mean, you know,
Oh, I'm a
people who work
pregnant
on the
woman.
broadcast.
And my belly is just drum shaped.
I would sneak you a drum in. We would be allowed a drum.
I will never lose a bet.
Why would they not
Ole,
allow a
ole,
drum
ole.
in?
He'll never
Uh,
gift a sub. It'll always be the same.
I think the reason is probably because they think it would be incredibly disruptive, and I think the reality is that
It
the
would
only people who'd be
improve.
bringing the drum, it would be the kind of people bringing the fucking vibe up, but they
Yeah.
probably think it would be very disruptive. Now, I'm not saying that I would smuggle a Vuvuzela in for you, but I would definitely smuggle a Vuvuzela.
Well, I don't want to know where that Vuvuzela would be smuggled in from.
I'd strap it to my leg.
Ah, yes, yes, your leg.
Yes, yes. So now Shilai are playing against Nova. The winner plays against EDG.
Yeah, those two teams got fucked. The way the bracket has worked out,
Yeah, that's crazy.
some of these teams.
But
have been
also,
fucked.
I mean, I am not a fan of what EDG are doing. I don't know about you, but I just think this Jenny stuff is.
Oh well, have you heard all the Simon stuff? Have you seen all the Simon
Yes.
drama? Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But I just think it's. I mean, I guess he played well in the most recent game against FPX, but I don't understand the vision. I don't get it. I mean, they're going to play some double duelist comms. They're going to run them both on Yoru at various times, despite the fact that I don't really understand what their vision is there. He's a worse breach than Simon was, but I guess he frags a bit harder. I don't know. It's really odd. It's really strange.
Yeah, but he doesn't say that he can't shoot all game.
Yeah, but that might be because he's playing breach worse than Simon was.
They've literally had the biggest fallout of any team publicly I think we've ever seen. What do you mean?
Oh, I'm not saying you bring Simon back. There's no, like, that bridge is burned. That bridge has been decimated. It's gone. It's completely toasted. I'm just saying that they have gone from a team system that, like, you understand exactly how it works to now one where there's a lot more of
Okay, I need to go.
why is X player playing X in X situation? What happened with Simon? I mean, we don't really know what started it. Even if you go and look at all of the info, it's all them complaining about how they handled the situation, not really what caused the situation.
Where's Canada, man? What's this? Canada Man Gaming. Oh, look, it's Canada Man Gaming. Hi there, TMV. I'm Canada Man Gaming. Subscribe to Canada Man Gaming. Can you get me? I'd love it if you could get monetized.
Finally fighting.
Okay, I'm gonna go make my way to victory. Look, it's Canada Man.
Close left clear. I didn't clear side at all.
Door.
Spike down.
One more there. One more.
My turn.
Fight out.
Spike drop.
I'm just shooting them. I'm just shooting them in the face.
But yeah, I haven't seen any information about why Simon was actually cut in the first place. Like whether they thought he was performing badly or whether they thought it was like whether the team needed a Yoru player or something. All I've seen is them being like,
Let's go.
you weren't practicing hard enough, and then you looked at your phone the entire time when we benched you. It's like, I was practicing, I was. It's like, but none of it is actually talking about the important part, which is why did they decide to make the change in the first place? Yeah, I read the whole thread. Yeah, but almost all of the thread of Simon arguing with Aqua was talking about how they dealt with it.
Oh my god.
Spike planted. Gotta go.
Oh, Nate.
Wow.
I mean, I saw the players being like,
You know what's
he
really
didn't
funny is
play
there's
well
one on
in
the
scrims,
corner.
but he plays well when we play against him in ranked and stuff.
It's not like I don't.
There's just
like
so
it.
many reasons why that can happen.
Wait,
That can be
Quote.
that can be a confidence issue. That can be a team structure issue. There's so
You don't know?
many
You don't know
different
about Ludwig's
reasons.
Jussie?
Last player standing.
If you actually watched any EDG game this year, you would have seen how Simon was consistently their worst performing player. Oh no, you're right. I haven't watched any EDG games all year. That's crazy.
Incredible.
This is some bullshit.
Oh yeah, translated
I'm just
interview.
He's boxed like a fish.
Like a fish.
Oh,
you kidding me?
What is that?
Ninja defuse. Ninja defuse. Ninja defuse.
Don't rush me.
Nah, they know. They know.
Go away.
They know. They know.
Stop trying.
You let them know.
They're just bad.
That's so stupid. That was so stupid.
What?
Hello?
The secret of winning the
My
game.
my DM just got terminated because there was a cheater.
A deathmatch.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
deathmatch.
A deathmatch.
Oh! I get ready to copy and paste it in chat. This is crucial.
The
scariest people to play against.
We can do anything. We can save the world.
Don't force me to play
Come
Marshall.
on top of this box. Come on top of this box. I'm gonna stage wall this up.
Oh, go on.
Wait, wait for me. I'm
You're
coming.
going for a tank.
Wait, I'm
Guys, I'm
coming.
gonna be a little late.
Wait, I'm coming. Wait.
They have 3 comps prepared on paper.
No.
Okay. Phoenix, who's Phoenix?
Imposter.
Okay, ready? Everyone ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
Okay. Maybe Spring needs a little bit more focus on the neon then.
Left side?
Yeah.
Oh,
Frick, they're stunned, they're stunned.
I have no
We can just all 3 just like hold us.
Yeah, just literally triple.
How did
Wow.
you go furthest behind? Why am I dead?
Meow.
Never mind.
I'm sorry, I had more pressing issues.
How did I die? I smoked mid.
They're running up cap.
I smoked and darted mid, yeah. What? What fuck?
No wall, mid.
Mid, up cat, like close tree. Oh, 120. How many fucking bullets? In tree. He picked up my vandal.
I'm Conquest.
And I am conquesting.
I'm a surgeon.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
Holding
This is a good POV.
any moment now. You know if you on Zoom, he's gonna get you.
Yep.
Okay, 5 scouts.
Slow down. Drop in a score.
Nice and slow.
My territory. My rules. Last player standing.
Cool. I like that they're doing the translated interviews. I mean, we couldn't really hear the translator at the beginning because the audio mix was weird, but they fixed it afterwards, and that's cool. That's a great value add to the Chinese broadcast. Appreciate that.
What would you guys
From,
rather do? I'm going to give you the choice.
Project
Would you rather
Horizon?
do
Oh,
EMEA and Pacific, or would you rather do...
you praise Simon for his utility, calling him a util god. However, in that thread, in the argument, it's mentioned that all of his util was told to him constantly
what
by
do you mean
teammates, not by
don't
himself. Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that one. That's just not... I mean, that's just not
I'm going to be
true.
gone for a
There's
while.
no way that that is how that kind of stuff...
Would you rather do Pacific and EMEA? Also, I forgot about the anonymous gifter gifting us up to Don't. What the fuck? Don't be racist, I'm a building. Oh, I was trying to figure out what that word was. B-E-R-A-C-S. It's like barracks. Don't barracks it, I am a building. No, don't be racist, I'm a building. Thank you, anonymous gifter. Would you rather do EMEA and Pacific or Americas and China? Petitjanijit said EMEA. DeFernzy said NA though. Oh. It's up in the air. I'm seeing more EMEAs though. So okay. We'll do EMEA and we'll do the other one tomorrow. Right, so I'll get Pacific and EMEA up. Okay, I've got them already in order of what I did last time. Let's start with the EMEA, I think. What are the NA games? They're not till tomorrow. So I'll put me... Oh, fuck. Please tell me that's correct. Hopefully that's correct. Is that correct? No, it's off, isn't it? No, I need to move you. Yes, to there. Okay, now it should be good. Okay. Let me just make me a bit bigger. And let me get the chat. Okay, there you are. Okay. Right. Welcome to my EMEA and Pacific tier list. We're ending the end of stage 1 now, so it's starting to get a little bit clearer. But let's start with EMEA, and I'm joined here by my YouTube and Twitch chat again. But as you can see from my EMEA list, some things have changed, and definitely some things are wrong here. So we're going to dive back in and, yeah, fix this list. Okay, in EMEA, I think it's much easier to start from the bottom. So that's where I'm going to start. I think for last place, there are a couple candidates. I think that these have to be the bottom 3, right? Those 3 are definitely the bottom 3 in some order. I think almost certainly Koi is going last. There is a debate. Apex or Giants? Who do I think? Apex or Giants? Giants have made some roster moves, which does make it tough. I think overall, I would say... I think with the roster moves, I'm going to put Apex 11. But I have more faith in Giants, I think, than Apex overall. But now it gets tough. Now, moving up to 9, I think there is a bit of a gap. And I think that this... actually, from this point on, I think it is pretty tough. I think it's probably... I would still probably put Navi next. Considering they've only beat these teams. I think I would take everyone over them. But there is probably a tier gap here. Somewhat between Navi and the rest. And then... I mean, then it is really tough. I mean, I had mates in like 4 before, but... Man, who am I going with next? It's probably... The next group is probably BBL, mates, and I think KC. I think this Group Omega trio is the next 3. What order would you put these 3 in? I mean, that is honestly very tough, I think. KC, BBL, mates. Mates in 8? I mean, that would fit, wouldn't it? I actually think I might put mates above BBL. And Carmine Course 6? But, this is so close between these 3, though. BBL, mates, Carmine. See, I mean, I think I've seen almost every different one. KC 8. BBL 7, mates 6. BBL beat KC? Yeah, but... This is the thing. They're so close, these teams. KC 6. KC, mate, BBL. I think this is tough. I'm gonna go KC, mates, BBL. I think that's what I'm gonna go for. But honestly, I know people are gonna come at me for this. If you do disagree with this, just know they could be in any order, really, and I think it's fine. EMEA is tough. I mean, because this next, right, so we've got 5 teams left, right? So let's get these 5 teams up here. Now, we saw Liquid destroy Foot. Where do you put Vitality, though? Is an interesting question. So, Vitality have lost to both Heretics and Fanatics. So, you probably have to put Vitality below them. Foot just got destroyed by Liquid. So, they probably have to be somewhat down here next as well. So, it probably is these two next, Foot or Vitality. But I'm not 100% sure in what. Would I rather Foot or Vitality? I think, yeah, I think I'm going to put Vitality above Foot. But Foot have played some really good stuff like that Pearl. But yeah, I mean, EMEA, this is tough. This is genuinely actually pretty tough. There's actually quite a few. There's kind of like, I think there's very clear tiers, but it's quite difficult to pick in between them. And then we've got the top 3. Wow. Another really tough decision between these 3. Team Heretics, Fnatic, Vitality, Liquid, Foot. You put Vitality over Liquid. I think that's harsh. I think. See, a lot of people putting Fnatic first. I don't think I agree. I don't think I agree. I actually think it's. I think Fnatic are third. And I think one of these two is first. I think that Fnatic are third because in the Vitality, Heretics played a cleaner game against Vitality than Fnatic did. And I think that Liquid have been very impressive. And obviously they beat Koi, like, yeah, whatever, they beat Koi, right? That doesn't really matter. But they destroyed Foot as well. And did some very impressive things. I think Team Liquid are looking good. Here's the thing, though. This is going to be a little bit predictive. I'm going to put Team Heretics at number 1. I think that Team Heretics are slowly building and I feel the most confident that Team Heretics will go to Toronto. I feel the most confident they will go to Toronto out of any team in EMEA. Now, will they win EMEA? Probably not. Almost certainly not, because they can't win a final to save their lives, right? So they probably won't win EMEA, but I feel the most confident about them going. And I think that's where I'm going to end up. This is a tough tier list, though, for EMEA. And you could probably have a lot of disagreement about the top 5. These 3 for sure. Navi are probably the only team that I feel like there's really kind of not much debate. Everyone else, I think, is up for a lot of debate. On to Pacific. Let's zoom in. Okay, so here was my Pacific list from before. And you know what? It's not too bad. It's probably better than the EMEA one. Right, I think let's start from the bottom again. And I think... Who are we putting at bottom? It's between probably Team Secret and DFM. Who's worse, DFM or Team Secret? Oh man, that's tough. I think I will put Secret last and then DFM. So it's Secret, DFM. And who's 10th? Probably Global, unfortunately, I think. Or Paper Rex. I think it's then Global or Paper Rex for the next 2. And I think... I mean, these 2 teams play each other. And I pick Global. So, I pick Global. So I guess if I think that Global are going to beat Paper Rex, and we'll find out if that's true, then I guess I'm putting Global there. And Paper Rex 10th. But I guess that's up for debate. If you pick Paper Rex in that game, then you can have them. Then, next... I think... See, it's tough with Talon because they did lose to Zeta, but obviously there's a pretty, like, there's an asterisk around that. I actually think I'm going to put Zeta next and then Talon. I think. Like, I think you can make, obviously you could say Zeta beat Talon, sure, whatever, but I think obviously, like, Talon, not with, you know, the situation they're in, would be better. Then I think it has to be Nongshim. I think Nongshim are the obvious choice next, because I think that this is definitely the top 5. I don't think anyone would disagree with this top 5. I think if this isn't your top 5, I would question it. Well, you're either Chober and Nongshim literally pay you, or I don't get what you're talking about. And this is a tough top 5. I mean, DRX with the changes, you could make an argument for. RRQ just beat T1, Boom just beat DRX, and Gen G are looking very, very good. See, it kind of depends, because if you were predicting, I mean, but then again, RRQ should have finished first seed, and they have a good chance if they finish first seed. Man, that's tough. That is tough. I think I'm going to say that right now, based on what we've seen, with the changes, I think DRX are going to be last of these. Because they've been forced into kind of a bad situation, I think that they might be last. I mean, they lost a Boom. But then next, I think it's T1. Because I don't think T1 have been playing that well. I might even put T1 5th. But no, I think I trust them a bit more. Now, this is going to be a bit of a hot take. But these 3 teams, which again, I think you can order in a few different orders. T1 second. See, T1... But T1 haven't looked that good this entire time. They just haven't. And maybe they can unlock, you know, obviously we know they've got it in them because they've won a Masters. But based off what we've seen, if we were predicting, right, if I was predicting who's going to go to Toronto, T1 would probably be in there. But if we're going off what we've seen, like if they were to play today, would I pick Boom over T1? Maybe not. But I'd pick RRQ, and I did, and they won. And I'd also pick Gen G. I think that this is going to be my list. I'm going to put Gen G 1. The reason I'm putting Gen G 1 is similar to Heretics. I feel confident they will make Masters. I think that I feel confident. Now, a lot of you are going to say, Boom, maybe they should be above T1. Would I pick Boom to beat T1? They should be above RRQ, should they? Should they, though? Go on, I'll put Boom above T1. I think RRQ are good. I'd pick RRQ above Boom. I think RRQ... Right. RRQ and Boom are likely to finish as the first seeds. Out of those 2 first seeds, who do I think is more likely to make Masters? RRQ. I think RRQ are more likely to make Masters than Boom are, assuming they both finish in first. Well, Boom already have finished first, but RRQ just need to beat Secret. So I'm going with this. And I think that Gen G are the... Gen G, even though they're not going to finish first seed, are the team I feel most confident about. So when Gen G go out, you'll know why. It's because I put them first. There you go. There's my tier list. Gen G at number 1. Again, Pacific, pretty tough. You know, there's some close. It's close, but there you go. Game started? Shit. Did it, though?
But has won twice.
Did it, though? Also, I need to make me a lot small. Get rid of chat. Bring me to about what there? Undeafen. Look, if you don't like the tier list, unlucky.
I'm gonna clip that. that was a tragedy.
Ranking Fnatic third behind Liquid domestically when they have been top for 5 years in a row.
What does fucking Leo playing on Fnatic in 2023 have anything to do with how good they are?
What is bro in the open?
One enemy
What the
remaining.
fuck is bro doing? What the fuck is bro doing?
Go, man.
What the fuck is bro doing?
What's the plan for ERP school here?
Can you get me toilet paper?
Okay.
Wait, what are alien shows again? I only remember
Greener, Mooner, I bet you.
Mooners is for
Mooners is
from
yeah,
the moon.
yeah. Mooners is like you're a Martian. You're a higher class than you're a higher class than people from the moon. So you call them Mooners.
Dude, who do you think the
Greeners are a lower race. Greeners are a lower race level of Martians than the gray peoples.
He's the Gandhi of the moon. What the fuck is this? How did you manage this?
Only
No.
Bro City can make an alien caste system.
No, I'm sorry. What
Glorper
is this
is
wall?
Glorper is what they used to call slaves on Mars. The Glorp because the slaves were a race of people called the Glorpulus, so they call them the Glorpers. But they've reclaimed the word and they call themselves Glorpas.
Bro, they reclaimed us in the slur.
Yeah, the Glorpas. Yeah.
Last player
They're the
standing.
Glorpias.
GPT, lock in and make me some
You're
alien
greedy.
slurs.
Just evolved into random noises.
No peeking.
What? What?
It's
What's the
just
jet
fucking
doing?
dog shit.
One enemy remaining.
They're just fucking terrible at this game, I guess.
101 jet. Isn't it? Clear right now.
Huh?
Planted the spike.
What is he doing?
They clear that for sure. What? Why do you slow down? You don't clear it.
Careful now.
One enemy remaining.
Give me.
Selfie.
Where is everyone hiding?
Wait, you just jump out and take a selfie. Jump out and take a selfie. Jump out and take a selfie.
The selfie is diabolical.
Refreshing.
Swing while you have heal.
One enemy.
Nice!
There's a name for this. Oh yeah.
I can't clip it. I can't.
The garage.
I can't.
I can't do anything.
Spike down.
How did
C.
he hear me? What?
Where is everyone hiding?
How much Valorant does Canada Man play?
Player standing.
Nice shot.
One enemy remaining.
Nice shot. Wait. He's out. He's out.
Retrieve the spike.
Nice.
Damn, flip that one.
Get it in there.
Last player standing.
Trick shots.
One enemy remaining.
Last one.
Look at Canada Man trying the tech.
Close.
Nice.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
Even after I was scammed for that.
Give me a
Last player standing.
It's okay, guys.
Spike planted.
Wait, ready? I'm better than them.
Wait, did the wall not cover the whole angle?
No. There's a crack in it.
Go, go, go.
Oh, there it is.
One enemy remaining.
XLG.
Well, my team won, but yours will probably get farmed.
Shut the fuck up. They're not gonna get farmed.
Oh!
Nova literally just lost to TEC. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Nova did just lose to TEC, but they also beat EDG.
Yeah, tough thing to get a 100.
Do you think it's
I feel like
annoying
Nova
to have to
played pretty
fucking
well.
stand there this whole time? Like, they do the 1-by-1 walkouts. You're
Yeah,
the first Nova
definitely.
player just fucking standing there for 10 minutes
Yeah.
straight.
Like, give me a break. Let me sit down at least.
If you were to make an esports org called, I don't know, fucking Egg Gaming or whatever,
right?
What colors would you want it? What colors would you pick for your team?
What colors would I go for?
He's just
What
gonna say
colours would
blue.
I go
He's just
for?
gonna say fucking blue. If he said white and yellow, that would be funny, but
I have no idea what colors I would go for. Maybe like a
Locust is
black
nice
and
one.
red kind of vibe.
What? Because you want to be
Black,
evil?
red, and white. Maybe like a 100 Thieves or like a Gambit. Oh, I guess Gambit's blue with the red
Yeah,
and
blue,
white,
red.
isn't it?
The logo should be Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, maybe I should go. To be honest, my normal color palette is much more muted. So maybe I go for some like muted
Fucking hell,
tones.
what grey?
Not gray,
A
but like
dreary grey.
like hit me with a forest green and like forest green and tan or something.
What? You want to be fucking Robin Hood?
Yeah.
The Robin Hood org?
I don't know why. Why the fuck are you guys telling me white and yellow?
Because of egg. Because of an egg.
Why? What's white and yellow about an egg?
Right. Someone clip that. Someone clip that. Someone clip the sentence. What is white and yellow about an egg?
I was thinking the outside. I was thinking the outside. The inside of the egg.
This guy might be the
Bro, the
dumbest
inside.
motherfucker in the world. Ask a 3-year-old. What colour's an egg?
The inside. I forgot about the insides of the eggs. Oh.
What's white and yellow about an egg? Everything, I don't know.
What's so stupid is I didn't twig even when you asked me. Even when you said clip it, I was like, wait, what? What? I don't get it. Oh, God. Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, that's funny.
Deadlock Vice Lotus. Yeah, let's get it.
What, you think XLG is smart enough to know how to poke their way through that?
Yeah, I think they could. I think they could.
Oh my god. Why are we're just getting the severed heads on this English broadcast of the players?
Bald Kids Valorant. Thank you for the £3. Hello, Sideshow. Just checking if you're something. I can't read the rest of that message.
What, as in you don't have the correct reading age for it? What?
Dude, oh, here we go. Hello, Sideshow. Just checking if you're still willing to donate your time next week to coaching bald orphans how to play Valorant.
That's all we
Okay.
can do.
And no, right.
That's
There
gonna
are
be super
no
interesting to see.
There are no organizations, as far as I'm aware, that are coaching bald orphans on how to play Valorant. And I have never agreed to commit my time to those organizations.
B and A split coming out for Nova.
Someone sent me a TTS
push here
of
coming
like,
in from
oh,
Ryan
hey
Yoruba.
TMV, was really nice to meet you
Heavyweight.
yesterday.
Getting
Shame
this
that
spot here.
you, shame that you like completely ignored my brother in a
Not
wheelchair.
able to get the 4K, but YOU gets the kill immediately.
That is fucked
There,
of you, actually.
trading out for that rubble control.
Happyway
Araga, but he's
is
the only one
on fire.
remaining.
Did you see that?
Happyway
I
just
That
did.
was so
I did
clean.
see that.
decimated Nova.
He's just owned them.
No one checked the box.
There was a little bait
I was gonna
play,
say, that was a
beautiful little
crossfire they'd set up
bait and
there.
switch,
because they saw
and then
YOU right there. They were like,
triple kill,
oh,
all to
we
the
were
back of
just,
the head.
push him and not think about Happyway behind the box. And now, Izzy is in a 1v3. They have the spike. He has to do everything.
Easy
Coconut
stuff for
takes him down.
XLG.
None of it matters,
XLG,
because
GG,
just
Coconut and Raga
kick
2,
down to the
XLG,
door,
GG,
flip
Happy
the
Way, and
touch,
YOU.
and immediately grab that first pistol win.
I can't remember the rest of it.
Yeah, take your little pistol win.
Still can't believe that he
That was a
did
nice
that.
pistol.
Wait, whose
And also,
map pick was
again,
this?
they forgot to check, but yeah.
It was
This
XLG.
was
That's a way to
XLG's.
start.
Nova
Also,
picked
of
attack
all the
with
people
double
you
sent.
would like to have ultimate.
Also,
one-
Nova picked Ascent, so XLG will be able
Also,
to
they
do
have no
defense.
drone.
Actually, the one that I prefer here.
What, they think they're
Yeah,
playing
that's
with
tough.
the old
That's
fucking
tough.
boombot?
As we see now, the second round.
Why would you start
Pistols,
attack
as you-
here? That
as
is
you've seen
bonkers.
Earlier, 55%. Happy
God,
Way,
XLG
already
is-
has three
he's gonna win
kills.
the
No,
game
no,
on his
it's
own.
not
No,
XLG.
he
It's
has
Happy
two,
Way.
and
We
he
know
just
this.
Yeah.
survived the
We know this.
pre-shot.
Happy Way's gonna win the game on his
one-player
own.
team.
But that's just
Yes, and he's a fucking freak. He's amazing. No, Raga was playing really
Yeah,
well.
Raga's
last
doing
week as
some
well.
time.
gone. But
And
Nova
Viva,
able
I
to
love the way that Viva plays
immediately
Sentinel.
enter
Now,
the
on
site,
this map,
but it's
they're not
basically
playing
CLI
Sentinel.
Gaming saying,
But
yeah, we're gonna hold retake here.
I like how he plays the side.
Yeah, you not only is your entry. Oh, okay, AC
Oh.
gets Happy Way. I was gonna say the king is down. There might be a chance now.
Right?
Okay,
yeah,
they're
the king is
pushing him.
down.
Yeah.
But
YOU is about to
YOU
get. Oh, he's getting back up for Coconut now. Obi-Wan.
Playing.
And they get them
I
both
hate
down.
the
His
sound
only
of that
AC
gun.
left.
The bubble gun?
You don't like the
Get one?
Neptune?
No. Viva takes it down. Holy moly.
No, not a fan.
Once
If
again,
that's what it's
Happy
called.
Way is the hero. I know that, you know, he got taken down by the end, but what is this? Take a PC, please. What is this man on? I would like to know.
Did you know that when you boil a penguin's egg,
It's
the
just
white
sliver
is
of
transparent?
angle as well.
Oh no, that's not okay.
That might be the most
beautiful.
Tory thing you've ever said.
I'm not eating penguin
I
eggs on the
can't
regular.
believe that, but
I'm just-
right now, CLI Gaming
I was just thinking
is
about it because I was
on
thinking,
the-
why did I not associate
on
white
the
and
drive.
yellow?
Because you're so
And I was
used to
thinking-
eating penguin
2-0
eggs.
right now. and
But-
Well, I was
looks
thinking,
like
for
this
That's
starters,
strange. When
they-
I have
they
my
won't
eggs,
be-
my penguin
be
eggs,
maybe too much here on the
there is no
front.
white.
yolk-
It's actually
Nova
transparent.
Will go
The yolk
on
is
the
not.
rifles as
It's
it
not
is going to be
yellow,
their
is it?
bonus.
It's more gold colored.
No
I would
prodding
say.
out as of yet from Nova. They're being careful.
White
right
and
now,
gold.
especially with how they can see Happy Way do, right? But XLG, a bit of a
And then sometimes the
counter
whites
push
aren't white.
towards B main.
Sometimes they're
But
translucent.
again, no immediate presence or no immediate movements here.
I would
coming
not
off
say
XLG.
an egg yolk is yellow.
And Nova, they're just
Well,
slowly
I
creeping
think
out
most
towards B.
people would.
Yeah, and for
No.
XLG, all they want to do here is
They're like-
make
it's
Nova
an
This
orangey
just sounds like
yellow.
you
Use it as
coping that you don't know
gold
what
colour.
color
do
an egg
as
is.
much economical damage as possible, right? They want to take the guns out of their hands. They're very happy with having them waste utility, basically.
Gold is just shiny
Oh
yellow?
my God.
No, that's.
Oh
that's
my
wrong.
god, entry point immediately gets to Rarga and Coconut there, and Nova gets the site almost immediately. Fault line will be
Bit of
thrown
damage.
out, but to
Can
no
we get a bit of
avail
damage
because
here?
of the
No.
lesser weapons here from CLI Gaming. Spike has not yet been done, but Viva gets
Go on,
one
Viva.
kill
Go on,
to low.
Viva.
You can have some
Actually,
damage,
dude
actually.
here, also gets
With cam up.
killed, but it is going to be a 3v2. Viva only a total of 30 health points here with the 25 from the shield, as it is going to be expected a first round
Happy.
here for Nova, but XLG making it a tad bit expensive for the
Yeah.
other side.
They would like to take out one more gun, I think. At least, but holy... Yep,
Oh,
that's
Happy
of
Way.
course.
Dude,
Of
go
course
on,
it's
Happy Way.
Surely
Win
not,
the
right?
2v2.
Surely not. No, they're not
Oh
doing
my
it,
god.
surely.
Oh my god. They haven't
Okay,
planted properly.
Nova. Wait.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
If only Happy Way had won like one duel at the end there.
Wasn't that close? She puts him down
Why are
at
they
the
playing
end,
out
but
Mound
Happy
when
Way
it's
made
not
it po-
it's for
possible.
Mound?
I don't know. Don't know. Well, because they
Not
have
bad there.
Poland thingy, I guess.
When a penguin egg is boiled, the egg white, or albumin, remains translucent instead of turning opaque like a chicken egg. Okay, Warlord, didn't realize you were a massive Tory
oh,
as
yes,
well.
they did, definitely. Yeah,
Why are you eating
that was
penguin
very,
eggs?
Very good fun
Yeah, it's
run.
not like the Vice is
I
going
think
to
they
post
could
blind
be.
detail, though,
They're
is it?
very happy with this bonus. Look at the buy this round. It's gonna be awful. Well, it's gonna
Well,
be
not
okay.
exactly.
But, no, it's actually gonna be okay. But I would say Nova can't buy next round. Looks like.
Looked it up on
Well,
Google.
it has to be their win here for
Sound
Nova
that.
as we
This
move
TP is
on to
certainly
the fourth
interesting,
round.
isn't it?
XLG
Yeah, it's.
A bit more
I mean,
aggressive
what?
here, actually,
How is
towards
Raga
round, which is
getting out here?
which we haven't seen so
I assume
far
he's
right
going to
now.
time it with the Viper Wall
But
being out.
It reminds me once I played a ranked game on Split as
themselves towards B,
Yoru,
which
and
we
like
have seen
accidentally
before here
from
for the past
like backside
3
on
rounds
A
or so.
or like CT on A,
But
sent
Nova
a TP that went all the way
slowly
into B main
considering
and
the
thought I
rotation
just
towards
sent it
A, but
towards like
Coconut, he
thought I
likes this
just
position,
sent
by the way.
it
He likes
towards
this
like
position
spawn on
top
B
of
and ended up
on
TPing
top
straight
of
into the
Bravo, but
opponent in
he
B main.
also likes to get
Yeah.
himself into that position where
Oh,
he
I've
can
done some
get
troll
caught
teleports
it
on
really
Yoru before.
fast as Nova looking towards an empty A site as we are looking for a 5v5 retake here coming on from for both teams.
I mean, a lot of util down on the ground.
Actually,
Let's
4
see.
flashes.
But, oh,
They got a
AC
million
just
flashes.
starts to get into the game.
Hello, hello, hit the shot, hit the shot, hit the shot.
What
What the hell is going
any
on?
aimers on this team?
Oh my god, what the hell is going on?
Oh,
They got
remaining.
absolutely owned by that double
The
push into
sensor
pit as well.
won't be detecting the
If I was
Viper,
XLG,
but
I would wait for your
the
fucking
Arcros
raid boss because
did,
clearly the
so
rest of you
Happy
can't
Wave
shoot.
Forced to back out
That
here
was
from the 1v3
concerning.
as Nova gets their equalizer. It's going to be
Yeah,
2
that's
for
really
2.
concerning. They also
Yeah,
they had double
that's
breach
a hard one to swallow,
flash
isn't
and
it?
they had
'Cause that's the
double
one they really
Yoru
wanted
flash,
to get-
and I don't
to
think
get,
they used either of them. Could have
XLG
been wrong.
really
Maybe
wanted
they
to
used
get,
one
they
breach
could've
flash
done
there, but
everything
like
snowballing here.
they definitely didn't
The
use a lot of them.
Economy for the in the Tatas.
They used a
would have
clone,
been- I
and then
mean,
couldn't even get the kill off the back of the
especially
clone
old
flash.
economy wise as well, they would have been flying. But now it's it's not looking
Ostrich
great
eggs
money-wise
tasty.
for
I don't know. I've
SLG,
never
is
had
it?
an ostrich egg.
So they might
Well,
have to do a save round.
Although I have had
It
an
is
ostrich
looking
burger,
at their
which they
credit,
sell in
it's
Morrison's for
most
some
likely
reason.
going to be a half.
And I was so curious that I had to
if
have one.
They are
And it was
going to
fine.
be that brave, but Nova looking a lot more stable here.
Yeah, they didn't
from
use a
the
single
earlier
flash.
rounds where XLG just caught them by
From the breach
by
or the
surprise,
Yoru.
right? Happy with the
All they
two,
used
happy
was
with
clone.
with
Right,
the two
someone
on the
must have
first two
also
rounds.
had an
Yeah,
ostrich
as you
burger.
said, it is going to be the only rifle, the Vandal here from Rarga, while the rest of XLG
Oh.
is going to be on Sheriffs.
Go on, Raga. Go on, Raga. Go on, Raga.
See, but Raga with the hero rifle, he doesn't have a
You
shield.
beast.
Gets
Kangaroo
to-
meat?
You
No.
fucking
gets
Don't
to
beast.
kangaroo
block and
meat.
CB.
Glass cannon
Annihilation
Vandal
gun,
kills 2 of
Showstopper
them.
gun. It is going to be an impact round loss.
quail
immediately
eggs? I've
here
never had a
for
quail egg.
Nova, as the rest of the team immediately
It's crazy to have never
trying
had an
pivot
ostrich egg, but an ostrich
towards
burger.
B,
Look, don't
where
blame me what they sell in Morrison's.
YOU is already tucked in towards Link, but he only has a Sheriff.
Okay.
Rarga
Slight overheat. All
finally
good.
gets killed there by Obi-Wan.
Losable. Speaking for
as
info.
Azir. Wait, Happy
Lost.
with doesn't
Oh,
notice
so
that Azir,
losable.
Buddy!
Uh-oh.
Did not expect
Round over.
Azir
But
to
Viva
be
picked up the
immediately
weapon.
Behind him, and
Viva
now
just has to
Viva
win
versus
this,
Azir.
okay?
Azir
Now
on
you-
the
YOU
roll
has to pick up the
here,
weapon.
And now it
yeah,
is going
keep
to be
cycling that
2v3
shit.
with lesser
Heavyweight's
weapons
dead.
as
YOU?
Nova
YOU?
looks towards planting the spike here, but Azir just tried to
Nice. Okay, now you have breach flash. You have 2 breach flashes still. Flash! Oh, never mind. Okay, he'll just swing, I guess.
Saving them for next map. He's saving them
Me
for next
begging
map.
him to use
What
1
a
breach flash
blunder
across 4
there.
rounds.
I was gonna say, well, you can't.
Never mind. He got the job done.
He's overheating. He's
Well done.
overheating.
I sound low to everyone
He
else?
is
Okay, I could turn
overheating.
everyone else down.
And he was. There was no reason for him to push them there. They had lesser guns. Oh my goodness. What did they... Like, Azir was doing so much here. It's a 2v3. And he pushes them and gives them... He gives Nova the round by pushing him. I cannot... Oh,
Okay,
that's gonna
crazy
be
ultimates for
painful to
Nova.
watch later. Oh,
Mute your mic, please.
Immediately with the
Also no.
back, but Guang with the
But one the
stinger, by the
anti-eco
way,
is
Showstopper only was able
Old
to
timing to go for that play down B long.
leap above the guy that's salvo there. Happy we get the kill, gets the
Losable.
kill here. Viva
Azir
onto
behind.
OO and CB. Coconut
Oh my God.
Obi-Wan. Guang
Guanchi
tried
is
to get the
good.
trigger. Azir
YOU.
immediately with the backstab. It is going to be a 1.
Oh my god, that was a headshot.
YOU is so low.
Oh,
shit, thank
It
God for
doesn't
that.
matter. 24 HP.
Jeez.
Oh my
Immediately,
God.
42. Nova. Sorry, XLG.
But this was such a close round. We had a force.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the
And they
walking
even
out
threw in
B
like on an
against
eco.
the
They
eco
threw in
round.
the showstopper and the rolling Fanta as well. So they actually threw a lot of economy into it, even though they didn't really buy much. Oof! This must be a painful round to lose. They needed that round. Holy.
It could have gone 50-50, but
Okay.
right now it is going to be the
4 ults for
Astro Revive
XLG.
and the Annihilation for Nova, while XLG again with the
We are in
aggressive
fucking
mount
ranked
push,
city right
Raga
now.
Gets a trade
Raga
onto
is
CB, but he is
hitting
going to
some
be
nice
NHP
shots around
remaining. That
mound. He
is
looks
a
really comfortable.
calculated risk if I ever see
Some
one.
of the shots look like they shouldn't even be
YOU
connected.
throws
either.
out the fault line, that trying to deter any of
What do you think of
Nova's
Astra
members
Lotus
for pushing
as a
in towards
smokes player?
C. And
Um,
Nova, they're stalled. They
for
can't go
this
to side,
comp?
especially with the dimensional drift here coming from Rarga. He is so brave
don't
there
think
with
I'm
that.
mad about
But
it.
Again, Nova.
I think
stalled
usually
out,
the
and
Omen's
they're
gonna be
potentially going to be forced pushing
better
towards B,
because
where
you're
Obi-Wan
like
is
posting the
already set
Omen
up.
up on rubble a lot.
Obi-Wan, you have the
But
perfect
I think the
timing here.
Astra's really good
Oh,
with
he
slow
misses the
paced
shot, though.
compositions.
Oh no.
Like I think the Astra was
Not
really,
good
really
for
good with the
Obi-Wan.
But also not good for Nova.
Raise
because
fade
now they
comp as well,
might consider
with the
that they're
double
rotating towards
smokes.
A.
A is,
So they're-
is
Boaster
indeed
used to play
wide
that
open, right? But
phenomenally.
But
They're
XLG
reclearing B.
away. They expected it.
Happy
Oh,
Way.
a bit overheat there for Happy Way.
Happy Way dies,
does
we
get
lose.
Down onto 2 HP, but it is going to be a 3v3.
Oh, maybe not.
Effectively a 3v2.
But that just pushes them to plant
considering
CT and
Rarga's
take
health
CT
right
whilst you
now.
double flank.
Finally will be set
Sad.
down by Nova.
Yeah, and the
And
salvos
Salvo
are just
unfortunately was not able to delay
it.
the
because you have
the
no idea
plant
where they're
there.
planting after the
YOU throwing
ult comes
out
through.
the fault line from way back.
Oh my god, you
Guangxi
literally
goes to
just
the clone.
picked the wrong one. You just looked at them all and
Three
went,
people.
Oh,
now they have breach ult. One view, I swear to God, use your fucking utility. Please, I beg you. Nice. Now Viva's got that one. They know the last one is going to be over to by tree.
oh,
You can get half and fight this. Get half and fight, YOU, please. Fight.
oh, use the force,
It's
Obi-Wan.
going to be 4-3. Nova wins round 7.
Oh my god.
What are these rounds? I can't. What are these rounds? Oh my goodness. Like, what? I can't breathe. This kill was insane. Then we have this little kill in door, and then Asia just lost that while falling down. Viva.
I can't believe they lost
these
this one.
trades. And also on 14 HP,
Yeah,
he
that's
clutches
a
that.
rough loss.
I'm speechless. I
brutal.
And now you're on an eco and you used breach ult.
Franking on an Astra.
Bro.
I love it. 10 and 5. Oh, this
Right.
push.
Oh, dear, you're talking about 10 and
Why
5.
are you
Welcome
finally
to
found
11
the
and 5.
util
Please,
button? What the hell are we doing? Why is my Astra
Yeah, I
just
mean,
walking
the-
out?
I didn't realize
Viva gets the kill
how many
onto
players were
them.
around
And
here.
that's
Oh
Way
my
they're
god.
farming.
Kill, 3k kill only with the sheriff.
But they
Viva
only ran away
immediately
with a
nullifying
Guardian
any sort of
and an
advantage
Outlaw.
Nova has.
Then again, Guangxi and
right
Obi-Wan
now,
are both
it's
one
only
shot to the
two-
Outlaw.
Two Vandals versus a hodgepodge of pistols, maybe a Guardian here for Coconut, and Nova is in a bit of a pinch here. I won't lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say this seems like a save round, even though they're up against nothing really. But 2v4. Oh,
I mean, it is possible.
It's
15
possible.
Should they say?
15
This is the thing.
happened so
Like we
far.
don't know their
But
eco.
never
right
say never.
now,
Happy Way
I
hits
think
this headshot.
Nova
10
wants
times
to
out
make
of
it
10.
a bit
10
more,
out of
well,
10?
I
I
wouldn't
mean, this
say
would be an
a bit more
impressive headshot. He'd
expensive
actually be
considering
hacking,
what
I think, if he hit
XLG has
headshots looking the
done.
wrong way.
But they want to
They're not
make
going
it
the right
more
direction
costly
anymore.
for them. Spike
Are they actually just gonna save?
isn't
Wow.
going to be the main.
But we
the
can't see
main
that
target
cred, so I don't
for-
know if it's the right choice.
for the remainder of the round here, as no Obi-Wan and
Oh, wait.
Guang will
No,
tuck
yeah,
themselves
I mean, you can see
into
the other players'
corners
creds.
and
Probably
trying to
is.
salvage their own Vandals.
Yeah, I don't blame them. For 2 seconds I thought Guang might actually try and get like, you know, see
Yeah,
if they
maybe
could
I'll
get
kill,
a
right?
pick. Yeah, a pick or two, and then this situation would be a lot better, and they can run in a plant. But because they couldn't connect on anyone, and because SLG was very, very aware of that possibility, they were like, "Nope,
That's
you need
rough.
To come
We
to
find
us.
the first
Swing
kill with an
into
outlaw.
a double setup. This kill though,
And then we just
and then
lose.
what was this from Viva? Oh my goodness, Viva, you can't! What? My sheriff doesn't work like that. Does your sheriff work like that? Because mine just not. That's
They
not
have
okay.
4 sheriffs as backup weapons as well.
Unfortunately, my sheriffs sometimes does that, sometimes does not. It is a complete gotcha. But right now, 9th round here, XLG has a 2-round lead, and Rarga actually will be buying the Outlaw, trying to contest this.
Surely we use Vital this
aggression
round, right?
onto Rubble. Nova as well, actually going to be aggressive for the first time towards me. And the
Surely you can
pet
have
coming
Vitaled
in
Happy
for
Way and just
Happy Way
overwhelm him.
already popped here, like completely covering the entirety
Right.
of Mound. So Nova a bit
I think
stuck here
people
towards
have
B
gotten
as
worse
they're
at
trying
figuring
push
out how to
Happy
use
Way from
ults
the
effectively
pit
into
and
the Viper's
potentially
pits.
gain an entrance towards C. But look at the personnel.
Like the current meta should be so
It is going
difficult
be
to
Rarga,
Viper
it
ult
is
in
going
a
to
lot
be
of spots
Coconut,
with like
and
Teho ult on the other side and
right
drones
now,
and
Nova
Yeah.
Vice
trying
ults
to
and
make
stuff. But
themselves
even this deadlock
known
ult
here
should kill
on
them.
C with the Steel Garden.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Like,
they
like,
are
look,
about
you've
to
walked in
push
this pit. You know
into
the pit isn't going down. You know where this.
With the Steel Garden. I don't mind
Maybe
the
they
fact,
don't know
actually.
where the Viper is.
Not
Holy
bad.
shit.
Oh, okay, it might be bad.
they don't have a clue.
This is so like.
Happy Way gets through there, but
Okay.
Okay, but Coconut just runs into his death.
That's someone who does it. That deadlock has never played Viper because every Viper is on that side.
2v3 here.
Yeah,
for
they thought they were on the
Nova,
high ground, but
Plant
the
will
plan
be
would,
down.
the pit would have gone
And
down if it was
right
on top
now,
of that.
Steel Garden opposite. Steel Garden here for Obi-Wan finally popped, and XLG it actually stalls here, waiting for it
Does he
to
actually, oh, I
expire.
thought he had a rifle then. I was like, 8
And
bullets.
right now, XLG couldn't do anything to potentially push out.
Gotta win this one.
Yeah,
I'll lose
They
this
will
one,
Very
win this one.
XLG.
interesting to see. The timing has to be
Shut
exactly
up,
right.
they're not losing
right?
this. Oh god!
Do it! No!
Oh, the gluers.
No, we're doing
How
Oh,
is
the
Olingo
glue.
killing 2
How
there?
did they do
They're
that?
not losing
And
this.
blink of an eye and
How
you
is
missed it.
Olingo
Instantly
killing 2
loses.
there?
XLG, I think, taking way too long there to commit
Yeah.
themselves, especially again with the
XL
Steel
glue.
Garden, with
What
all of these
happened?
utilities trying to stall
That was a
out their retake,
2v5
but
that they just
Nova
lost.
Played it masterfully.
Yeah, Coconut.
there.
Oh.
Oh
Nova,
man, wait, that
once
is
again
very
stabilizing
good from
themselves
Olingo,
towards
though.
a 4th round.
Yeah, they really took too long, and also as you can see, they swung one by one. They didn't swing together. It was so unfortunate from them.
Yeah, right now,
Right.
10th round. 10th round here. XLG, a bit of a half buy here. Only Viva with the Sheriff. He is deadly regardless
Okay, they have breach ult here, Nova.
for using the secondary as Happy Way.
Very
will
start of the
be
round, they put the
potentially
wall and
facing
a stun on
against
the flank.
5 members
So
of
they picked up the
Nova
stun.
Esports, while the rest of XLG is actually going to be rotating all the way onto spawn.
Oh,
Happy Way.
And
It's over.
Obi-Wan gets
It's
the
over.
trade, gets a kill onto Happy
Yoru?
Way.
What's that
Rolling
breach?
Thunder
Got
is
past
actually going to
the
be
wall on
used
the
here,
flank. They don't know about the
but
Yoru behind
going
because
to-
he teleported past the
going to
wall.
Yeah, but it's an A flank. It doesn't
Nobody.
mean shit.
Coconut spotted CB and Pain Shells
think
will
Raga
force
kills them all here,
Obi-Wan to
actually.
back off.
I don't.
No,
What,
I
he's
don't.
going to open the door and reveal where he is?
Yes.
Let's see.
Exactly.
This is
Flanking A?
4v5.
useless.
Retake. Let's see if they can do it.
Oh,
Does this not go good?
Nice, he killed everyone.
It's a
You're
very
right.
Azir
early
there
swing
with a
from
quick
Azir.
kill onto Rarga.
okay.
Actually
Coconut.
gets lost there
Never mind.
with Coconut
GG.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
avenging
unfortunately,
him,
it is a
But
GG.
Astro Divide already popped, and XLG
Not looking
has
good for your
no
boys.
shot if they want
It's
to
looking
retake this.
fine
It's only
for the boys.
YOU with the Bulldog and Viva with the
A 7-5 half?
Guam here
Against a team
gets
with no
shot
drone and
kill
double
onto
senti?
YOU and Viva
But
makes
we
the
get
right
7 on
decision
defense
immediately.
side? We're
Tucks his tail
fine.
towards C.
It's Lotus. It's an
That's
attack-sided
the
map.
thing about, as I said about this comp. When they get onto
Tell Foot
site, the postband
What,
is
sorry?
insane.
Tell
if
Foot
you
that.
have both CB and Oban on there,
Tell
Obi-Wan,
Foot that, bro.
then
Foot,
you're totally fine.
Foot are gooped up on this
You
map.
have so much util, you have so much
They're
stall.
the team
you
that was
have
playing
so
Jet
much-
Sage
So
on this
many
map.
ways for the team to.
Who am I backing in
actually
this match?
deny
Nova,
any
because
sort of
Sideshow
entrance to
supports
site.
XLG.
And combine that with, you know.
Yeah,
the
Happy Way and
footwork
Raga losing those
and
fights
all
is
of the different, like Astra
enormous,
stuns,
unfortunately.
and it's just a nightmare to play retake against this comp, right?
How much is a flight to Toronto from the UK? £338 per person.
I mean, if you look at the setup on this round, the one that they just played, they were so ready for a rubble refight. They had Vice Wall watching the flank. They
Yeah,
had
they had a ton
stuns
of-
to stop the
yeah.
rubble refight, and then they get in onto the site, and you're playing against like Thorns. If you try to retake, it is a nightmare comp to play against the double Senti. If they get the entries, that's basically job done.
I think you
Yeah,
could say, but
and
We haven't
they need
seen
to
any
work together
grab net
as a
nade
team.
combos
I
yet.
would like to see them work on those difficulties they're having currently.
Yeah, working on chemistry, I think I do agree with you with there. But Stealth Drone will be spotting out Azir there alone on A, but no intel for the rest of Nova's players. Fault lines will be traded up from
Again,
both
they seem
sides.
ready. Look at this
as
little
XLG
Sonic
with
sensor
the lesser
if they push
weaponry,
it.
Raga again with the rifle, carrying it out from Viva, which was the previous owner, and Nova will be looking towards a C execute.
Yeah, I will say one thing. I've been
Who did Chobra predict? I don't know.
Like they are really good at reclearing. Is like
Not
any
wolves,
sort of situation. Like
but
they went
again,
down to Rubble,
Fat
that
Chobra
Rubble
L.
control went back.
Can't spell
So,
Chobra
but
without
right now, I feel like they're sort of
L.
in a timeout, and they're just waiting
Chobra.
passively, and that might be a problem. We'll see what happens.
Like I think if you see the rotations, right, it's like either they rotate too late or they rotated too fast.
Oh, look at this. Like a fucking
Right
bronze
now,
lobby. The
XLG
herds are
already has two
stomping
players
across
here. It's
the
gonna be
migration
YW
to
and
A.
Viva already waiting on to A, but it is going to be a bait and switch because the entirety of Nova has complete access towards side.
Don't whiff coconut, please.
Happy
Happy Way, just set it up for you. All right, Happy Way, I'll do it myself.
Going to be detrimental towards CB as Azir
Oh, they lost the
wreaks
spike, never
havoc
mind, no
towards B.
controlling.
But the sheriffs for XLG just
This literally couldn't have gone
Nova
better
doesn't
for
have
them in
the
terms of the
spike
fake
as well.
working.
Say they don't have time.
Nova. I think they just outplayed themselves with the slow rotates. And it is
Yeah,
going
that's a
to
good
be
point. His name
How
is
did
Will.
Happy Way get the opening kill? Though?
2 L's,
They
Joe.
overcooked it.
Oh god.
They completely overcooked it. I was like, wait. If
See,
this
Sideshow
Rubble down,
has-
they don't have time. They don't have time. What are you doing? What are you doing, team? What are you doing?
An
Happy
L
Way
and a
shot
W.
is beautiful, I will say. But as soon as
Is it
this-
Wilkinson?
this person,
Will-
like, when it goes
Wilkinson?
down, they're in tatters. They can't do anything because
How do you spell
the
Wilkinson?
other players is too far away. And that was the thing.
What do you
when
feel
they
about
split
that?
like
If you have full
AC,
site control,
like,
looking for the pick and
person's too
waterfall
far
instead
away
of
if
just smoking
people
it
go
off
down
and
on
playing on
site.
site.
I don't.
When you've got
Just a
Deadlock
rifle
Vice,
round.
you
Yeah.
just play
Regardless,
site.
disastrous round there for
Yeah.
XLG.
Against an
Now,
eco,
Put
just
the
put your
rifle round
fucking
back
wall
around
down
to
and
leave
just
it.
have a nice day.
Operator is out for
Yeah.
CB. Did
They are
and
upping on the
Coconut
attack
down to
side
50
with
HP,
Deadlock
but
Vice.
Nova,
This is going to be the
again,
slowest round of all
no-
time.
No
They
faster
don't have
movement
rubble
from
control.
Any of their commitment.
They have an op.
Slowly just
I haven't been
trying
watching
to
Fnatic and Vitality
feel
play.
himself. Like, do we want
I
to
mean,
go to
they
A?
are
Do we want to go to
ridiculously
C?
slow
But
at the
right
moment,
now,
yeah.
Nova.
Were you
setting
watching
their sights
EG
once
play as
again
well?
towards C,
Yeah.
Where it's
Bro,
only
they were
Coconut
slow.
That is
It
guarding
worked,
side.
though.
58 HP.
It did,
If Coconut
yeah.
goes down, Nova.
That was a
should,
strange
and
game, wasn't
it?
I
Look
say
bad.
that a bit liberally here.
That game
should
was the
rest
I
on
called it the
side,
test of
but
Barlow's
Happy Way
Law.
has
Because if
Coconut
EG
here
would have lost
onto
and
the
all
C.
6 of the Plat Chat guarantee
might be a
favorites
timing
would have
here.
won,
Oh, Happy
Baller's
Way, you
Law
don't
would
know
have
there's
died.
4 people standing right in front of your face.
Yeah, potentially.
But the vault line there.
What the fuck?
Oh no!
Nice
We
exit.
ran an
No, XLG, I
exec
think they
at
just-
45
I don't know
seconds
if it was
with a double Senti comp and an
Coconut
op.
Through a Viper.
paranoia that was pretty effective
That's
there, but
kinda
regardless,
crazy.
Nova just completely capitulated.
How did this team beat EDG? Well, EDG on that good. That's how they won. Why did this team have to lose to Tech, though, and give EDG the first seed? Why must EDG get everything their own way? What did Edward do?
It's aura. It's the power of aura. God. Sending it on a round like that is just insane. I mean, that is just like playing so far against your own win conditions. That's mad. It's not even like they baked out the
Welcome to
defensive
China.
utility before they actually commit. They just sent it.
What are the games today? BBL Mates actually could be a good game.
FPX getting knocked out because DRG and Nova lose to TEC is insane. Glue
If they
smithing.
lose pistol though and XLG go up to
Yeah.
9, I think XLG can get 4 rifle rounds. Like Lotus is really attack sided. That's the thing. It's not like you're running a double senti comp on Ascent, you know, where you're expecting to 13-0 someone or whatever on the. Well, I guess what would maybe like a 9-3 or a 10-2 or something would be considered a good half with double senti on defense Ascent. This map, I feel like running double senti on defense, you're still only expected to take away like
You can
6
pick
rounds.
both. I didn't know that was possible. Imagine being in the crowd. You're a fucking Nova fan. Who are these orgs big in other esports?
Which
orgs?
orgs?
What are the big orgs in League from China?
Mm,
And no one in your chat will know. Hold on, I'll ask my chat.
yeah, they won't know. Chat, what are the big League of Legends organizations?
I'm gonna guess EDG, BLG.
Gonna have to ban you all. League of Legends knowers, gonna have to ban you.
For them.
BLG.
on
Oh,
the second half,
RNG.
as we now
Yeah.
head along towards the first half
Heard of
the
those
half.
before.
Yeah,
Of the
Weibo.
second
Why
half
aren't
here,
they? Why didn't they
XLG
get in?
It's going to be immediately pushing towards
Weibo?
B.
I'm not sure. They
Yeah, I
were
was
in
gonna
at the
say,
beginning
this
of
is,
Chinese Valorant.
This comp you don't want to go up against like a defense wise. It should be very, very strong. So I can't wait to see how XLG will deal with it.
They
But first of all,
are
Happy Way
over
finds
fighting.
easier, so-
Wait, they didn't realize Guanji.
They literally ran this pistol around themselves.
Just fall for the same thing Happy Way did. Wait, but the trades are coming in.
All good though.
Oh,
And now it's
Yeah,
just
all good.
Coconut and
GG.
This
Happy
wasn't
Way
exactly
against.
the same pistol though, because this
Oh.
time the
No.
guy like I think he slipped
right
in
now, it's
through
only going to
from
be
C,
one-
didn't he?
versus
And
Happy
hit
Way
behind the
and
Oh,
flags.
had to shoot.
is hurt 13 HP, but Happy Way and cleaning up immediately.
Oh
8-5.
dear. Well, it looks like your little gluers are gonna do it.
Yeah,
this
as
was
they
an
deserve to.
absolutely insane
Nova,
round
fucking
coming
troll.
from them.
I am top
Immediately,
500 in
as I
league.
was
Someone
saying,
please
this-
ban me.
This comp that
I
Top 500.
hate the fact that you're proud of that. Like, I'm gonna permanently ban you
Yeah, get him out.
because not only are you a league fan, but you're proud of being a league fan and you're proud of being good at league. I mean, you deserve a permanent ban.
Are you
Top
against
500
all?
doesn't exist in league. Oh,
See the
okay.
graphics on the
I got
side,
baited.
55% pistol round here for
Wait,
XLG.
But
as
anyone who
it is
knows that
going
top
to be-
500 doesn't exist
yeah,
in league just
pushing
outed
on towards
themselves.
C, and
Hmm.
Nova.
It was a
actually
test.
gambling here.
You don't realize this was a fucking.
Ah.
That was Sideshow's version of the thought police right there to
All
bait
right.
you in.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with this.
You
like,
just got
this
baited
purchase,
in.
they're
Big Brother's always
completely
watching,
forced
little
versus-
kiddo.
I mean, none of them can actually
just got
down
rolled.
because they've all forced quite a lot of money into it. So it's going to be interesting to see. But the A stack is going to be
What's league?
the wrong gamble, I must
It's
say,
what we
'cause look at
call
this.
the
They're
collection
already
of
in on
12
C,
teams in
planting
each of the
like a
VCT
couple
regions.
seconds, I assume, and then. You know,
So, like, for
Open is-
example, this is China
Open is the
League,
only one there, and
then
he
there's
has to
EMEA
call the
League.
entire team over. That means that XLG can set up.
Yeah, right now set up they did, and XLG already holding strong. here.
LPL has
Actually,
16
Rarga
teams.
Trying to get the off angle.
They have
here towards
16
Nova,
teams. Do
but
they know all of
Nova,
them?
I think they just want to die to the spike here. They don't want to lose numbers as early as possible. But XLG, Rarga actually.
What do they do?
trying-
Two groups of 8?
Trying to spot out Obi-Wan. A bit of a trade here.
Oh
and
my god.
Actually going
Cut
to be
this guy.
losing his life
I don't
regardless.
think
XLG
Raga will
is
put that
going
in a
to get
highlight
there.
reel anytime soon, but it didn't actually matter. Okay?
Yeah, and,
Didn't
you know,
matter.
Very convincing manner as well.
fine.
Only one going down. And they of course
Again, we
rolled
need to
the-
add just
I
a
was gonna
back
say,
door
they
on the
rolled
map,
dice to the
and you
spike
can just
so they
die at
get
any
the
point.
extra money. So yeah, not bad at all. The gun that was lost was the Marshall anyway, so it doesn't really. it's not
16
that
groups
big
of
a deal.
1. Interesting.
Let's see where they come in.
At the
into
moment,
this
it's a group of
bonus.
10 and 6 teams.
YOU
Is that true?
No, V1's the one who takes the hit and
What?
comes in with a Bucky. That's not going to be that bad, I think.
People are
Let's see,
telling
no,
me that
wait,
in
The
LPL and League, they have a group of 10 and a group of 6.
What looks like a push down to get rubble control from Nova.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
And
What do you think?
Right now.
how does that work?
I have no idea. They forgot that 16 was divisible by 2.
Get immediately towards trouble, but XLG, knowing that they have
Is one of the
lesser weapons,
groups
wanted to get the
like
plan
got the
as
better
soon as
teams in
possible,
it,
even
so
with
they
the
got like a
offense.
buy or
Obi-Wan
something?
What?
What?
Literally, we
will
know that
get
you're
Diva
shit.
almost
So you go, here's the fucking
and
losers
forced
league.
to back off, and the trade there from Rarga and CB will take things into a 3v4 in advantage for Nova.
Dude, look at the
and
positioning.
Top 10
How
and
weird
lowest
this
6.
is.
The 6 is the lowest teams.
Yeah.
Wow, so
coming
that
into
is
this,
the
like,
Galoo
retaking
group.
side is so really difficult.
Surely no one watches
Oh,
the
so you get
Galoo
less
team.
games then, though. You get less games of the gluers.
Very painful.
Yeah, but who's watching
Because they're
that?
in a
You might as well
round
just
robin
kick him out.
Happy Way.
Happy Way, come on.
He doesn't
Do we
win.
what?
Happy Way!
Oh.
I nearly,
Close, but
for a moment,
sadly, Happy
believed.
Way did make it offensive. It's only going to be one rifle for Obi-Wan,
Nice try, nice try.
carrying out for
Good,
worse
good
than that.
bonus, good bonus.
But it was so close.
I would say, and what a bonus from them! Only leaving one gun behind. Yes, they didn't get the plant. It doesn't matter. They took 4 guns out of the hands of Nova. Like, I would be so happy if I was XLG right now. I cannot lie.
You don't like the Nova
Look at
Micro?
Yeah, right.
I don't like the
Look at the
Nova
financial situation. Oh,
team.
this is a very important
Forget
round.
Micro.
Basically, whatever team does not win this round is going to be in the save next round. Like this.
Right now, but
That was a fight that
Rarga,
happened.
a bit again overheating here, trying to prod out towards trouble. Gets killed there by one of the Nova players. I believe it was CB with the trade. And now Obi-Wan ready to welcome the remainder of XLG players. Actually had to dodge the breach utility.
That's
Killed
a
Happy
nice
Way,
play
yet
from Obi-Wan.
Paranoia Eventually gets
Okay.
Yeah, but
traded
coconut's
like
fried him.
though.
Hold on.
Nova and XLG.
Cooked like a coconut? How have you lost
There's
that?
no
How have
way
you lost
Viva got that.
Oh
They
my
didn't
God.
even double face
Hey.
properly.
Right, come on.
A bit of a disaster.
Come on, Nova. You can win this.
Jimson, I don't think this is looking good here for
If you don't, I'll be mad.
It's definitely not. I will definitely
net,
not say
grab
that.
net.
It is
this
winnable.
Grab
looking
net.
Great. I will
Grab
say
net.
though, CB is super low.
About a
Very
million
late
times
grab.
late.
Isolated in
Incredibly
some way,
late grab
He
net.
might be able to get it, and I assume they're going to swing together because of that.
What?
Doing?
What?
They thought it was
Oh my
planted for
God,
Mount
they
and that
did
hed already
it.
got out. I mean,
They
what
lined
are
up
they
for
doing?
him.
Any
I
ear
cannot
users?
believe that. Are you serious
That
right now? I
is-
was just saying, like, he's probably going to peek first. 'Cause he's
What?
low and,
That's...
that?
Dude,
You
I'd
can't
be
peek first,
crying and
technically.
screaming if I was
Oh my
Obi-Wan.
God.
They were
yeah.
looking at
Azia, though,
both
can't be
angles,
losing
too.
that
They
to
were
Viva.
expecting someone on Mount, but yeah, they were looking someone on Mount. It's just they immediately lined up. And
Wow,
actually
they just had
taking
no
advantage
info
of the
and just
situation
hard
from
assumed he
the
was
jaws
Mount.
of defeat.
That's crazy.
That was. Oh my.
But as they were running past where it would be planted for Mount, they would see the little circle, no?
Well, no, they think it's the headshot box plant on the staircase.
But then how
But they
the
didn't-
fuck has he had time to do that?
I know, that's
If
what
you
I'm saying.
haven't heard of TP.
Yeah. I don't know.
What the
I
fuck?
don't
Do you
know.
think he's Neon and Omen?
I don't know.
And also Silent?
I don't know. I don't know. Surely if there's two of you there, you just path ramp, you like jump spot a couple of the positions, find out the info on where he's playing, and then play together. And also you grab net way earlier, like as the plant goes down, so
Yeah.
that you have time to close the gap. God damn. Someone on comms must have fucked them. Maybe, but I mean, there were 10 different things they could have done in that situation better.
I mean, even if he was Mount, there's a chance he just sprays them down with the way they were just sprinting.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh dear.
Here, as we go into double
Well,
digits.
Yeah,
good
the
for you,
changes set up
XLG.
well.
You get gifted a
you can
fucking
see
way through
Obi-Wan is
playing
now
against
on
this
A,
fucking glue
and
team.
they're 3 players on B, ready to do like a.
They have to
break,
play
a
against
B
Nova
setup
and then
with, like,
EDG.
stun
That's
from
so
the
much
Yeah,
and
tougher than
everything.
Nova, who
Wolves.
apparently are a
Yeah.
fucking one weak team, just turn up against EDG and
That's
then are shit the rest of the way.
way-
They lost to Tech.
Way more
They
difficult
lost to
than
Tech.
Wolves
Probably
route.
not.
You've only beaten Tech.
the trade, Coconut and CB.
Yeah,
so
2-0.
it's not a lot.
You can only beat who's in
well
front of you.
done.
Especially with the sheriff.
Yeah, and you've got
covered.
shit teams
But
in front of you.
It's going to be
Yeah, welcome to
Coconut, their
China.
Omen, one of their smokes rather, especially with the ult gone, and right now XLG a bit.
You think
surprised
EDG
there,
are
a
trolling,
bit
so
frazzled as they are slowly pushing it towards trouble.
XLG should
Well,
be
I was to say,
EDG.
on the other hand, Nova doesn't have smokes anymore. It was easier done. So they have no way to rotate if they get into sight. Oban has to do a lot here, and Rager gets him down. Now they have to take with pistols.
Not exactly a great position here. YOU and Rarga immediately cleans up. It's going to be 0-0-0 remaining with 70 HP, and it is going to be a quick
This
work
double
here.
sentinel defense didn't really cook, did it?
Also planted, and right
Yulzam,
now,
thanks
it's
for the
going to be,
2
I believe, the 12th
Australian
round
dollar
here for
dues. There are English casters,
Yeah,
yes.
it's gonna be very,
I
very.
didn't miss any of them.
Sorry, 11th round rather.
Yeah, it's gonna be 11th round for them, but it's gonna be.
You
a
can
rough
thank
one as well
Magnum
because,
Raging for this.
This next round is.
Although, what's he called now? He's not called Magnum Raging anymore, is he?
For Nova, if they lose this round,
He's called
they're
Magnum.
gonna go back on an eco.
What's he called?
They have no money.
He
That
calmed
means that
down.
if they lose this round,
They're not
Magnum.
buying a weapon at all for Raga. He's literally just using
playing
it
for
for
the
show.
old.
Lotus is done.
I mean, that's
Pure-
that's
oh my.
disrespect as well. Though.
Taking a play
They
And he's
could've
going
given him
through
a
B.
bulldog.
He's doing the fucking RFQ wall.
Holy fuck, he got so high, he took like 70 damage from the fall damage.
And he just Raga just.
And Raga dies because he has no weapon. That's so stupid.
But he didn't
Oh,
even.
and you're never clearing Obi-Wan
Will
here.
you fall to your own trap there? And he does. Obi-Wan gets the kill onto Happy Way. It's going to be a 2v3 for Nova. And I think Nova is.
Oh yeah,
in
Magnum
the driving
OBS
seat
is what it
here
is.
for the
Yeah.
remainder.
He calmed down. Now he's
But
just
XLG, they need to do
Magnum.
something.
What does OBS even stand for?
It did take an Iron Garden from Nova, but if that's what it takes to get around, I'm
don't
not
even
mad
know.
at all. Let's see if I was gonna say Obi-Wan needs to stay alive here.
Observer.
Need to wait for his teammates and
I
stay
see.
alive, please.
Open broadcasting
they're pushing him
software.
as well. Oh no, Obi-Wan, are you ready for this? Yes.
He does.
Seen both of them.
Back there onto
Do you
50.
believe we've already seen a 1v2?
Monumental
No,
1v2
I'm afraid I
here
don't believe this
for
one.
the breach player. For
Why? Because it's
XLG.
YOU?
Spencer will be spotting him. And
he has no
YOU
health.
Going out to false line just for the heck of it, but
They have deadlock ult.
Nova expect YOU with the wraparound.
I mean, yeah, if they deadlock ult, they can't lose.
Well, no
Well, they
deadlock
can
ult.
lose.
All right, and there's.
Hold on, he realizes he has flashes.
YOU has to.
Oh no.
He
Oh
sees
no.
him.
No, no, no,
Spotted him.
no. You know he's not on it. You literally know he's not on it. Oh my god, he's actually insane. He's insane.
I would say that
4K,
Nova are
1v2
shit,
clutch.
is what I would say. They haven't won a. Have they won one round, I think, maybe?
For that side, and YOU
Look at that
The
play.
guy was in the
1G
sky.
is just so fucking high up in the air.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Spring might have hit him
I'm
with a
expect-
Neil stun.
expecting
Every other
the
player.
series of false buys we're gonna see from Nova here. They have to win this round. As we say, like it's.
Are you
top six,
doing
they
your
have
pub
to-
quiz this
it's
week?
all or nothing. They
I already have,
to
it was
win the
yesterday.
next-
Oh, it was yesterday.
Why?
I just like to take interest in your life. Is that a fucking problem?
No, but it just
Guardians
felt like,
and
you
a
know,
Bulldog.
like.
It could have been worse, but it's
Don't
definitely
ask him
not
about my
good.
life, bro.
Shield wise, not great. either. Oi, and Happy Boy finds CB already.
Kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
parasocial
Well,
TBH.
It might be over here.
Yeah,
as
true,
It's like
true.
to say for Nova, CB, especially losing the Annihilation. He had the Annihilation there. That's one Atlanta. All gone, but Nova gets the trade onto Rarga. Although it was just
Alright,
an
can you
outlaw.
clear his ear out of
Blue
here?
Rifles still
Nope.
going
You
to
still
be
have
an
drone,
advantage
you have
here in
stun.
terms of weaponry, but it is going
They
to
had
be a
that the first time as well.
4v4
They don't have drone anymore.
player-wise for XLG and Nova.
No.
And Nova losing
They're gonna
Rarga.
try to
He's
clear
done
this
this
with
3
stun.
times in a row.
He's gonna step in front of the stun and kill one.
And I feel like I'm kind of slightly cheering for him to declash again. Nope.
Nice, okay.
Fucking hopping across like little penguins.
Coconut ends that.
Viper's Pit,
Almost immediately. It's going to
GG.
be all 3 Guardians trying to sign any type of pushes Coconut gets another kill onto Guang, and now it might be over for Nova, especially with the Viper split there. Spike has not yet been planted. Coconut gets the 3K. Will
Too easy. Too easy for XLG.
Yeah, this was
Actually,
will be sat down.
they destroyed them.
Happy way.
Yeah, kind of sad. And if they played double Senti on Ascent, good luck attacking first.
But it is going to be YOU 13.
That was a bit of a boring stomp.
Whenever my parents ask me what I'm playing, I say chess, but I'm actually playing Valo. How do you get around the fact that you're comming stuff like Breach Flash for me? Like, what the fuck what update do your parents think just dropped on chess?
What I don't understand. No, I mean, he's a rank player. He's not coming at all.
He's never coming.
But surely your parents know what chess looks like.
Bishop's on the flank.
Surely they know what chess looks like, though. Like, who doesn't know what chess looks like?
I think he's saying his parents are not looking at the screen at the time. So, like, the parents are like, oh, you're on the computer for quite a while again. What are you up to? And he's like, oh, I'm just playing chess again, Mom.
Chess, but
They
like
never
your
check.
fucking... Your mouse is moving all over the place.
They just hear you hammering the keyboard. Yeah. You're like, no, I'm just writing down the notation of all of the moves that have happened.
It's a very fast game.
Furiously typing knight to b4.
We're playing with a 5-second clock.
Do your parents never ask, like, hey, do you want to play a chess game with me? And then you're like, oh, I actually don't know the rules. Also, why are your parents okay with you wasting your life playing chess, but not with you wasting your life playing Valorant? I feel like those are very similar. In fact, you might actually have more chance of going pro as a Valorant player.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Nah, I'm good at chess.
Once you're past a certain age, yeah, you've definitely got a better chance of Valorant, surely.
Yeah, like you have to, unless you're a fucking GM when you're 12 years old, you're donezo in chess. I'm good at chess. So you are playing chess sometimes. You're just also lying to your parents some other times. How good are you at chess? Like, what's your rating on chess.com or something? Or, God help me, if you actually have a FIDE rating, then you're genuinely good. Chess makes you more intelligent while Valorant makes you have brain rot. I don't fucking know about that. I mean, Hans Niemann's shoving vibrating butt plugs up his ass to cheat. That's more brain rot than anything that's happened in the Valorant scene.
That what you call that, brain rot?
Just a con.
Imagine that's Gotham chess on his own. I don't think it will be. Funny if it was, though. What was map 2? Ascent? Fuck it, we'll play Time Guesser. Oh. Now, where in South Dakota is it? Where is it? Is it somewhere here? Let's fucking go.
Wait. I'm good enough to beat my parents at chess. I'm a total newbie, but I'm playing real chess. Wait, so most of the time you're playing over-the-board chess. But then when your parents ask what you're doing on the computer, you tell them, I'm playing chess.
They not get worried if you're playing that much that it's like, God, he hasn't improved at all. This guy, this guy's got problems. Our son has problems. He's not learning. He's playing chess all the time.
Your game's got so many holes in it. Like your alibi is like Swiss cheese.
Oh, it's 1937. Fuck. Is that Swedish princess?
My friends say that I'm top at college. They lie for me. So when your friends come over and your parents are like, yo, we heard that Zach's doing well at chess. And your friends are like, dude, he's crushing it. He's one of the best people at college. Now, also when you're saying college, so you're like fucking, what? You're like 18, 19, US college age? I mean, this story's getting more bizarre the more we're digging into it. Maybe you should just tell your parents you play video games and you enjoy it. Are you the breach in my game that is refusing to use utility because you're arguing with your parents about whether the fucking Sicilian is better than just opening E5 after E4?
Why have they? As soon as you start to bring other people into the lie, that's when you've got problems.
You think? You think that's when it starts?
Yeah, I think when you start telling your friends like, "Hey, can you tell my parents that I'm just playing chess all the time," and just tell them I'm
There
really
could be
good at
some
chess.
valid reasons for doing that. I think some people's parents are not acting in their best interests. You know, like some people have
But
genuinely.
like you
got
say, like
antagonistic
would be
relationships
playing
that are not
chess
their
all
fault.
the time. I mean, again, if I was the parent, I'd be, and I'm playing against my kid, and I see that they haven't got that much better at chess, despite them claiming the
But
fact.
they don't know. If you're shit, you don't know how much better they've gotten. You might.
But
they're
I
just
think
playing
like
with
you're
you.
playing, like I don't know how close are the games with the parents.
Well, maybe. Listen, if my parents do all right against me at chess, I can just say that I was sandbagging and like trying to make it an even-ish game. You know what I mean? Kilios's advice is just to tell them you're joking it. I have never once in my life even thought to tell my parents, "Hey, I'm just gonna take a quick break from having a chat with you because I'm gonna go and joke it." I think that's insane behavior. I don't think that's sex positive. I think that's sex mad. I think that's. I think
No
that's
one would
crazy
ever do
behavior.
that. Maybe Seth would. That would explain some things.
Yeah. Seth's just like, I'm actually a bit bored of this conversation. I'm gonna go joke it.
Just wait till he has to cast like Team Secret versus DFM next split.
It's like, sorry, I didn't. Fucking Seth is on the broadcast, and Paper Thin goes, "Oh, you off? All right, well, sorry." Seth didn't feel like casting map 2 after that performance. He's gone off to joke it in the green room. I mean, I don't think that's likely to happen.
You don't think? Well,
I don't.
Team Secret and DFM are in different groups this split, but next split.
I'm happier with my hypothetical child playing chess or Valorant all day than doom scrolling TikToks. Also, come on, most people are doom scrolling on TikTok. Are they? Like Twitter, Reddit, news websites, like those are where you doom scroll. You don't doom scroll TikTok, do you? People don't curate their algorithms to give them the most rage bait content.
No,
They
but
curate their
they're not.
algorithms to give them like some good shit as well.
No, but they're just like the point is you're just chronically on it and you can't leave. You're locked
Yeah, but that's
in.
not doom scrolling. Doom scrolling is like you're scrolling through shit that you know is bad for you.
No, but in this context,
bad for your mental, like feeding you
But
rage.
what they mean is they'd rather their child play chess or Valorant than just constantly be on TikTok. And they've used the word doom scrolling, and then you, being the pernickety little fuck that you are, have decided to pick up on that term and then just
sorry for the pedantry. Am I insane for thinking that it's better to be scrolling TikTok than playing Valorant or chess? I feel like after you get, if you're putting in more than like a few hours of Valorant or chess, you're not getting really much more out of it unless you're genuinely like trying to elevate your game to the highest level you possibly can. If you're scrolling on TikTok, you can come across all sorts of really cool shit. You can come across stuff that you would never learn elsewhere. You can find experts, comedy, culture. Like
This is a
people talk
terrible
about it as if
take.
it's just bullshit. It's not a terrible.
This is a
It's all about
terrible
how
take.
you curate your algorithm, surely. Like, if you're just sat there playing 9 hours of Valorant a day, and I'm 9 hours scrolling TikTok or watching YouTube or whatever, I guarantee you I've had a more fulfilling... I've learned more. I've grown more. It's not all just brain rot. It depends how you curate your algorithm. If you're interested in content that's delivering you interesting shit, you can get a lot out of even just random scrolling. Now, do I think that that's better for you than going out and finding content that you're like... You know, going out there and not just having an algorithm feed it to you, going out and searching for interesting content and finding stuff that you're interested in is better. But like 9 hours of Valorant versus 9 hours of TikTok.
You're like, right.
You're gonna get more out of TikTok a lot of the time.
Let's imagine you're on 9 hours of TikTok. Let's say that each TikTok that you watch, whatever, is like fucking, I don't know. Let's say it's a minute. Let's say each one is a minute. How many of them are you remembering if it's 9 hours of doing that? You're remembering none of that shit. You might remember the first couple and the last couple. The fucking middle 8 hours, nothing's going in.
Okay, that's like saying studying for 9 hours is stupid. Like, yeah,
it is.
Do a Pomodori TikTok then. 20 minutes of TikTok, 5 minutes of taking a break. If you want to maximize your knowledge input, you don't have to ingest it all in one fucking big gulp. I'm just saying that the default status of TikTok is bad for you, but video games aren't, is so video game... Like, the only people on the world that would have that take are people in our fucking whole of the internet who are like,
that's not my
video
take.
games are actually really good
I'm
for
not
you.
saying that. I'm saying that TikTok is slightly worse. I'm not saying either is good.
I don't your TikTok feeds must be fucked.
I don't have TikTok.
So you're arguing from a position of complete ignorance.
No.
You're just rage baiting and one guying.
No. Oh, map 2 started.
Insane. I know. I'm watching the pistol round.
Oh, I wasn't.
It's a double Senti comp from XLG.
They're having to attack with into a double
double
Senti comp. Good fucking job, Nova.
Yeah, but
This looks.
if you win the pistol, it's actually not that bad.
We were gonna get the pistol.
We'll
once
see,
again
won't we?
For SLG, unless they really make a mistake. Nope, Rocker goes in and
Come on,
gets.
Rocker.
Oh.
Oh, that
And
flash
then-
pick is gorgeous. Oh my god.
No, why
Wait, that's so nice.
There, Nova. Wait, why? Why
Turning
are
the
you
flash and getting
there?
caught perfectly.
You already lost one person. Oh no.
TikTok, we all watch it for entertainment, not for studying. Okay, I'm not. Oh, you.
I think that's the thing. You're the fucking you're one guying people saying, "Oh, everyone's TikTok is surely filled with the most educational." Oh, don't you all have the fucking, the people telling you all these interesting facts and figures? No, most people are fucking listening to little kids fucking jump around or a cat falling over.
There are 0% educational content on Valorant. Like, there is some tangential benefit to playing a game that's increasing your
Why is it all about education?
It's not about education. You literally set the parameters as you would rather have a kid doing 9 hours of Valorant than 9 hours of TikTok. So I'm arguing from the position of a parent that wants some kind of development for their child. It doesn't necessarily have to be educational. It could be social. But are you getting a lot of social value from solo queuing for 9 hours a day in Valorant?
It didn't have to be solo queue.
Oh, so it has to be 9 hours in a row of ingesting cats falling off radiators, but it doesn't have to be solo Valorant.
No, it doesn't have to be all
best
cats.
Case, you're still manning the Valorant situation.
It doesn't have to be all cats. I'm just saying it probably will be mostly cats.
I think there are. I think the social value of spending some time playing with friends in Valorant is pretty decent. But if it's 9 hours in a row,
The way he played that,
dude, you're
absolutely.
you could definitely get your TikTok feed to be giving you some decent shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think the thing is, you keep saying like 9 hours of Valorant.
Okay,
but 9 hours of TikTok.
I'm gonna go away. I'm gonna go away and do 9 hours of TikTok tomorrow. You're gonna go away and do 9 hours of Valorant. And we will come back at the end and we will discuss how we've learned, how we've grown, how we've improved as people. Okay? And we'll do it as a fucking social experiment.
They're thinking about it.
Yeah, but your attention span is going to be fucking rotted to the core.
I don't care. I'm gonna have learned a lot of shit.
that you won't remember. A lot of useless shit that you will never
I'm gonna be
remember
taking notes.
because
I'm
and
gonna
your
be fucking
attention
taking
span, you won't be able
notes.
to learn anything ever again.
It's really hard to do. They have to be very aware of like this possibility, and also they have to be very good at hiding coming here. All right, CBS, you. Wow. Okay, things are going fast now. We're gonna try it, but.
Surely you would rather play 9 hours of Valorant than 9 hours of TikTok, though. Surely.
Yes, if I'm talking about pure entertainment, I would. Yes. But the point of this wasn't which is the most entertaining. The point of it was, if you're a parent with your child, which are you most happy for them to do?
Nova immediately pivoting towards B.
Please don't lose to Raga here.
Look, if you've got a child who's playing 9 hours of Valorant every day, they should be coming up pro.
Nova picks up the pace.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So that's a job right there. What job are they gonna get from learning about fucking cats jumping around?
Never mind. Rants wins the round and Nova cleans it up.
What was that? The last 10 seconds of this round did made absolutely no sense.
Okay,
It
this is
seemed
where we
like
need to
that
see
bonus
XLG
was
win a
out the
big round.
window.
Okay. You always try and bring it back.
You
Well,
missed
yeah,
out.
the pistol round was actually some like good ass Valorant, and we lost it in the middle of that.
And
Plus,
as you
this
just
conversation can't go anywhere
shines
unless
like
you
a
agree that we
star,
need to take this to
I don't
social
know what-
experimentation.
I feel like
We need to, in
XLG
fact, not
actually
only do we
overheated
need to
a bit
commit
there,
to
like,
doing it ourselves,
how
we
he
need to
pushed
then
it,
have
like,
children
how
and
he pushed
swap.
into his own,
So like I do 9 hours of TikTok now, and then my
super
child does 9
overheated.
hours of Valorant, and
feel
we
like
both
they
assess our children
overheated and threw
afterwards.
it around
So we
'cause
need
they
to
had that
sync
in
up
the
and have
bag.
children at the same time.
Yeah, but my children
So
will
that
know
they're the
what
same
color an egg
developmental
is.
age.
The third round here.
I'd be worried
Your
yours are an
children.
inherent disadvantage.
Nova fast execute.
Oh.
Sensor will spot both CB and OB.
Bro,
out,
he's
as
just
Nova
CB to
actually
know
gets
what is going on.
blinded by
Hello?
Paranoia. YOE, Coconut and Rarga immediately.
That's a
cleans up.
bizarre take of A main.
One remaining, and Rarga gets the 3K. It's 1-2 bonus converted.
I
Just
don't
came back
have
from
children.
watching 9 hours of TikTok, currently working on a cure for
That
cancer.
was wild.
After playing
First
Valorant
of
for
all,
9 hours, I only learned more
beautiful, beautiful
slurs.
flash,
That's
that
what I'm
flash
talking
people
about.
in,
That's what
aiming
I'm talking
that
about,
meant
Beans
that they could
Lover.
swing the person standing in wine. Yours push out as well. Like these kills, Coconut is just spamming the smoke against two. That's not fair. And then
What
Rarga
am
just
I-
does
Stop
this.
bickering and start buttering.
Look at that. That was
Someone
a
please
beautiful
stop
round.
him.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Round, it's
I
a
bring the
beautiful
butter, you
round,
bring the
quick
spoon.
round. Rarga
That sounds like a good
gets
night to
3K.
me.
It is going to be round 4 here.
Oh, what the
Hard.
fuck are they cooking
Why do I
here?
feel like Raga's gonna end this one?
Yeah, because it's a terrible play.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I like the reposition from Azir. That was a nice way of handling that.
As he immediately tucks his spell back
They
towards
should have
front,
used that,
but
though, to
they
post
already
somebody
know
up on a
that
deeper
Nova
angle. Like,
has a
oh,
lot
well, I
of
guess
stacks
they kind of
on
did with
top of
YOU,
it.
but you don't want your deadlock fighting that.
I don't know if I like that use of.
But I kind of like the idea of
dimensional
using
drift
that to
early on.
push somebody out B
He
main.
found that there were people just trying to swing into A, but they could easily rotate. They're basically in the spawn at this point. And now
See, now
just
you're
don't
gonna
care.
create time pressure this
Like,
round. So
XLG
you want this
know
deadlock
nothing.
wall?
They have
Okay,
no
it came
clue
out
what
now.
they
I would have
are.
actually said you could
There's
wait
50
even
seconds
longer
The
for
premise
that
of
wall.
this
left in the
is
clock.
inherently
They-
flawed.
Nova could
Valorant
be
is a
anywhere.
daytime activity.
I really
TikTok
don't
is a bedtime
like
activity.
that. But I feel like it
I
was
mean,
wasted. I
that
would've
just
seen
sounds like
retake, maybe.
a thing for you.
Oh, but they
That's
probably
just
took
not
three
like
now.
some people
No,
play
no,
Valorant
I-
at night.
It's
What
not
do you
my
mean?
take. It's not my take.
Yeah, no, I'm
It's
not saying your take. Whoever that fucking random chatter is.
But do you think you can't play Valorant in bed unless you're on Valorant mobile? I guess Valorant console you can play in bed.
Obi-Wan will be traded with Coconut, and Nova needs to pick up the pace.
Do you have to be in bed to do a nighttime activity?
It's already on to 3.
Well, they did say bedtime
Coconut
activity.
and Rarga
Oh,
are
bedtime.
didn't say night.
Okay.
Welcome them. Happy way with the backstab. It is going to be Azir on A main. Guang on Kabi. There's
A
no
gaming
time remaining.
laptop.
If Guang
Okay,
wants to
what
go
percentage
for
of the
then
player
Nova
base is in bed on a gaming laptop playing
They're
Valorant?
just scared. They
And
just
why are they always in my games, by the way?
Yeah,
Playing
I
on a
don't know why they
trackpad.
waited so long. Again. Oh, and Happyway takes. I was gonna say he can't even get the gun.
Apparently, my community has the
That's the thing. Like, he
highest
shouldn't push 'cause he
percentage
needed
of
to save
gaming
that gun, and
laptop
he
in
didn't
bed
get that
enjoyers
one.
ever known to
That's
mankind.
unfortunately-
Actually,
oh
this is
my
starting to
goodness.
explain some of the things
I
I've
was
seen.
about to say, well, at least they saved one gun. And then Happy Way does that to him. Oh, that's
Because I do
really
think, why does it look like
Yeah,
you're
I-
about to fall asleep?
As I said at the beginning, I
With some of these
don't
people
like
with
the
their lack of
different
alertness.
dimension drift that early, but I guess it worked. 'Cause
I've
Nova
been,
was so
I was
scared that they didn't do anything
bookmaxing
for
the last couple of days.
Let's see what they do now and then see.
That's
Yeah, 5th round here. Alt or
honestly,
will
sometimes I
get
feel like I learn more.
Surely, though, you could
on
learn
YouTube
more
than
from
I do
9 hours of
from
watching
a book.
1-minute videos than reading a page. How long does it take you to read a page? Like,
Depending on what genre you're reading, that actually is a valid take, though.
Guang lost their lives on the entrance of B.
so here we go. Another Sideshow take. Sideshow works for TikTok, apparently. He thinks it's better for children to spend 9 hours on TikTok than to read a fucking book.
Obviously not. Children especially are improving their vocabulary just by passively reading, no matter what the content is. But I think I mean, there's a lot of adults that have terrible reading vocabulary and ability as well. But there's some absolute fluff that you can read, and I love reading some fluffy stuff as well. I read a lot of fluffy fantasy kind of things that are definitely doing less for my personal development than if I was
Did you see the
watching some YouTube videos. Yeah.
I was like, hey.
You would also improve your vocabulary, listen to people talk on TikTok. I would probably improve my vocabulary more at this point by listening to people on TikTok. Because
yeah, you'd never heard of Pangria before.
Exactly, I've never heard of Pangria. I would have never heard of Skibbity Toilet, Ohio, the Rizzler. You know, there's just so much vocabulary out there. The new wave of the English language is all occurring on this platform. I need to be there.
From an Odin and a and a kill
Yeah, they didn't check their
smoke.
corners. They just didn't check their corners. Getting those wall banks were.
You should probably still have heard of Ohio. Well, I only read about I only read fantasy, so Ohio never comes up.
The lockdown here. Obi-Wan got caught up by the animation.
Wow! Deadlock ult in while they're all shooting the Deadlock ult. He swings and just destroys them. Yeah, that's sick.
the tail.
Oh my god, they're gonna get killed by the
Oh,
tail.
the timing.
Okay,
got one.
Raga actually gets one.
Although he did get the trade onto
You knew one was
Now that's a
detained in the
cool round.
wall.
a completely chaotic
Oh.
round. I think that's just the theme here for the 2 maps so far. Chaos. As once again,
You're telling me you learn more from 50 hours of TikTok than reading The Way of Kings? I think
he trundles on towards mid, potentially looking towards an eggplant.
And he might actually get it as well. What an
I still think there's a lot of
expensive
value in
round.
reading
There was
fiction. I think there's an
annihilation
enormous
for it,
amount of
but
value in
somehow
reading
he
fiction.
couldn't.
Look at the
Even
trips, though.
Oh, the trips. might
even
be everything,
people's
yeah.
fictional character arcs can provide a lot of
Yeah, it's definitely
value to
gonna
your
tell
own
the
life
way
and
he
thinking about the way that
is.
you would act in those
Which
situations or
means-
they would act in real
Ooh, you
situations,
might
etc.,
actually
etc.
push them.
But
I kind of like this.
but that is a lot of hours of
He
scrolling
gets the
TikTok.
pace, though. That's the problem.
There's no way you're saying
the
that
rotation.
Wanting to immediately push
TikTok
up.
is
Oh,
better than just reading a book
scared
of
there,
fiction.
Especially with the kill onto Happy Way, but XLG recovers.
There's a
again,
lot of
will get
educational
another-
content
will
on
get
TikTok. I
another
feel like you're
onto their record.
maybe my
But
algorithm is
such a
just
chaotic round,
incredibly
YOU
different to other
gets
people's,
two
but
kills.
Yes, I think it is. What TikToks are you seeing?
Yeah,
What
this
would you
was a
describe your
wild
algorithmic?
situation.
I get a
TikTok.
lot of
I just
quite a lot of geopolitics, economics content, people with random science facts. What else? Some comedy stuff, a lot of trivia content. What is it? Let me have a look. Literally, I will scroll right now and I'll read out the genre of TikTok that it is. All right. First up, all right. Economics content. So this is a clip from a politics show that has an economist on it. I scroll, and the second one is a linguist talking about, have you ever noticed how most languages have the same word for mom? The next one is a Valorant TikTok, which is not going to be educational, but it's going to be the same as playing fucking Valorant. So right now, we're only in the positives right now. The next one's another politics one. Actually, is it a politics one or is it an economics one? It's an economics one. It's about tax in the UK. Then we've got then
If
we've
you
got a
ever
comedy
doubted
one.
this guy was a Tory, if you
Then
ever
we've got- okay,
doubted
then we've
this
got
guy was a Tory,
poker one.
first
But
4
poker's
TikToks,
pretty
2
educational,
economics,
that's right.
how to avoid tax in the UK.
This one is
Fourth
a
one.
history and politics one. This
Fourth.
one's economics again.
How do
This
we
one's a
how
poker
to
one
avoid
again.
tax? How
This one is
How
think
to only play basic rate when you earn
This one,
200k.
this one is a fucking guitar tutorial. Like, there's so much educational content out there. I don't know. Like, fucking, I scrolled through 10 TikToks, 9 of them. There was one comedy one. All the others would be classed as, to some degree or other, educational.
Yeah, but my point, right? Let's take the guitar one.
Useful content.
You take a guitar tutorial.
Let's see what they're gonna do. We have
What?
3
There's no
carrots,
fucking way you're
stinger,
like.
and,
Is it a
hero
beginner's
down.
tutorial? Like
It's an inspirational piece of media. It's supposed to inspire you to go and take a look at a more in-depth version of the tutorial. It's not supposed to. You're not supposed to fucking run it on loop.
yeah,
over
this
and
is
over
my
again.
point. It's just a bunch of fucking ads. Is what it is.
No, it's not all.
As someone who
adverts.
used to average
It's
7
possible to
hours a
have
day on
snippets of
TikTok,
info
there
that
is
then
literally a
take you down
STEM
bigger
section.
pathways.
The amount of brain rot and lewd content makes it worse than
I guess I'll
Valorant
leave
for
my
your
job then,
brain.
since kids can learn everything from TikTok. You are strawmanning the fuck out of me, Lynx. I'm not saying that education has no purpose in society now. I'm saying that it can be more valuable to watch 9 hours of algorithmic content than play 9 hours of video games. And that's not to say that there can't be benefits from playing a lot of video games, because the social benefits, I think, are really positive. But I think, broadly speaking,
this is going to be hell for them trying to plan.
I'd be happier
Also, Obi-Wan just got
if my children were TikTok maxing.
And immediately
I can see your point if like if they're on their own. If there is one friend involved, it is definitely better to play the games. Even if there's just one other person involved.
That's why a lot of people
But
say
also,
that, Deadlock is not.
I would rather just do it in moderation anyway, surely.
Well,
The
no
whole thing
fucking
is a
shit.
nonsense.
What? You think that this was truly the best way to raise a child? Was just, well, you've got to spend a full 9 hours doing something. One task. Today you do this for 9 hours straight. All work and no play makes Jack a smart boy.
What is this?
Play off each other's YouTube really well, don't you think?
I was going to say, like, again, the utility usage for XLG is just sublime.
Can I decrease camp size? You must.
See now, Obi-Wan.
Don't make me do it again.
Contemplating if whether or not he will use the dimensional drift here.
The worst part about all of this is, I'm one of the least TikTok build people out there. Of all of my friends, I'm the one that's on TikTok the least. I think.
Yeah, and I think there
what I've
you've hit
realized
on the
throughout this
problem.
conversation is just that I don't think there's a lot of value in playing a lot of video games. I think the problem is that we're in the exact community where people would make the argument that video games are actually really valuable for development. And I just think they're like, they're alright. But they're not that great.
2v4.
It depends what video game you've got.
They have the side.
Is it? Does it?
Yeah. What was the game called? Rocksmith or something? It was just like playing guitar.
Oh right, no, but it wasn't playing guitar. You were pressing buttons whilst like fake strumming. Maybe Rock Band on the drums would be slightly more analogous to playing an actual instrument, but they were easy to play an instrument.
No, wasn't it Rocksmith? Isn't that what it was called?
Video games made me bilingual? Yeah, that shit. Like
No, I'm talking about
engaging in-
Rocksmith. On Rocksmith, you just play the
What are you
instrument.
talking about, Rocksmith?
Isn't that the one where you just play the instrument?
What is Rocksmith?
It's just like it's
What,
like
you-
Guitar Hero, but with a real instrument.
What, you plug a real guitar in?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you play.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. And it teaches you guitar.
Yeah, I think I would have to curate the child's algorithm. It would have to be supervised, curated algorithms. You will never use 99.9% of random facts you learn from TikTok. I think you're misunderstanding. It's not about facts.
You're misunderstanding him
It's
as
not about,
well.
like,
That he
trivia.
lives for fucking saying random trivia things to impress people.
No, it's
that's
not
all
about
he's got in his
random
life.
trivia.
His sad little life revolves around that.
The idea that you're reducing learning to trivia is crazy.
Yeah, but this is a good point as well. How are you gonna curate the algorithm for like your child and trust them that the algorithm will stay like that when they just go fucking off on a
1984 levels of surveillance. I will have their phone hooked up to my phone at all times, and I will also be taking part in the 9 hours of TikTok.
Yeah, you'll have a fucking telescreen attached to their face to see if there's any enjoyment.
Yes.
Isn't a school curriculum just a curated algorithm in a sense?
I mean, I suppose in a way it is.
And we have a save round with a rifle on one.
Yeah, I don't think that short form content is particularly good for critical thinking. But the point is that in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of Valorant, all of the stuff that you're doing is either social, I suppose language-based stuff is super useful as well, actually. Like if you're using it to connect with people from different cultures and languages and learn more about them, that's all excellent.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, I feel like most of what you're doing with connecting... Exactly. I feel like most of what you're doing with connecting with other cultures in Valorant is going to be hateful, which isn't great. But there can be
I love learning language in Valorant.
Opportunities for development. Huh?
Let me ask you this. If you did genuinely have a child, at what age would you be like, it's okay for them to be on TikTok?
Take that audit away from him.
Unsupervised.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm not sure. I think essentially the reality of my decision there would boil down to at what point not being on it would be more of a social hindrance to their interactions with their friends at like school. So for example, if they were all if all of their friends etc were constantly interacting in a social bubble that either was pulling from TikTok very frequently or ostracized people that weren't involved in that or something like that, to the point where it was like a negative experience for them not to be using the app in their real world social interactions, that would be, I think, the only... That would probably be the tipping point. Because otherwise, I mean, like, probably late into their teenage years, if I'm being honest. But I think it would, by necessity, it would probably end up being earlier than that, just because...
It was a previous round that I believe it was
I think the reality of a lot of kids' interactions is that it would kind of put them in an out group if they weren't involved to any degree.
Nova's best chance yet for 6 rounds straight. Happyweight immediately nullifies.
I mean, I didn't have Vine or Snapchat when I was a kid.
But I think, as with any...
And I was fine.
I
turned out fine, right?
Social media should also come with a lot of, like,
oh my god, coconut!
online literacy, basically.
Oh no, XLG immediately gets killed there thanks to coconut.
What's Rocker up to? What's Raga up to there?
What are you even trying there?
Did he thought he had a teleport? Because if they win this round, Nova, this is actually a huge one for them to pick up. They have big ultimates for the next.
Armageddon will be forced out here from CD.
Could be losing this one.
Issue here for XLG. So unless XLG finds a play, I think this will go towards Nova. But look at the position for both Happyweight and Viva.
Too easy, actually, from Happyweight. Too easy.
Are you telling me that, like, that squeezing that little bear for 9 hours isn't better than
This is
TikTok?
what we've been talking about this entire map.
In terms of entertainment.
And yes,
in terms of human development.
Human development.
There to that position
I think I'd rather
use,
just
so that's why.
squeeze that bear.
But the fact that they play together like this, like, we are missing
The content doesn't
Nova.
matter. With
I'm
TikToks,
really
you're essentially giving your child ADHD
like, hey,
with the
I have a drone,
15-second
like, and then you
dopamine
can
hits.
play nothing else.
I'm not.
Cool. They play
I'm
together,
not sure
they
that the
get
evidence
feel for
base
the
in
round. And I
medicine
feel
is really there to
we
say
just
that
saw Obi-Wan
you are
die
giving your
top mid.
child ADHD with
bottom mid.
TikTok usage.
No one was there. No one was there to trade him. He was just a man alone, and he went down for no reason. Oh no, not again.
50 HP there. Lost for CB, so not big of a disaster for Nova. Rarga evacuated once knowing that Nova was already flooding in towards mid. XLG a bit calmer here, a bit more.
Oh, Nova. I mean, the weird thing is, if they do just win a round or two, they can still win this.
Gets an unsuspecting Obi-Wan towards mid, but
well, they have lost 8 rounds in a row.
Here with Coconut. Viva? Where did you get the kill? No!
Well,
Viva cat.
11 and 3. He's 11 and 3 on Odin. 12 and
Oh my
0
gosh!
Odin. That's a 4K right there.
It's not exactly ADHD, but TikTok definitely reduces the attention spam of a kid. Bro, you've been on the 9 hours of Valorant.
To win the entire thing.
You've been just playing Art Odin on Ascent.
I mean,
This is absolutely incredible. And once again, I want to point out what happened once again. It was that we saw Obi-Wan go mid alone and get killed. And then they went tree.
So, this
And
Nova
match.
team, huh?
I think it's
With
just
an Odin.
they don't know. They
Good
can't
map
do
pick.
anything else rather than trying to figure out from that network, right? And we see now.
Why aren't we
Ragnar
silver
is
ulting
right
with
there.
WOL?
Actually tags two there. One to Obi-Wan, one to CC. Obi-Wan.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck them. They've absolutely destroyed them.
I think he can.
Sova
Oh, he
ult,
was
like
alone.
Yoru ult,
He
realize
was
that nobody's
alone.
there. Sova ult the other side of the map for a
They
bunch
have
of
no
damage.
smokes? Yeah, good luck getting through
Oh
that.
my god, they're just massacring them with the Odins as well.
With the
Double Odin as they tried to exec
Oh my
into
fuck.
Sentinel utility
Holy
after being.
shit.
I mean,
Holy
that
fuck.
is.
Please, no.
That's
that is-
illegal. That's illegal. See, if you
bullying.
played 9 hours of Valorant a day, this is how good you could be.
That is bullying.
What the?
Imagine thinking that TikTok is more fun than that. Oh, that's rough. Is it over? Weirdly, no, because they still have to attack. But if they win pistol, you're right. Winning pistol was big for Nova. Because otherwise it would have been 12-0.
All right. Well, now when the side swap,
They need to win pistol because they still might lose. With double
they
senti.
need a lot of rounds. They need a lot of rounds. Deadlock Cypher's so broken currently on Ascent. Honestly, Deadlock Vice is also just as busted. It's the double senti is just incredibly good. But I'll tell you what, the double senti, most teams are only picking it when other teams pick into them. They're not deliberately picking Ascent because then you have to start on the attack side.
Who won Wolves versus Tech? Why would you even have to ask? Why would you even have to ask? Who do you fucking think won? Would you pick the XLG Classic over the Nova Classic? I would hope not.
No. I think the green is making it worse.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of blue and green together. I think it often looks a bit bleh, sicky.
Your sick is blue and green.
I don't mean literally vomit. I just mean it makes me feel
you,
sick.
It makes you feel ill.
Yeah. It's an ill color
Look
combination.
at that timeline.
That's pretty good. Give them double pistol and win anyway. How about that?
I mean, they should, in theory.
It gives toilet cleaning. You're so right, actually.
The stall
Why, though?
Because.
But
with
you're right,
XLG,
it does.
you have the
It's
deadlock
like
and the Cypher
cleaning
trade.
product.
Nova, what do you have? You might
They have
be
a Killjoy.
They have a Killjoy, but what else? So this might be a rough pistol around here as Azir on the off angle. Didn't manage to get traded there. Happyway gets the kill. Mid here. Actually,
Big fight.
Obi-Wan and OOO gets the kill on towards a lane. 3v3 and XLG will be able to
Push the
some
guy in
flank
main.
here as we see a lit retake coming towards Nova. Barrier mesh will be put down onto 3, and right now it is the biggest test for Nova at this point.
Yeah, they need the pistol. They need the pistol to come back in this match, honestly. And also just, I want to remind, I think I said it earlier, but if I didn't, Happyway gets...
Oh, well.
Why
No,
do you
it's
get-
done.
Well,
It's
that
over.
is just over.
GG's. It's done. XLG are actually the greatest team in China. They're going to Toronto.
Nice map
They're
pick.
beating EDG.
These individual
It's done.
splits,
It's done. It's
they
done.
aren't playing as a team. XLG, yes.
You think they'll beat
just
EDG?
Onto the side, but they stay close. And right now, Nova 11-2, and it is looking
No answer.
dire for them.
And I want to point out, we've seen Nova play on this map. They won against EDG.
So the problem they had there was you had the barrier mesh
One would say this is one of the better maps.
towards tree, and then they shut
that
the
was
door, but they never broke the barrier
to
mesh.
say earlier, I don't know if I mentioned
So
it,
they never
but
broke the
have
door.
actually won
So
against
you
EDG.
know they can only come from two places.
That
And
was
then the
the-
camera off the spam.
Like, we hadn't seen this from XLG, but we'd seen it from Nova, and we were like, well, probably alright. So far it's not
Okay, they
looking
force.
great. Never say never, but
I like going outlaw here.
not looking great.
Yes,
11-2
now. 11-2, 1 run away from a series point. Rarga,
Jesus
with
Christ.
a bit of an impatient again. He's rushing in alone. Yes, it is the pistol. Yes, he did force buy, but just that bit of impatience from the Nova players. Like
I
this
shot
one,
my
for
coconut.
example, from Azir. They're costing them round after round. It's like they're on.
Okay,
autopilot.
two
They
2-0s.
don't know what else that
Which
they
should mean
can
that I get a
do.
little bit of a break
It's
before
going to be a
EMEA. I will be
5v2
back on for
lesser
EMEA, of
weaponry.
course, but
Even if XLG
I'll go and
hasn't
upload
put
the power
down their
rankings.
spike yet, Viva spotting on CB.
And I will,
coming back here. If whether or not XLG putting down the spike,
well,
Nova,
they've seen them.
I think it's just one of their last breaths here. And we see now 12-2.
And a
Oh,
flawless
GG.
round at that as well.
How did Liquid you look
gosh.
yesterday? I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
see most of
Liquid.
it. Someone else will be able to
Yeah,
tell you,
I
I'm sure.
I know.
Probably
but
better than
still,
Koi, I would
we'd
imagine.
hope that there was a bit of economical damage coming in, right? I think the only thing we can say is they didn't, get the plant. This is a bright side.
I mean,
It's a rough one for Nova for sure. I don't even know. Yeah. Oh no, they look so broken. Look at them. Oh goodness.
I think that's just hysteria from the
Nice
coaches
map
there.
pick.
Like just laughing towards what potentially will be their last ever round.
This is tough.
It is going to be 12-2. Round start here. XLG walking towards catwalk. Azir might catch Viva off guard.
I
with
thought
his
we'd
sticker.
lost games
Yes,
down.
he
I was
did.
like, that
right
sounds
now,
a bit
Rarga
strange.
actually gets the 2K here with from CB and OOO. And
Oh
XLG,
my god.
Happyway gets a blind kill.
Happyway
towards the
gets
cage.
that
It is
kill.
going to be their last breath here, Nova. Azir, 11 HP remaining. I don't think Nova
Just
could
don't pick Ascent against double
actually
Senti, but
recover
that's the
because
problem.
XLG,
You
yes,
don't know if you're
Nova
playing double
and
Senti, but as soon as you
look
are,
at
you're in
Rarga,
trouble.
And it is going to be a 3K coming from him. It is going to be
Again, this
Obi-Wan
comp just
and a
just gives
Spectre
you such one-sided
trying to save their lifelines
results. It's
here,
crazy.
not wanting to
Well,
immediately get
GG.
thrown towards the lower bracket where I believe they'll be facing against I believe it is going to be Trace.
But yeah, you
Esports.
basically this
But
is
right
just you just
now,
can't pick Ascent.
Obi-Wan
Picking
what
Ascent
can
is
you do
just
versus four
like
players
it
that
is
are
it is
completely healthy.
as it's kind of in the video title. It is
Well,
unplayable
Happyway's
in
not
a way
looking great.
because you just can't pick the
Give
map.
him that. Give him
If
that.
you pick the map and you're against
But
double
yeah,
Senti
no,
on
It's
defense,
not. It's not.
you've probably
a
just
favorable
lost.
Situation being.
Or if you have
I
to
don't
start
know
an
what
attack with
Obi-Wan
double
will
Senti,
do
you
here.
probably just lost.
He has to win. They've locked out. Yeah, it was good. Of heaven. They can do like.
In
and
telling,
he's about
in
to find
scrims,
out that
70% of EMEA T1/2 teams are playing double Senti in scrims. There is a very good reason no one picks the map, but everyone floats it.
You have to face the music. 50 HP.
GG.
Coconut gets
XLG Coconut and Raga 2. Ba 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 ba. I can't remember.
You literally
Like,
had
what the fuck was
the other
lyrics?
half of the song. It was XLG GG someone and YOU.
What was it? Yeah, Coconut and XLG GG Coconut and YOU. XLG GG. No, I've forgotten it. Oh, Happy Way and Raga 2, XLG GG Coconut and YOU. From Abyss to Ascent, Viva brings you to your knees, China's best. We are blessed with a mighty XLG. That's the part that I'd forgotten. Very good. Thank you, Sprite the Legend.
Well, will you be back for some EMEA?
Yeah, I'll be back for some EMEA. What's that, in like 2 hours?
2 hours, yeah.
It might take me 2 hours to get through this fucking paper that somebody's linked me about TikTok brain rot. This hasn't been peer reviewed, released on 3rd of January. No information about the I mean, literally all just context at this point in the paper, but how
See, but this is the thing, right? Like, the reason it hasn't been peer reviewed is because anyone who's on
No.
TikTok a lot can't get through a full paper. Okay, goodbye.
Wait,
I'll
this
be back
this
in a
isn't
couple hours.
even. They haven't done any. They haven't done any of their own research here. This is collecting. Is this supposed to be like a meta-analysis or something? It's just a review of the current literature, right? Okay, so they're not actually doing any primary research. They're collecting other people's research here, doing a review of the modern literature.
And what does the review say? What's the conclusion?
Conclusion says, the paper examines the impact of TikTok's rapid content delivery and infinite scrolling on students' attention spans. The fast-paced and rewarding nature of TikTok can lead to a reduction in attention span. I'd like a fucking source for that one, because I didn't see that in what they'd written earlier, but my attention span was limited, so I wasn't actually reading it all. Prolonged usage of TikTok may hinder academic performance by decreasing study time, impairing information retention, and distracting students in the classroom. Now, this one in the middle, I didn't see the source for that either. I saw them talk about decreasing study time, but not impairing information retention. Some studies propose TikTok can enhance creativity and engagement when utilized appropriately in the educational contexts. The effect on attention span appears to be influenced by user demographics, with younger generations being more vulnerable. Future research should address the need for longitudinal and experimental studies to better understand causality, including the long-term effects of TikTok on attention. Okay. Yeah, but where were the actual references that supported it reducing attention span?
Well, my attention span on this story has depleted, so goodbye.
Entertainment-focused content with its fast-paced nature is
guy's
more likely to
fucking
shorten
deaf.
attention spans for Satie et al. No, I'm just ignoring